You'll be very
whatever
excited.
that green drink you just gulp down.
Oh, my diet Baja Blast.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. You just got regular Baja Blast, and you're too afraid to
Okay,
tell
I'm gonna
us.
go through drinks with you, and just the name of the drink, you let me know that it's bad for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Water,
Good.
orange juice,
Bad.
Baja Blast.
Bad. Who's asking?
Taco Bell Mountain Dew Baja
Yeah.
Blast Icy.
Yeah.
Surprising. Good.
Yeah.
Are you... Listeners, he is pulling up
My order.
his order to confirm that it was in fact a diet Mountain Dew Taco Bell Baja Blast.
I don't care whether it says 0 sugar or not. I don't. You know they've just gone. Oh, we haven't got any 0 sugar left. Just give him the full sugar one. He'll never know.
Oh, I would know.
Yeah.
You could tell the
Hey,
difference.
my good friend Mik collapsed into a
Diabetic coma.
yeah. We think it
Oh,
might
no.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a follow-up appointment in like 3 weeks.
Oh.
And my goal is to show up as the single fittest diabetic they have ever seen in the office.
Yeah.
It's going pretty good.
You gonna roll up with like a big cooler Mountain Dew?
No, I'm going to roll up in a fucking muscle tank.
Like a 64 ounce.
Straight up. I'm going to be like, I'm going to go to the gym before my appointment.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll up with like a fresh pump. And I'm going to make the nurse like intimidated. Because,
Are we rolling, by the way, on the audio?
yeah, I mean, it is
No,
straight
we
up
are?
like almost insulting that the last time I went in for a diabetic like checkup, the nurse is there like trying to lecture me on, you shouldn't eat this. And the dude's like 50 to 60 pounds overweight. And I was like,
Yeah.
who the fuck are you, bro? Like, I'm in much better shape than you by a country mile.
Yeah, but is he diabetic?
No,
Well,
ain't that the bitch?
Wild. All right, should we start this thing?
I think we did.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, everybody, welcome to the Chicken Coop Podcast.
Start again because we're not gonna start on. Anyway, guys, welcome
What are you
to.
talking about? You lead in from the diabetic talk, and
We're not putting.
you
that-
are horrible at this.
he's so bad. Every time he makes me restart like 4 times when we have really good.
Okay. Anyway,
banter.
this is the Chicken Poop.
You did it again, and you fucked it up.
Okay.
We can start on that.
This is
Go,
the
do it
Chicken
again. Do it
Poop
again. Yeah.
This is Chicken Poop Podcast. This
Don't
is
say anyway.
all right.
So anyway, but that's so annoying. Just-
So anyway, I was walking down the street.
Welcome.
I'm gonna
And-
give you a fucking purple nurple.
stop. All right,
I'm more fun than any of you have ever been on this thing.
we're trying to make this into a business, dude. You're trying to crash it into the ground as hard
I'm
as
trying to make it
possible.
into entertainment.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Edutainment.
Hey,
No.
we heard Tom. Tom told it. Tom told poop stories when
Yeah,
he
he
was
did.
on here.
He told a poop story.
And those sections stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but my vaguely problematic sections can't be in it?
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Oh.
Anyway, dear listeners, welcome to the Chicken Coop Podcast.
Welcome to the Chicken Coop Podcast. I'm Alex,
I'm Adrian.
and our good friend Mik is back joining us. I think Mik was on episode.
I'm not Mick. I'm Jacob Zaitsu.
Jacob Zaitsu has shrunk a little bit.
Yes, and turned a different shade.
Yep. I think you were on episode 2 or 3 or something like that.
4.
4. Okay, there we go.
Did you release it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You were also on episode 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and then I think we might have released 4.4.
And I got cut out of that one.
No, you were in that one.
you were.
Oh,
We just didn't
okay.
release the first 3, I don't think.
Whose fault was that?
Yours.
yours.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes.
This is another late night podcast. It is 1 a.m, and yeah, we're gonna play this one by ear. We've got no topics planned, so yeah, let's get into it. One thing we've been doing, Adrian and I have been doing just some Butler news. We've been redoing our entire database system, moving from
By redoing, you mean doing in the first place?
yes,
Yeah.
we went from a very very minimal cloud Firestore collection document database, if you guys know what that is, and now we're moving to a properly structured Postgres SQL relational database, which is going to allow us to do some really cool things in the app. It means we can immediately roll out things like lists, things like likes, favorites, and also profiles and that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
and we can get started on bigger social features.
Yep.
We can get started on discovery. You know,
That's going to be the downfall of your app, social features.
yeah. Everybody knows that once an app that's not about social media starts becoming about social media, it just goes right down the hill.
Yep.
Never has that ever turned into a good thing.
But I'm super excited.
That feels sarcastic, but have you used Pinterest?
Pinterest is still kicking, man. Like it's still doing real well.
why is it a social media app?
I can't even articulate how it is a social media app.
I think that's
I've used
my
it,
second
and
question.
everybody says it's social media, but it's such an isolating experience. You don't interact with other people on Pinterest.
It
I
keeps
guess
pushing me-
anything is
no,
anything is
it-
social media if you can share a profile and then see other people's lists,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's about as social as it gets. I mean,
What's the difference between that? I mean, Facebook, you're sharing your Twitter, you're sharing your thoughts, and people can view them.
Twitter's not a real place.
thoughts are pretty liberal with what you're trying to get across.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying. But no, I'm super excited about doing this database. We've almost finished it. We spent a couple of nights planning it out now.
Yeah,
and
it's been a hell of a time.
Adrian's learning SQL
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying it lots.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, that's the end of the Butler news section. So, what do you want to talk about? In a bit, I want to pitch you a movie and see if you find it
Alec
funny.
Baldwin is about to kill another cinematographer.
Oh, is he?
They just restarted shooting Rust.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
It's with a new, obviously a new cinematographer.
Yeah.
And didn't you say
Wait, why?
Didn't you say the charges have been?
Yeah, they're petitioning. His lawyer is petitioning the DA who charged him to drop the gun-related charges, which would take 5 years off of a mandatory minimum. For him.
Rightly so, because that DA is
Yeah, I mean, it's
going after
Overzealous.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'll
even
say overzealous.
it's not even a reasonable charge for what actually.
Well, the
transpired.
question is it even like could you even argue it in court at this point?
Well, so
I mean, they're going to try.
No, but like you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt whatever the charge is,
Well,
right?
so-
Yeah.
could you reasonably even make the argument? Forget proof.
You can
Well-
do all sorts of things with if you have the right jury.
yeah,
I mean, this brings me to my next point on juries and how they're dumb. Like lawyers should not have any say in who the jury is. The jury should be
Oh, yeah. And that's
absolutely blind picked.
Yep.
Like
And that's a speciality,
12
right? Jury picking
Yeah.
the jury.
Jury
is a
selection.
yeah,
special-
jury selection is a speciality for law firms, and it's one of those things where it's like they should have no say. It should be 6 blind pick or 12 blind picks.
Yep.
That's it. No if, ands, or buts. It makes the whole thing. I was talking to somebody at the bank the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She has jury duty, and she has to call every single night at 7 p.m.
yep.
for like a little bit over a week. I think it's 10 days. And she was saying like
Really? At 9 p.m.?
at 7
7.
p.m. And then they tell you if they have to come down to the courthouse the next day
day.
or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you sit around in the courthouse
And they-
until you get picked, maybe question mark.
How don't they compensate you a little bit if you have to
They
have time off
compensate
work?
you minimum wage.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much, hey, give up like whatever job you. And of course, if you're working some podunk job that's no good, it's great. Who cares? You sit in a room, you play your Game Boy for like,
Yeah.
you know,
You're a director of a
7
movie. Hey,
hours.
guess what? You've got jury duty.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
The day that we've planned this huge
your
shoot.
whole huge shoot that is
It took 6 months to plan.
Yeah, like well, of course you could ask for a deferral or extension or whatever, right? But the fact of the matter is, if your daily take home is, let's just say $1,200,
Yeah.
right? Like you're getting paid well for
Yeah.
a job like that. I'm sure $1,200 a day is actually low for what a director makes on like a bigger film.
Oh, a bigger film, yeah.
Yeah. So like you get called in and you're sitting there going like, okay, I went from making say 10 grand a day to making $100 for
Yeah.
my day.
I mean, it's not even then. To be honest, if you're earning that much money from a job, then it's not about the money that you're losing. It's
No,
about
it's about-
the money you're losing the business.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So because that is dead time.
Yeah.
Um,
But aside from that, though, one of the best movies ever made and one of the best jury movies ever made, 12 Angry Men. Have you seen it?
I have.
I think he was guilty.
in my opinion,
Yeah. You don't like it?
well,
Henry Fonda
I
doesn't
didn't
fucking call
really,
me.
I didn't really buy that all of them were that mad.
Oh yeah, that's I did.
Like
Yeah,
they
that
seem-
one line where he looks directly down lens and goes, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore."
That's a different movie.
Yeah, that's Network.
Oh, do you want to give? We're going on all sorts of tangents. Do you want to give your friend a shout out for that thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sword?
yeah.
Give
If-
him a shout out.
The funny thing is, he was saying like, "Oh, I'm never on a podcast."
Well, you are now.
And,
What's his name?
No. His name is Sebastian.
What's he Instagram plug?
His Instagram plug is Starlight Sabers. And
So explain to the audio listeners what this is, and then the visual listeners can
so
see.
this is I am holding a very nice replica of Ezra's lightsaber from Star Wars Rebels Season 1.
His first lightsaber.
Yes,
Made
it
of
looks
metal,
like
feels amazing.
Yeah,
It's got
no,
nice weight to it.
it's beautiful.
functional
It has a
buttons.
whole bunch of sound fonts that Seb installed for me.
Turn it on for the.
I think it's actually on the wrong font. If you
I'm sure
if you
it
long
is.
press it once and turn it to the next one, it should be right. That should be it.
Hold it up to the mic.
Nope, never mind.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, hold it up to the mic.
Oh, is it going to play the whole song now?
Just click it.
Master Yoda. Count.
Yeah, I don't know why the sound fonts are so long.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
We're going to reprogram it
Yeah.
probably.
No, but it's a really cool replica.
Yeah, I mean, and it's got tons of different light effects and like it's got obviously like some kind
That
of
one should work.
gyroscope inside. Click it. Turn it on.
Next one.
No, I'm trying to look for anything that's not red.
Your destiny lies with me. You are no Jedi.
Nope.
Oh, I mean,
And
that
then,
one's kind of
so for
orange-ish.
audio listeners, it's this really cool lightsaber. You can program it with all sorts of different light things. It like when you turn it on, the light travels from the hilt of the blade all the way up to the end of the light stick, I guess you'd call it.
There we go.
And yeah, when you wave it around,
Little
it makes
saber.
the correct noises.
Well, it has a whole bunch of cool gesture controls. It has flash on clash.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, smack my hand. Yeah.
yeah, and then there's also, I don't know if you can stab it at the camera, send
Yeah.
off the tip drag.
Oh, I don't think this one does.
So cool. So cool. So yeah, what do people, if people like that when they want to get one, where do they go? Instagram account?
Yeah, he has an Instagram account. I know he has a website as well that I could never, I'm sure I'm going to say wrong. It's starlightsabers.com.
Yep.
He's got a whole bunch of pre-builts
Put it right
like
in front.
this.
We'll put it there.
And he also does offer, I'm
the
not
mic.
sure if he has openings right now, because I might have taken his last spot, unfortunately, for bespoke sabers
Ah.
that he builds to order
Yep.
with custom like acid etching,
Ooh.
Yeah, he's really cool.
electroplating.
I mean, I was so impressed with the finish on that and just the feel of it. It feels solid. It doesn't feel like if I smack that on, if I.
Oh no,
decide
these
to-
are made for like full dueling speeds.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like you could actually smack the shit out of someone with this thing.
Yeah.
The LED. The funny thing is, Lucasfilm actually recruited a whole bunch of the higher end saber builders.
Really?
When they were making the sequel movies.
Because they wanted them practical.
They wanted practical sabers. So that's why in like starting in episode 7, you have environmental glow from the saber.
Yeah.
Before it was always an After Effects thing.
Yeah.
They just lit it up and whatever.
Yeah.
Who cared? And you bought it because, you know, who cares? It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
But in the later on, they
It adds so much to
brought they brought a bunch of hobbyists in. who
One of the
were
only
building
good
them.
things about 7, 8, and 9 were the look of
Effects.
the lightsabers.
Yeah.
7 was pretty good. I'll die on that.
Nah, you're wrong.
7 was good and retroactively made bad by the flop that was 8.
No, 7 was bad because I've seen that movie twice before. I don't want to see it a third time. 7 was extremely lazy.
7 was lazy.
All 3 of them were.
All 3 of them were, but I think 7 was the only one that could have had a chance had the
7
follow-up film been
Yeah,
good.
7 left the door open for cool things to happen after it.
And
Yeah.
then that didn't.
8
happen.
and 9 kind of closed the door on anything cool happening in the entire series.
Oh, I tell you what.
Effectively,
I tell
yeah.
you what. If we want to move on to another subject, I tell you what we could talk about. Adrian hasn't seen it yet, but you and I both saw Avatar 2.
Oh, Avatar 2, Avatarder. Yes.
And how good was it?
I thought that it was maybe the best movie of all time. And my favorite part was when the space whale looked at the camera and said, "It's Avatar 2 time," and then did a
Avatar
flip.
all over them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Avatar all
Yeah.
over the boat.
It was-
And then it plunged into the water, and then it put one flipper up with a thumbs up.
Yes.
And then you heard it go, "I'll be back," and then
Anyway,
it just
dun,
sunk.
dun,
yeah,
dun, dun. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's great. Honestly, it was a fun movie.
I loved it. I loved it. If
I would actually watch it again.
I
Honestly,
totally-
I went in completely expecting like this is gonna be dumb as shit.
Yep.
I do not want to watch
Yep.
this, or I do want to watch this. Yes, as a curiosity thing, but I'm not gonna be into it.
It's the only
And-
movie I can think of in the past year that I've seen in the cinema and have thought pretty much immediately, I want to go back to the cinema and watch
Yes,
it again.
I don't think I would want to watch it at home.
No,
Honestly,
no,
like
no.
it's one of those movies where you want to see it on an IMAX screen
Yes.
in 3D.
Great sound system.
Amazing sound system.
By
Like,
far, of course, this is obviously an obvious statement. The best visual effect, the most impressive visual effects.
oh,
I've
there were
ever seen.
absolutely moments in that movie, me knowing like full well, yeah, this is all CG'd, where I thought, wow, I think that might be makeup.
Yeah.
Like there were some very good close-up shots, specifically of
I can't wait for the behind the
his
scenes to
name?
come out
Name
properly.
any character. 5, 4, 3,
Natiri.
2. Okay.
Jake Sully.
Yeah, which
Spider.
I was trying to think
You
of.
don't know who Spider is, do you?
Yeah, he
No,
doesn't
you
know
don't.
who Spider is.
Yeah.
Spider was the
That's a-
only one not in makeup.
That's a
Well, he was kind of wearing makeup.
Well, he wasn't CG'd.
yeah, yeah.
that's a dumb fucking name.
Spider?
It's his nickname.
Yeah, it's his nickname.
Spider.
No, but
Isn't
basically,
Spider the guy who films the One Bite Pizza reviews?
who's
Yeah,
to
it
say?
actually is. I think it is. Yeah.
Who's to say?
No,
Was
it's fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
what was really impressive though is they
10-minute
had these like,
sequences with no dialogue when you're just looking at the visuals
oh
going
yeah,
like, oh my
that
god.
was like really cool.
that, I could watch 20 more minutes of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was definitely
the-
shocked by the end of the movie because I was like, that felt like the prologue.
It was a 3-hour movie, over 3-hour movie, and the only reason at 2 hours and 30 minutes, I needed to pee.
So you were like,
And,
it
and
should
so
be
I
a
was
close
like,
to end.
I felt like this has been an hour, so
Yeah.
we're an hour in,
Yeah.
and we were 2.5 hours in. So
The interesting or the fun thing for me watching this was you could literally see that James Cameron the entire time was going, well, I like this thing that I did once upon a time.
Yep.
So I'm going to just take this thing from Aliens
Yep.
and I'm going to take that thing from Terminator 2 and this thing from The Abyss and
Yep.
that thing from Titanic and this thing from Avatar. I'm just going to smash it all into one new movie. That's really just all my old movies. So he got to
Yeah.
ride on his. You don't often
Yeah.
get to see somebody ride
in the
on their
best way
own
possible.
coattails.
Yeah, in the best way possible. Totally in the best way possible. You're watching it and you're going, okay, well, we started out
Playing Avatar.
doing Avatar, and now we've gone to Aliens.
Aliens, because
and it's awesome.
You have all.
Every word coming out of your mouth is making me want to see it less. Like
no,
actively,
you
these
don't-
are.
don't
you
be a
don't.
hater.
You
You'll
don't
love
get
it.
it.
You'll
I'm
love
not
it.
even being a hater.
No, no,
These
you don't
are-
even
these
get it.
are
You don't
just
get it.
not-
You don't get it.
These are not
Have
the
you ever-
selling points you think they have.
Have you ever seen Aliens?
Yes.
Did you enjoy
Yeah.
it?
Did you enjoy it?
Of course.
It's
Okay.
that.
What was the best part of Aliens for you?
Get away from her, you bitch.
Okay, that's also in there actually, more or less. But it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, it is.
it
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But no, for me, the most iconic, like, thing that
Game
really has.
over, man. Game over.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Marines.
It's the Marines.
It's the
Yeah,
Marines.
okay,
A-
okay.
And basically, you have.
Not really a spoiler because it comes like
it's literally
basically
5 minutes in.
5 minutes in, you get a group of Marines
to
that-
all pause.
Yeah.
To all three of the people who regularly view this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that you are decently well read in science
3.
fiction.
I'll have you know that 9 people listened to this last week.
9 people listened to it last week.
Yeah.
Which is 2 weeks after the last episode.
and
came
6
out.
of them are you.
Three 3 weeks because we've also, by the way, we have at the time of recording, we have 2 episodes in the can that we haven't released yet. Still, for some
Interesting.
reason. Yeah.
Anyway, there's a book called Old Man's War.
Yeah.
And they basically Old Man's War the entire crew from the first
Yeah.
movie, save what's her face.
Have we ever spoken about Old Man's War before? You want to give a brief description of that's a great sci-fi book that people should read.
Yeah, I mean, Bernard hates it.
Really?
Yeah, he thinks
well.
it's crass and stupid.
It's so good.
It's a bunch of geriatric. I mean, like, I know the premise of the book, but it's just so much more
Have you
fun.
read it?
I haven't read it, but it's so much more fun to imagine.
This kid.
This guy.
It's so much
It's been
more
on the
fun to
bookshelf.
imagine.
Give me a
that
Reddit
it's-
synopsis. Come on. What do you
No,
think
no,
about
no,
it?
no.
What does
Okay.
200 upvoted people think about
Let
it?
me tell you what the movie. Let me tell you what the book Old Man's War is about. It is 2002.
Wrong.
We're just about to go into Desert Storm, and the first people they send in are actually like 90-year-old World War II vets.
No,
and,
no.
And they're just decrepit.
Nope.
And they
No.
have their Mosin
Nope.
Nagants, and they have
No, Old Man's War.
I don't even know if you're clowning.
they have their little clipazine.
No, okay. So
Clipazine.
Old Man's War takes place. It starts off following the main character. He's on Earth. His wife passed away. He signed up to the army.
Yep.
He's got no
in
legs.
He's in his 80s. He gets on a space elevator, goes up, and he joins the. It's been ages. I think it's like the Human Defense Force or some nonsense.
Whatever
right?
their version
Colonial
of the
Defense Force.
futuristic army is.
Yeah, and
Space
they
army.
and it's this thing where they only recruit people over the age of 60.
Yep.
And they nobody knows exactly how the space army works because all the recruits are geriatrics.
And you never really hear from them again. Right?
Yeah, they
Something
just
like that.
disappear. They never come back to Earth.
Yep.
They go off and they defend the colonies.
And the reason.
And the reason why is that they do a brain download and stick them into these young, beautiful, fit as shit,
Yep.
like programmed to fight alien bodies or semi-alien bodies.
Yeah, like
except
enhanced human bodies.
Yeah, exactly. Except the fun thing is in Avatar,
Yep.
they're blue.
Mm-hmm.
In Old Man's War, they're green.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So there's actually a thing where I'm sitting here going like, James Cameron likes shitty sci-fi novels just like me.
Yeah.
And maybe
Hey,
we're more
it's not a
alike.
shitty sci-fi novel.
He just like me, for real, for real.
Yeah, no, maybe we're more alike than I thought. He obviously
James
likes
Cameron is me.
James Cameron. I am James Cameron. He obviously
I
likes.
also like playing with submarines in the bathtub.
Must
Yes.
kill John Lennon.
Mate, I remember being a kid making little Lego submarines, taking them into the bathtub with me.
like
and-
smashing me against
Yeah,
the walls,
yeah.
super fast and screaming, Sully! Yeah.
No, so but the premise, the good part about
Please tell me that the Stephen Lang's character, who is now a blue man,
Yes.
please tell me he does not like con Jake Sully.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't con him. He at one point he goes like, "Huh, maybe he has figured something out."
yeah.
No, but he doesn't like yell, scream into the air, fist shaking, Sully.
No,
He might actually at some point.
I really
no,
hope
actually,
he doesn't.
I don't think he does. But I think that. See, I know the character names, but I don't know the actor names. I don't want to be that dweeb saying like, "Oh, the character." Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to figure out the
Wait, do
actor's
you
name
know any of the characters' names?
more than I'm
Yeah, I
comfortable
know
with.
them all of them. All of the character names. I'm just not going to tell you the character names, okay?
I'm
not under. This isn't a test.
I'm just like
Sam Whitworth, right? He's the guy. Sam Worthington.
Worthington.
Yeah, Sam Worthington. I keep
Jake
wanting to say
Sully.
Jake Sully because like that's the face.
well,
in
that's
my
the
head.
only thing he's been in.
Yeah, no, that's not true. He's been
Nagini. He's in it.
Salvation.
yeah, Terminator Salvation.
Wait,
It was-
Nagini?
Nagini.
yeah,
Like the snake?
Yeah,
no, it's Natiri.
I know.
I mean, the interesting thing is she's the only one in that entire movie,
has
and
a
from what I
career.
can tell, what?
What?
I was gonna say has
Hey, there are green avatars in it too.
no,
Yeah,
What?
they're cerulean.
that's true. Yeah.
Fuck. You know horse girls?
Yeah,
you know,
you're gonna tell your horse girl bit again. He does this every time. But
It's
the
just
interesting thing is she's
Wait.
the only one who
to
has
Oman's
gauges.
Uh-huh.
She's the only one who has gauges.
Oh, that is true. I guess. Yeah.
You know, like how you scratch your ear like you have gauges. It's like, oh.
In university, I had a fake gauge for.
What does that mean?
I pierced my ear.
He was gauged
And
for pay.
it got infected because I put a fake
Oh,
gauge
but my
in
jokes are too much?
it, and then I had to take it out. That's the only time I've ever had an earring.
That was funny, damn it.
Anyway, no, the
Your
great
cousin
thing-
had an earring the first time I met him.
Yeah, that little red.
No, it was
It
a
was like-
ring
it was
with a
little-
spiky ball.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah,
devil
yeah,
ear.
no,
and then
red.
he had what do you call it? He had like a crazy mohawk that was like Elmer's glued up.
When I met him, he had a friar tuck and no knees.
And what's funny is he graduated from having no knees to having knees and then losing his knees again.
Yeah. He's like a reverse. He's Benjamin Button his way through life.
Ping ponging back and forth.
Yeah.
No, but the great thing about Old Man's War is so the premise is these once you're in your I guess avatar,
Yeah.
your superhuman form now, and you're young and vital, then you do a light speed jump to a far part of the universe where Earth is fighting a battle. But because of the way light speed travel works,
You think
By the
you're
time you-
combining two different books, dude?
no, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Old Man's War. That's when they go away, and then he comes back.
You're
again.
thinking of the Forever War.
Oh, you're totally right. Yeah. Hold on, which one's Old Man's War then? Aren't they this?
Who
Wait,
the fuck are you?
which one's Old Man's War?
Old Man's War is written by John Scalzi.
Which I am confusing both. I know I've read both of them. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I thought Forever Old Man's War the ones where they go away and they come back, and every time they come back,
No,
hundreds
that's
of
the
years have
Forever
passed.
War because the war lasts forever.
And then every time they come, that's also a great book.
Yeah, so every time he comes back to Earth, like mom died, sister died,
Well,
We-
come back,
brother
and
died.
then they've been away for 1,000 years,
or like
and they
it's
come-
usually like increments of 20 or 50.
It was longer
but
than that, because
no,
it was-
like later on in the war. It becomes
because then
longer.
the whole book was an allegory for the Vietnam War, where you go
Yeah.
away to war,
And
you
just
come
the
back,
world is different.
and you can't integrate back into the world.
Yeah.
So which one's the Old Man's War then?
Old Man's War is
It's
the one that I was
where
describing.
they have walkers.
But then what actually happens in it then?
Oh, in that one, it's
They can't walk straight, and they get
Effectively,
wheelchairs, and
they're-
the orderlies hit them.
they're trying to carve out their or humanity's place in the galaxy
Yeah.
among dozens and dozens and dozens of warring alien species who
Which
are
one's
also
the one
trying
where
to.
the end of the book? This isn't. I don't think this is a spoiler.
Soylent Green is people.
No. The end of the book, the last time they come back, I'm pretty sure
That's the Forever War.
Woody from Toy Story is there talking to him.
That's the Forever
That's
War.
the way. Okay.
That's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah. That one's great. I love that one.
That's a very good book. I mean, the Forever War and Old Man's War often get mixed up because
You know why I mixed them up? I think I got them in an anthology book.
Because they
it could
named
be
the same thing.
Well, one, they have similar naming conventions, and two, they have similar story beats. The funny thing is, allegedly, John Scalzi to this day denies that he had ever even known about the Forever War before
Really?
he wrote The Old Man's War.
Huh.
Yeah. Now, do we believe that? Who knows?
Well, there's only so much you can do with sci-fi, right?
That's not true.
That is like,
That's the worst statement
Yeah.
I've ever made.
Yeah, that's
man, that is the dumbest thing
that
you've
is
ever said.
Adrian's
Like,
worst take ever.
have you
We'll
ever
call
read?
this episode Adrian's worst take ever.
That one's on
the
purpose.
worst take ever.
Have you ever read Rendezvous with Rama?
I've heard of it.
Okay, it's
Who wrote it? Heinlein?
Arthur C. Clarke.
I think it was Heinlein.
I think it was Heinlein.
No, it was whoever wrote 2001. I think that was
Arthur
Clarke.
C. Clarke.
Yeah.
I'll look it up now.
Oh, what? On your handy dandy Butler app
On the version of Butler that you
that
guys don't
has
have.
books that I don't have that
Yeah.
you've been promising me for literally a year. 2 weeks, dude. It'll be out in 2 weeks.
Well, now it will be.
That's our motto:
possibly.
overpromise, underdeliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks. TM. Please be patient.
What am I looking
TM,
up?
TM.
Yeah.
What's the name
Please
of it?
understand.
Rendezvous with Rama.
Small indie company.
Small indie company.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to spell that. Rendezvous.
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 This is actually
This
going
is
to
a
help
French
our
word,
listeners
huh?
too. Yeah.
with
Rama.
Yeah.
R-A-M-A.
Figure that one
Arthur
out.
C.
dude.
Clarke. No, you're right. Yeah.
I know my sci-fi. The first one is a beautiful book. It's actually being adapted by who's the twit who made the new Dune?
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah,
Not
he's
a
doing
twit.
that.
He's a great director.
Yeah, shouldn't have been given Dune. But
He did. To be fair to him, he probably did the best with Dune that.
No.
What other
David
director
Lynch.
would have done?
I think he would have done better if somebody else wrote the script.
no, I think he would have done better if
It would have been a better movie if they didn't film and then remove great scenes.
Not just great scenes, the important ones.
the
important
the
scenes.
importance. I think that movie died in editing.
I think he.
I think that movie died in editing. Honestly.
I think he had the like. If those scenes were in the movie, we're talking about this. If for anyone that knows Dune, the scene where they're all sitting around the table, and there's a scene where
Was it Idaho?
Duncan, Idaho, but the what's the kid's name?
Gurney.
They're basically discussing water rights at the table,
Yeah. So the
That's
weird thing is
so
they
important.
obviously deemed that to be like too
and
boring.
they filmed it.
Well, no, they deemed it too boring, but they included like a 10-minute sequence of him and his mom in a tent underground, where they didn't really do anything. He just had a fit, and that's where I'm really confused. Like,
Yeah.
why was that deemed to be, or like all the walking scenes? Like, I understand it's a far walk. Lord of the Rings literally chose not to do that shit.
Well,
Yeah.
the worst
20
part about
years
Why
ago.
didn't you let them do it, dude? You're on set. You're on like you're number one on the call sheet.
the worst part about the walking scenes is that it doesn't like it just looks like any desert. Like it doesn't seem particularly dangerous.
They did have there's so many good parts of that movie, but they did. If they just included the scenes that they shot and then removed, it would have been amazing.
Yeah, it really like a lot of what
CGI was insane.
Yeah.
When there's
No,
there's
okay,
that
so my
explosion that's
biggest-
inside the
Yes.
inside the force
shield.
field, and then oh god, that looked
So
amazing.
okay, my biggest thing is like I had a lot of problems with Dune, and most of it came down to them taking too much time to do nothing. Right? Like
can
I
see
know
that.
it's
That's actually
supposed to
what
be
Dune
a
is short for, do
contemplative. Yeah, it's supposed to be a contemplative idea. Blah 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 blah. Fra fra wah.
Yeah.
But I think that Dune
And also,
is
I'll forever-
a little bit more intrinsically kinetic than that,
Yeah.
and by doing that, you're not really honoring the. I don't know. This is me.
I'll also forever be bitter that we never got Alejandro's Dune,
Oh,
Jodorowsky's Dune.
yeah, no, I mean
No.
it's a cool idea, but
Yeah.
it would have been bad.
It would have
But
been insane.
It would have been nuts, but
it
it
would've
wouldn't
been
have been
amazing.
Dune. It wouldn't be Dune. It would
Sure.
literally be something else.
But I don't
that's
care.
calling
I'll be
itself Dune.
forever be bitter. I'm not going to talk about it because we've
I
talked
mean,
about it in
like-
previous episodes.
I mean, like, at what point is this one just something else that's calling itself Dune?
Well, what,
no, I
no,
mean,
no.
it's-
This is Dune. It's just like a weird take on it.
It's
faithful to Dune.
It's Dune.
It's just a
with-
dumbed-down version
It's
of
Dune
Dune.
where spice is just gas and robots exist still.
It's Dune, but
And
by dumbing
all-
it down
and
to be for all audiences.
yes,
it
instead of
is-
letting it be what it is.
Dune is about the intricacies and the politics and the subtleties and the reading
Oh,
between
so
the lines.
Star Wars Episode 1. Sandy Planet.
I've got to say, dude, I like the first three Star Warses. I know they're not for everyone because they started to involve more politics, and I guess that people.
Well, I
didn't
mean,
really
you know what
want
the
from
funniest
Star
thing
Wars.
is? Like, okay, so basically after he wrapped
Cheers.
up with Episode 3, he started mainlining the Clone Wars cartoon series.
Yep.
And the best received episodes of that show have always been the
political
politics.
ones? Really? I've never seen them still.
like the new series, the continuation, The Bad Batch, season 2 is airing right now.
Is that good? Is that still going?
Yeah, no. Season 2
One
is
quarter
like
of the episodes are good.
Yeah. So basically, every episode that doesn't have to do with the Bad Batch and is more about the crumbling political situation, those are the ones that you're like fully investing in, going like, wow, this is great. Why don't they do more of these? And then cut to, oh no, look, the boys got into some shenanigans again.
Yeah.
They got crabs on their head. Like, like it's always like dumb shit like that.
Wasn't there a great Bad Batch game?
No, you're thinking of
There was a
Clone
game.
Commandos.
That was a good game.
That was
yeah.
a great game
That was a
and
great
like
fucking game.
super, super innovative for the time.
Yeah. 'Cause that came out in, what,
The Bad Batch is
2010 or something?
effectively just the brain dead version of that game and that story.
Yeah.
So that story was later, they didn't greenlight it for a second game, unfortunately. But the author, Karen Travis, she continued the story in book form, basically.
Of the game?
Yeah, of the game. So
And
it
she authored
follows
the
like...
book, the game as well. She
I
authored
don't-
the game and then authored
no,
the
I don't
books?
think she authored
No,
the game.
she
She
was
just
just
got
the
brought on
author.
for the books. But basically, she takes the story of like the 2 teams of clone commandos involving a couple other teams.
Yep.
Their mentors who are Mandalorians, a whole bunch of the Jedi generals and stuff, and how Order 66 goes down, how the clones deal with the ramifications of that. The newer Star Wars canon kind of turned it on its head. So in the original, it was just that there were tons of contingency orders. Like Order 66 was kill the Jedi. Order 67 was kill the Chancellor. Order 68 was
Take
kill
a
the
break
Senate.
for tea.
Yeah, like it was just a whole bunch of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
different
yeah.
things. So when Order 66 was called down, the clones who were just, they made the judgment call like, oh, this is an order. We follow orders. Bang, bang, bang.
Well, it's
right?
not even we follow orders. It's that these things.
Yeah, these things were
this list of orders are
exist for a
supposed to
reason.
be like catastrophic, apocalyptic. If you do not do this now,
The world ends.
it's done.
Yeah,
we
so
lose the war.
the long and short though is that in the newer canon they've decided that that was like, that makes it difficult because now you have attachments to all these clone characters
Yeah.
from the show. So you don't want them to be bad guys. So now we put a chip in their head and the chip makes them do it. And it feels like it removes the whole point of like, oh, why do we use clones instead of droids? Because clones have free will.
It's an
and
out
they don't
that you don't need.
Yeah, it basically
They Disneyfied it.
yeah, they Disneyfied
Yeah.
it. So the like
No
again,
one can just be bad or complex.
Yeah,
or,
it pretty much
Well,
it came down to like in the books, big
Yeah.
spoiler alert, it came out fucking 15 years ago, who cares? But the long and short is, as the clone commandos who have now like escaped and they've created this little enclave to try to help runaway clones who are trying to get out of the new Imperial army, or like clones that didn't obey
Yeah.
Order 66 and were on the run because they were being hunted down by Imperial forces. All the clones start showing up to their enclave with the Jedi generals that they totally killed. And I think that makes for a more compelling story, especially with where we've gone with like the current Mandalorian thing, where it's like, oh yeah, no, Luke wasn't the last Jedi. He was just like the last public Jedi.
He was the last one that still like
did
actually
the
did
thing.
anything.
Because
Yeah.
I guess, I hadn't thought about that. Because I guess there must be multiple
well, I mean, because
Lukes
they
in
keep,
quotation marks. Like,
yeah, they
yeah.
keep doing this thing where like they'll introduce like Ezra and Kanan and now the fella from
Cal Kestis.
Yeah, Cal
Yeah.
Kestis, who's
Ahsoka.
totally not Kyle Katarn. And
I would kill for Kyle Katarn, just like a grumpy dude in a leather jacket. Telling
yeah,
Luke
pretty
to
much.
fuck off.
What's his face? Who plays Cal, the Golden God?
What? Oh, he doesn't. That's not the same guy.
Is it not?
No. different guy.
Interesting.
Cameron Monaghan is the
Yeah.
guy who plays.
So basically, he said in an interview like, yeah, just like when we were sitting down to do the second game, I was like, are we just doing Jedi Outcasts?
I mean, Cal is way too sweet.
He's a fun archetype.
He's too sweet to be Kyle.
I disagree. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant the
Ky-
other way around.
Kyle,
Like, what?
Kyle,
Kyle's,
like,
I would never describe Kyle as
Kyle
sweet.
Katarn is like Luke is building up his Jedi order of like the Force and peace and detachment and very monk-like and spiritual.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kyle Katarn is sitting there and he's like, dude, I went through everything you just went through, you piece of shit. Like you're full of crap.
Yeah.
He's just
Give
like,
me a leather jacket, a blaster, and a lightsaber.
yeah,
Let's fucking go.
He's
We're
just
gonna
like
drink and fight and scream. Like
he's just like angry Luke.
Yeah, he's angry Luke. He's a lot of fun
That's
in his
never
own.
going to be made.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
they
Never
got
gonna
rid
be
of,
made.
they got rid of him, and
Yeah.
he was one of the best characters out of the
Yeah.
extended.
His entire shtick was just like, well, man, I'm trying to think of an analog that doesn't sound completely like insane.
He's Han Solo with a lightsaber.
I was gonna say he's the Sasuke to the Naruto.
That's so.
Yes, I said like
fucking lame.
insane and lame.
Well, let's move on from Star Wars then.
No.
I'm trying to think of other things that we've all
Then
watched.
why am I here?
What do you think of? You've seen The Last of Us,
Yes,
Adrian? Have you seen The Last of Us yet?
I'm holding off on
he's
it.
seen the first of them,
Not The Last of Us.
not the last of them.
Yeah,
Well, maybe we'll wait to talk about that. I think we touched on it briefly last episode, maybe.
we might have. I honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Adrian
what do you
wants
want to talk
apologize for being
Grumpy Bumpy?
No, just unintelligible for at least the first half.
about? Well, anyway, the so what do you like about The Last of Us?
I mean, I don't.
What can you possibly say that some schmuck on Reddit hasn't?
Yeah, let's just not say anything about anything because someone else has said it before.
It good.
Good. No, I'm not totally enamored with it. I think it's
Honestly, episodes 4 and 5 have kind of dropped off for me.
1, 2, 4, and 5 were okay. Oh no, they were no 1, 2, 4, and 5 were good.
I think 1 was amazing. 1 was great because you have this character who you know is like the main guy, right? He's the guy with the gun. He's the Billy badass.
Yep.
And the whole episode goes by, and something that I didn't pick up at first, actually, it was pointed out to me by a friend. At no point does he ever fire his gun.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I think that was a cool thing.
Yep.
Because they managed to still make him into that Billy badass character.
Yeah.
But he's not. I don't know. It's like it's not a reliance on this thing that would just make that job easier. Everything is like super personal, and that's why it feels really kinetic. I think. Because like it's just punching and like beating the shit out of people, but he's never shooting.
My only qualm with it is I think it's really good. Every so often though, the writing, the dialogue is just a little naff.
So that's not a problem that
like,
I have because I think that you are no offense meant hypercritical.
Yeah, definitely.
Of these kinds of things.
There's certain
I'm
types
not
of
saying
lines
that
and
what
like,
you're saying is like invalid in any way.
Yeah.
But it is definitely something that I take at face value. Where I
just
think that
just a little bit more. They could
Alex is a little bit of a priss about this.
That line, just a little bit more effort, could have made it slightly less.
Yeah,
cringy
but
or generic.
I didn't work on a set, so I don't really.
Yeah.
No, you can touch my foot.
No, I think.
Welcome to the Foot Boys podcast,
yeah.
where it's feet, and nothing but the feet.
Although his feet
don't say
smell
that.
like
Popcorn.
puke.
No, popcorn.
Puke.
Popcorn.
You
Here.
have some of the worst smelling feet.
Let's split the difference.
Please don't take your socks. Oh, God. No,
It smells like the floor of a movie theater.
yeah.
Popcorn.
Before it's been cleaned.
And feet.
Yeah. Or probably like the floor of a club.
You should be so lucky.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I'm enjoying The Last of Us. I'm looking forward to episode 3. Definitely a huge standout.
Well, the episode 3 was the. This is the thing I didn't want to do. It's the standout episode.
It's
because they
the
had
first
fun
10
with it.
minutes of Up stretched out into an hour and 20 minutes, and it's fucking great.
Well, it's just they had fun with it. They did that thing that every
They took
video game adaptation has wanted to do, which is I want to change it to like make it the way that I want to
they
make it.
took liberties in the
But-
best possible way.
They didn't do well. The biggest thing is they did what they wanted. They changed things up.
Mm-hmm.
They straight up changed a whole segment of what the game was, but they did it in a way that still respected
Yes.
what the messaging from the
Yeah.
game
Yeah,
was.
I get that.
And not what the like so it kind of proves that you can do those things.
Yes. You can change it.
You can change it, but as you have to keep the base messaging.
Yeah.
So a good example is sure, okay, you want Master Chief to talk more. I get it. He's your main principal character in your Halo TV show. So you have him talk, right?
Oh, God, let's not get into it. Keep going.
You can't have him fuck a POW.
Yeah. Yeah.
That changes the character
Yeah.
irreparably. Now, the character for Bill in this case, his main point of the game was to show Joel, don't become like me.
Yeah.
Like that's your takeaway when you play it. Like, oh wow, I really don't want to be like Bill.
Yep.
In this, they did actually also change the messaging, which was maybe try to be like me.
Be like me.
Yeah, be like me. But it was done.
The character
But the
originally
real
is, "Don't
message,
be like me."
yeah, the real message is to show kind of a path to take.
I mean, one of the messages behind it is what they're trying to show is you can have a fulfilling life in you can have a fully like a fulfilling life with love and enjoyment and surprise and all the things that you get out of life normally in that apocalyptic wasteland world. If you do some things, it is possible. It's still possible to have a
And
fulfilling
to remember that the government are all Nazis.
that he has a great. What's that line at the start?
He goes, and you thinking that the government are Nazis. The government are all Nazis.
At the start when you first see him. And
not today, New World Order, jackboot fucks or whatever it was.
yeah, such a good line.
I
Nick Offerman, right?
I take it this is the Nick Offerman.
Yeah,
character.
yes, it
Oh
is.
man, I can hear him like.
It's also a masterclass in
shitting
hiring
that out of
You
someone.
see it like he's in his like underground basement. You
He's
see him
on the
looking at
monitors.
screens. It's a shot from behind, so you just see this guy sitting there with long nails. And I think he like has a shotgun, and you just see him rack the shotgun. And he goes, and he's looking up.
Yeah, because the government people are like the army is sweeping the house to make sure everyone's out of town because they're all moving them out of town in order to execute them in a ditch.
Yep.
And his entire thing is like he's the prepper that preppers want to be.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I think the show is really good. I don't understand any of the criticism of Pedro Pascal is fantastic in it.
He's just a good actor.
He's so
It
good.
comes down to it being it's not about Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. No,
because
you're
it
right.
gets messy.
You're
But
right.
it's not about him as an actor.
Yeah. It's a well, blatantly, it's just a racism thing.
Yeah, it's a
basically,
racism thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it,
It's totally ridiculous.
And the
People
weird
have
thing
problems
is
with
like,
Pedro Pascal on that.
yeah, because
Because
he's not white enough.
a white.
And-
He's not.
Get-
Joel was a white
get-
guy,
get
and
fucked.
Yeah.
He's a guy from Texas, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, all my friends from Texas, like, dead ringers for Pedro Pascal.
yeah, Pedro Pascal's
Like, he
amazing.
100% fits that mold of, like, the guy who lives
He
in San
nails
Antonio
Joel.
or whatever.
Well,
he
that
absolutely
too.
nails
He
Joel.
kills it.
But that is something important, right? Like, Joel is more important it's more important to Joel that he's Texan
Yes. Then it is.
than any race, creed, or denomination.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's just a guy who joined the
he's-
army for Desert Storm.
Yeah.
And, like, didn't like it and regrets it.
But-
But he did it to keep his brother in line because
But
his brother joined
as
the
long
army.
as he holds the same values
What's he
as
say?
Joel does,
My
then it
brother
doesn't
is
matter.
a joiner. Isn't that what the line
Yeah,
is?
and my brother's like a joiner or a follower. Basically,
What we call it, yeah, as a follower or a joiner or something like that. Yeah. Basically,
or maybe, I
he
want to
sees
say it was wannabe hero. But
something
basically,
like that. He's a guy that basically,
he'll join the cause
Finds a
because he
cause,
thinks that
yeah,
he'll
just
make a
follows it, yeah.
difference. So he
and
joins
then,
the
then he'll
army.
find another cause, then he'll find another cause. Yeah.
And Joel has been strung along trying to keep his brother out of shit.
Yeah.
That's the game.
But
basically.
as long as those values are consistent with the character,
Which they are.
At that point, it shouldn't matter who's playing him. I mean, for instance, like Daredevil as a character
Has to be
Irish Catholic.
Yeah.
He has to be Irish Catholic.
Yeah.
It's strange if he's not, because that colors so much of his of who the influences behind him are and what his motivation is. Joel, Pedro, I don't know, it just doesn't fucking matter.
Also,
does it?
the actress that plays Ellie is also really
Bella
good.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always been great.
Yeah, she's really good at that. She has a couple of lines which her lines are the worst for me. She has a couple of lines that I just don't. Everything else is like
Well, it's adults writing kids.
B+A.
That is generally
And
the
then-
problem.
and then, yeah,
and
yeah.
a lot of, honestly, I do not trust a single adult to write children if they are not named Steven Spielberg.
I was gonna say,
Like, Steven Spielberg is the guy
Yeah, yeah.
when it
You
comes
know-
to writing
you know who's
kids.
the absolute worst recently?
J.J. Abrams.
No. But just as close as Steven Spielberg is M. Night Shyamalan.
Like, good or bad?
No, he used to be good.
Oh.
The Sixth Sense, Haley Joel Osment was fucking incredible there. And every movie that's involved a kid since with him has just been like, it sounds like AI generated kid dialogue.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like you need to
Yeah.
watch Old. It is
No, I have no interest.
It is one of
I will watch Knock at the Cabin because I like Dave Bautista.
Knock at the Cabin looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty okay.
It looks cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
the
kind
way
of
the way it was explained to me is it's 10 Cloverfield Lane, but in reverse.
I like the premise. The premise is that a family goes to a cabin, and while they're there, they hear a knock at the door, and a group of random people show up, and they basically say, if you don't choose one of the three of you to die, then the entire world is going to die. There's a huge apocalypse that will happen if one of you three doesn't choose one of you to I believe it's two gay dads and their son.
Bro,
or
I have no
daughter or
idea.
something.
I haven't even seen a trailer for it. Like, I
that's-
would go into it completely cold.
That's the premise. and it's got an amazing cast. It's
I
got.
thought the premise was that Dave Bautista is an
axe.
elementary school
but-
teacher, and I just don't believe that.
But I think but the good thing about it, one of the good things about it is I believe that the 4 people that show up at the house, one of them's Rupert Grint, one of them's Dave Bautista, and I can't remember the other 2.
Oh, I'm in.
But they're not like this cult following. They're just
Like 3
4
dudes.
people that know.
That this is gonna.
They know
so
that this
basically,
is true, so they're also there to save themselves and their families in the world.
So what you're telling me is that it's the.
It's not magical people telling 3.
No. What I'm saying is it's a what's it, like collective psychosis. There's a word I'm looking for here.
Kind of like yeah.
Where
At least from the trailer, that's what I surmised.
yeah, where it's like a big mental breakdown of these 4 dudes being like, we have a shared delusion. That's the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, but it's
a
not. But
shared
it's not.
delusion.
I think from the trailers.
But maybe it is because it's
Yeah.
M. Night fucking Shyamalan.
Yeah, but then
he's gonna come out of the fucking basement, Evil Dead style,
Yeah.
and be like, "It was true the whole time."
Yeah.
Ha! Psych, and then pull out a gun,
I
and
was
shoot
the
himself
one
in
who
the head.
shot the stagecoach driver.
I think
Yeah.
it looks really good. I think it looks really, really good. Speaking of, speaking of Dave Bautista, that new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer looks pretty.
He's
good.
dead as shit.
Fantastic.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
dead as shit.
Yeah, he dies.
He's dead as fuck.
Yeah.
He's dead before the 3rd act.
Okay, mark my words. Batista dies.
I think Batista will probably die.
Rocket and what's the other's name?
Lilla.
Was it?
Lilla?
Who's
Lilla.
who's the most tragic to kill off? Who would the audience
Rocket-
hate?
Okay, so Rocket would objectively be the most tragic to kill off,
No,
but he
no,
would
no.
also be the most tragic to be left surviving.
Most
he's
tragic to-
Pandora's or he's the
Killing
Schrodinger's
Schrodinger's tragic character.
Killing Groot is like killing a dog in a
They
movie.
already
They
did that
can't
though.
do that one.
They did in the first one.
Yeah, they can't do it again.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
good point,
Groot's
yeah.
already died.
Well, they also
Gamora's
did it
already
in
died.
Infinity War
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm betting is Rocket and Lilla, you said?
Yeah.
We'll stay
Yeah.
alive.
We'll stay alive. They had the happily ever after. Because
of.
quite honestly, what Bradley Cooper's going to say no to a free paycheck to show up in a sound booth once a week?
Yeah.
Like, get the hell out of here. You're going to have Gamora and Star-Lord have their happily ever after because I don't think they're going to want to retire those characters
Yeah.
100%. And it'll be the same thing with Nebula.
Maybe yeah.
I could totally see them killing off Mantis and Drax, though.
I don't think they'll kill off Mantis.
I don't think they'll kill off Mantis
Yeah, I
just
don't either.
because, like,
Star-Lord though is definitely biting the bullet.
I don't think he bites the bullet. I think he gets shuffled off to the side.
Star-Lord?
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead, dude.
No.
Who are you saying is going to die then?
Literally, I think it's just going to be Drax.
No, I think Star-Lord dies.
No, I would be shocked if they killed him.
I think he dies.
No, because I would be shocked if they killed him for many reasons, but most of all because we're just introducing Adam Warlock, and I don't want to have him not
Yeah.
have a buddy.
The only reason
Well,
I don't
with
believe-
him and Nova.
Between Warlock and Nova hasn't been introduced yet. It would just be such
It
a
would be
missed
such a
opportunity.
shame.
The only reason why I would say that he might not die is the trailer tries to make it so obvious that he does die.
That's
they
what I'm
show
saying.
him being.
It's the same thing with Rocket. They show
They show all of them crying and he's not there. Then they show all of them walking and he's in one of their arms.
Yeah.
But then also he might actually die. I don't know.
I don't think he does. I
you
don't
they're
think
going to
that.
James Bond it. Here, you want one of these as well? We can pick these apart.
Yeah,
Both
I'm
of
just
us at the
playing
same
with
time. What is wrong
don't
with
do
you?
that.
Dude?
Don't do that. That was in a Costco.
For our audio listeners, you're just gonna have to tune into the video.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're not explaining that one.
He put wax in his mouth.
That's
It
not
doesn't
really
actually
selling
clear
it.
up very much, but yeah, no, I think Batista definitely is going to bite it because his arc is done. His whole thing was like, I want to kill Thanos, and I don't care.
And also, Dave Bautista is
And
done.
no, he literally said, "I'm done with this
Yeah,
role. Like,
yeah.
I'm never coming back for this."
Has anybody looked at the top of Dave Bautista's head?
Is that where all the other faces of the Filipinos that he consumed to become that big are kept?
It's really.
Is he Filipino?
Yeah.
He's like the biggest Filipino.
Holy
He
shit.
ate all the other Filipinos to become that big.
It's kind of a Dragon Ball
huge.
Spirit Energy situation.
Yeah, like all the every time he has to shoot, you'll actually see this in hospitals. All the nurses will hold up their hands to lend their height to him.
No, but the top of his head is like it looks like a it looks like a top-down map of the Rocky Mountains.
Oh, he's got that.
He's
There's
got,
like
like,
that
tons
disease,
of
right? where-
wrinkles.
no, there's a
It's a
specific disease where you
disease?
get like brain. Yeah, like with you get something to do with like.
You sure it's not from being smashed on the head a whole bunch in his WWE days?
It's a specific thing where you can get like a wrinkly head from. I don't know, something.
So actually,
his parents were just palming him as a
Yeah.
baby.
Or he's just massaging his head.
as a quick aside,
Yeah.
if you ever decide to just commit to the whole bald thing, I actually have a buffing wheel. So we could make you
Dude, I've got-
fucking shine.
I've got like, I don't know, I've got a year left. I
You got a year left?
Yeah.
So okay, so by 2024, I'm gonna start spit shining your fucking head.
Get one of the rags. Just
Oh yeah.
Like I'll be like you'll be like the Jesus, and I'll be the bowling ball. And he's going like this.
Oh yeah.
no, but he's also got to do the whole like take your head and go.
yeah.
I
don't think I'm down
I was
for that
gonna
bit.
I could like wear my Chainsaw Man helmet.
If you've seen any male on my dad's side of the family, you'll know.
Like-
I've known my fate since I was a little kid, dude. I'm under no illusions here.
I'm thoroughly shocked that your cousin still has hair.
He's not gonna lose it either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
Just because I'm looking at his dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
But no, he's got great hair.
His
Yeah.
hair is like down to his waist, man. He's got long ass
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Oh, I can pull it.
Moving on.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about next?
Can we
What-
talk about the wedding?
Oh no one's gonna understand what they're talking about.
Oh.
Let's do. I mean, let's
I'm
see.
making custom glasses.
Trying to think of other movie. I mean, not you guys can't really talk about this because you haven't seen it. But I saw Babylon by Damien Chazelle, which has been kind of really shit on in all the reviews. I thought it was fantastic.
It was
loved
made for you.
Yes.
It wasn't made for the general
Yes.
consumer.
That's also something I recognize.
And-
that movie was made for me.
Yeah, it was made for people who are
It's not
in the
mass
business, who also like the
That-
history of the business. Like, It's a
yes.
very small niche.
I don't-
And
I don't
in
know.
my
That-
opinion,
there's every
in my
person,
opinion, I want every movie to be made for a very small niche.
yes.
Because I find them to be a lot more deliberate and a lot more inspired.
Well, you don't think Ant-Man 3 is really gonna hit it?
Ant-Man 3 is made for me
Yes.
because I like
I-
Paul Rudd
I
and I
assure you-
like Ant-Man.
I
you
assure you,
love
it's
ants,
not made
dude.
for that.
I love ants.
love ants.
I love ants. You should see.
That's why there's ants everywhere in this house.
I know the ant colonies that
Yeah.
I keep underneath the floorboards.
You feed them.
Auntie
I feed them,
Katie.
yeah.
You don't feed the dogs.
Huh?
You don't feed the dogs.
No, I feed the dogs way too much.
You won't give the dog a scrap of brisket, but the ants can have as much brisket as they want.
What happens is actually when there's leftover brisket and like we can't eat enough of it, I actually throw it under the house.
Yeah.
Ants go nuts for it.
Yeah.
They always look at me and they go, "Thank you, thank
You're
you."
like, when I
Thank you,
find a
Aunt
suit
Jesus.
that
Thank you, Aunt
miniaturizes me,
Jesus.
I will be Ant-Man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But,
Remember me, I am your ant overlord.
Yes.
I'll shrink myself to like just big enough that they can't really hurt
Yeah.
me, but like just small enough that
Although,
they can observe me.
I'm just actually realizing a problem with
Uh-oh.
the new movie. I haven't seen it yet. Came out
Ant-Man
Today?
3's out?
How's he gonna get all those ants into the
Quantum Realm.
Yeah.
I don't think there's gonna be. There's not gonna be a new Antonio.
I don't like the thought of quantum
fair.
ants. Ants already figure out how to get anywhere. Right? I don't want
You
I
put
don't
them
want like
between atoms.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just-
want-
it's
We're
over.
done.
I don't want ants that like just pop out of existence and like I mean, I'm pretty sure that's already how they work. You can
I
you
broke
can
it.
you can you can put ant powder down, you can spray everything and then you'll go and you make a ring of salt or whatever it is. And you're like there's no way an ant can get in the middle of this circle. You come back in a day, there's 2 ants there.
Well, I mean, it depends. Did you invite them in?
I think it's the opposite. If you invite an ant in, they can't come in. If you don't invite in, they're there.
They're actually just really impolite guests.
Are you
Yeah,
going by
yeah.
like fairy rules?
Yeah, they're the opposite of vampires. There's vampires on one side of the spectrum and ants on the other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Vampires aren't fairies, you dolt.
Well, you said fairy rules. I guess I agree with you, but
Yes, I'm a little bit lost, aren't I?
yeah.
I'm rightfully confused
Okay.
by your flagrant disregard for mythical rules.
Okay, let's settle this
Talk
once and for
about
all. Kill,
Faye.
fuck, or marry the Blue Fairy, Tinkerbell, or Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents
Who's the blue fairy?
From
from
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
You both can go before me on this one.
Oh, you want to see what the answer is?
yeah.
Okay, I'll go first because you asked.
Right.
What? You can't answer your own question
go,
first.
go,
Like,
go.
that's
I
stupid.
see problematic connotations of this conversation, so I'm going to politely omit myself from this.
Um,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, Mick and Adrian.
We're fucking the blue fairy
Oh my god.
because that seems like it would be an insane time based on Del Toro's interpretation of her.
Yeah.
Stop motion.
Yeah, dude, clay. But we're killing Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents, and I know you're gonna have some choice words about that, eh? But the reason
Hey, dude, at least she's of age.
the Tinkerbell Tinkerbell is literally hundreds of years old. Get the fuck out of here. But we kill
definitely
Wanda because
cutting this
she...
bit out. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What?
This section's getting cut. Let's move on to someone else. Jesus Christ.
We're fucking Tinkerbell because she's hot.
Just can't help yourself, can you?
Not only can I help
He's
myself,
not drank anything tonight.
I'm sober as a goose.
Dude, I don't think you met many geese.
Geese are sober. They're just assholes.
That's true.
Fine. I'm sober as a turkey that fucked up your car.
Yeah, well,
Wait, what?
shout out to Hank. Fuck you, Hank. You know who you are.
Wait, I gotta hear that. Tell this story.
Oh, back in Santa Cruz, there's a roving band of wild turkeys around campus, and they'll. This is
It's
not
true.
a joke. This
isn't a bit.
The three
I'd be
people
okay.
who listen to this, statistically, one of them may have at one point gone to Santa Cruz. They know this. Just around campus. So if you ever park your car up on campus, Hank the turkey, who's the ringleader of these turkeys, he and his group, if they see you pulling out of a spot, they will surround your car and peck at the tires. And you can't move them, otherwise the student advocacy groups get mad at you.
What are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to sit there until it abates.
And okay, so here's me hearing this all from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going like, free turkey, bitch.
No, those things are mangy. You don't want them. They're gross. They're straight up gross. Like, I used to carry one of those fold up like spring loaded umbrellas with me because like they're fucking vicious. They're
Yeah.
velociraptors, man.
Yeah.
No, what
Like they would gang up on you, and I
Okay,
just
have you
like
ever
I
seen-
take the
you
umbrella
watch-
out of my bag and just like whoof, and they would get real big and they would fucking bolt.
Birds are dinosaurs, dude.
Yeah.
Birds are little dinosaurs.
Dude,
Yeah, those things.
every
are
once in a while,
assholes,
I
so fuck
live with one.
yeah.
them. Shout out Hank.
Shout out
He
Hades.
got hit by a car one time. Somebody rolled over him, and he totally fine.
Yeah.
I think he was in hospital
Was that
for a couple
before
weeks.
or after he hated cars?
No, it was way after.
Oh, no, he really
He was standing in front of the damn thing. Like, it's his fucking fault.
Did you ever watch that episode of Meat Eater? With
Which
Joe
one?
Rogan fucking like crawling through the bush with a bow and arrow trying to take out turkeys.
I've seen that, yeah.
That is by far my favorite episode of television ever. Just to watch this dude like too buff.
Yeah.
Like honestly too
Bro,
buff.
he looks like a Cro-Magnon.
And he looks directly at the camera. He looks directly at the camera and goes,
5'2".
bow hunting is the only hunting I do anymore because it really connects you to the animal. Damn it, I missed. The best part
And
is
he clubs
that-
a woman over the head and takes it back to her cave.
no, the best part is that entire episode they didn't catch shit. Like they didn't kill anything. They were just like, whoops, whiffed every single shot.
How is that guy going to be sneaky? He is 190 pounds.
You know, funny enough, I'm 190 pounds.
He's
What the
probably-
fuck
Yeah,
do you
but
say?
he's like
He's
8
probably-
inches shorter than you.
He's probably like 220, 230, to be honest.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's just a ball of muscle.
I want to be Joe Rogan when I grow up.
If you were gonna like, what's
Half
that?
comedian, half MMA fighter.
What's that Pokemon that's the rock? That's just a ball of rock with two arms that come out of the
Geodude.
side? Yeah, he's Geodude. He's Geodude with legs.
You like how quickly that came to me?
Yeah.
You asked me like how the Pythagorean theorem works.
The next time I get a Geodude, he actually kind of does resemble Golem.
Oh, you know what? We can talk about this.
Like, same head shape.
We like to not just talk about movies and books. You
We
two
can
have-
talk about anime.
You two have played the latest Pokemon game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How was it?
Gotta catch them all, baby.
It was like
hire
a
me.
really good alpha for a game that will be finished 3 to 5 years from now.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because there is a beautiful game in there. It
Yeah.
has a actually semi-compelling story.
It's just not polished at all,
It's-
and there's no side quests.
Yeah, the weirdest thing is there's no side quests. I did like that they brought caves back.
Yeah, they
Like
were
you
caves.
could get lost in a cave.
Yeah.
Not in
But-
the traditional
but
sense where
they're
it's like
like-
I can't see him, fuck. But
Well, they're also like super linear. There's no puzzles.
yeah, the Pokemon Company has, or Game Freak, I guess, hasn't figured out what makes a Pokemon game somehow.
Yep.
I mean, I say this every release.
Hopefully
Hopefully,
the next one's better.
the next one actually gets it.
Well, it's
because it's
crazy
always
because, like-
inches away from being great.
Masuda was
yeah.
in charge from Gen 3 until, Gen 7, Gen 8?
I couldn't tell you.
And he did the best Pokemon game. Emerald is the best.
I'll
Like,
go
in terms-
Emerald, Platinum, and
In terms of puzzles, in terms of, Pokemon diversity,
yeah,
in terms of like gyms being interesting.
I would say Emerald, Platinum, and specifically Heart Gold, Soul Silver
Yeah.
are widely regarded as the best, and that was all under him. But then he completely whiffed it on every single game since. And it's
5 was
confusing.
interesting, but it was different.
Which one was 5?
That was Amori though. That wasn't Masuda.
Which one?
I've,
Was that
I've
actually
never
one?
played
That
a
was,
Pokemon game.
Black and White.
Black and White was
Interesting. It was different. It felt kind of like
Innovative.
Was that actually black and white? The
Yeah.
entire game?
yeah. Well, no. Ha, that would have been nuts.
Yeah.
No, Black and White was a game based or were
It kind
games
of- it kind of
based
Game Boy Advance
in,
or something?
No,
DS.
Okay.
It was starting to play with the 3D ideas, but
like camera shifting.
yeah,
and
camera,
not just isometric.
which was nuts.
Yeah,
because
when
they
you-
were all sprites still.
Yeah.
It was all sprite art, and you would have this like. There's this one scene where
On a
you're
bridge.
running across the bridge with your backpack
Mm-hmm.
and whatever, and then the camera does like a full boom swing,
Really?
and
In
in-game,
how?
like in gameplay,
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and if you walked across the bridge the other direction,
it
would
would swing it back. It was crazy.
in isometric still.
No,
No,
it
it's like
started. It started at like a isometric viewpoint, and then it swings around you to be front.
Oh, cool.
front
Yeah, it's definitely one of those moments where you're playing it and going like, "Wow, this changes
Real quick, I
But-
had
the way
but
that we
game-
work
game,
in that
like,
format."
the
Just as
story
not-
of that game, the way it was laid out, really
yeah.
felt like a bootleg.
just as an
game.
It
idea
did.
for
No,
other
it
episodes.
basically felt like a ROM hack.
We
Yeah.
should we should for games, by the way, just other episodes moving forwards. We should have like a go away. We each need to pick our 3 best games from a certain category of game. Like
That's interesting.
come to the next episode, you need to have like. Well, I don't want to sidetrack, but like your best 3 puzzle games because that's really hard to pick. For
Tetris,
Halo 3.
no.
Monopoly.
Halo 3.
So there was a couple of things.
Scrabble.
Why is it Halo 3? Do the Vidmaster challenges, bitch.
Yeah,
Pu-
Vidmasters.
puzzle games. Puzzle games. There's so many.
Halo 3.
There's the Myst series.
There's
Halo
Portal.
3.
There's
Portal.
Portal 2.
Halo 3.
There's the Witness.
There's
Halo 3.
There's Portal
There's
Co-op.
there's a Talos Principle, which is amazing.
Halo Reach.
Well, we can't.
Destiny's kind of a puzzle.
What was the
if
thing?
You count like putting together the lore.
Destiny's the cool thing about Destiny is the whole dungeon and the whole
Raid systems,
Raid
too.
system is really
Well, the raids are
It's the coolest part of the game.
I would say that the raids are definitely falling in the puzzle category.
Oh, for sure,
Where it's
for
like,
sure.
if you go in blind, fuck you, dude. Like, figure it
Like,
out.
that's my
The
favorite part of those games.
the
That's what
latest
makes me
puzzle-
keep
the,
playing them.
The latest dungeon we did, like the Spire of the Watcher, we went, you and me, we went in blind,
Yep.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, and we still need to do
Duality.
Please.
the raid.
Vow.
Please.
Vow
the
Disciple.
Please.
We'll do duality maybe
Please.
tomorrow or something.
I just
We
want
should
the armor
do. Can we
on
do
my
Vow
hunter.
like this or next week? Because I want to get
Yeah, I'm
that
down.
Vidmaster or that achievement.
Well, who have we got to do it? You, us 3,
Or
Ori.
you would probably do it.
or you'll do it. We can get No Great Name. Shout out to No Great Name. I'll
No
tell you
great
about
name,
the podcast.
our guy.
I love you, guy. I love you, guy. Love you, guys.
Man,
Guy, man,
dude.
dude. Love you, dude.
Brother.
Guy, gal, non-binary pal.
I hope
I
I hope
can't-
your hand is doing okay.
I think. Oh, you know what? If anyone wants to watch, if anyone that listens that loves Destiny, go check out No Great Names Twitch. It's
Is
really
he on
good.
Twitch?
Yeah, he's on
I thought
Twitch.
he did it all through Discord.
He streams on. He has a Twitch as well.
No, we were on his stream at one point.
The first time we played, when
Yeah.
I was absurdly drunk, the first time we ever played with him.
Was that when we did Vault and you couldn't figure
No,
out how
yes.
to do damage?
No, that was it.
That wasn't Vault. That was Last Wish.
Last Wish, and you couldn't figure out how to do any
I
damage.
just started
'Cause you
playing
were-
the game.
No,
I
it
had-
wasn't. You cannot crutch that as
No,
an
no,
excuse.
no, it was because he was like, "Do you have any swords?" It's like, "Nope."
No.
Do you have
That's
any
not the problem. You
linear
had-
fusion rifles? I was like, "I have the one they gave me."
You
which
were
was
one
Widowmaker or whatever the
one
hell?
phase. You actually got 0 damage.
It wasn't a thing of like I didn't have the gun. It's like you literally didn't know how
You're,
to aim.
You're 10 white claws
And
in, and you cannot aim
Yet
the
again,
gun.
I will bring it back
At
to
the
the point
biggest
that
crit spot in the game.
I'll bring it back to the point that I always make. Of all of us, who was having the most fun?
Technically,
Me.
you.
No, no, no.
But you were
You-
ruining the fun
Yeah.
for 5 other people.
You only because nobody else is having any fun because of you.
You had a lot of fun. No one else did. So I will actually count that as a net negative.
And a massive positive for me.
yes. To that I can see it.
Yes. No, I was going to say. Well, I guess we've moved on from there, so I won't say it.
So can you answer the question?
Which question?
Wanda,
No, shut the fuck up. Okay.
the blue fairy.
Be quiet.
Or
Be quiet.
Tinkerbell.
Be quiet. I was going to say.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
I didn't really play Pokemon. I've never really played a
Well,
Pokemon
just
game.
you know a Pokemon.
Pikachu.
Fucking normie.
Bro.
Fucking Pika cells.
Okay, no. So I have a question for you, and I think our
I
answers
like
are.
Normie Chew.
I think our answers are all going to be the same. So don't try and like. First thing that comes to your head, but don't try and choose an obscure one. What is the game that you are most excited for coming out?
Zelda.
Starfield.
Zelda. Starfield?
You're not excited for Starfield. Get the fuck out of here.
Is that the...
Oh.
You've never looked at anything about Starfield.
It's Skyrim in space, and I can customize my spaceship. My idea is
Really?
actually.
No, seriously, you're more excited for Starfield than Zelda?
I literally did. I never finished the first one. I'm bad at those kinds of
Oh my
games.
God.
Dude,
Like it's
so
not my
good.
kind of game. I watched Ange play the entire thing during COVID.
Yeah.
Like we put it on a Switch, and she was in bed, and I just like peeked over and I watched her play the game.
It was
and that's great, but I
beautiful.
don't have the patience for that.
Fantastic
The
game.
Yeah.
which is hilarious because I'm just like shotgunning Hogwarts Legacy right now.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
It's basically Fable for the new generation. That's the only way I could describe it. It has that same.
I'm not buying it for a reason right now.
Yeah, I know, because you will get sucked into it.
I have shit to do with the app.
I
that
called him
won't
the other
do.
day and said, "Don't buy this game.
Yeah.
You will like it too much." When was the last time you played a proper single player game where exploring every single nook and cranny was thoroughly rewarded in a
Funny-
satisfying way?
funny
Zelda.
enough.
Yes.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is. Oh man,
And it is-
I love
it
that you
is
said that.
so-
That makes me even more excited.
Yeah,
Because what
it
I
is
hate
so
is
nice
you-
because,
you
like-
can. The best part about those games is you go into a new environment and you just wander around. You go,
Yeah.
oh, this is a cool statue.
So okay,
What
so
to
this
do?
is something that's actually this
then
came
if-
up today.
yeah.
Andrew was saying like, oh, like I'm bummed because like you get to play so much more than me because like for work situation,
And
right?
by the way, as some people know,
Yeah, and just my girlfriend. She was like, "Oh, I'm bummed because you get to play so much more than me, and you're so far ahead." I'm like, story-wise, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like level-wise, sure, but I'm just running around the forest killing dark wizards and goblins.
Oh my god,
Like, it's so
That's-
much fun.
That's the best. That's I feel like that's something that
And, like, the only
games that
reason
miss
I'm-
since Fable and Skyrim, right? When exploring for exploring's sake and finding secrets and cool things that
And
enhance
you know what,
the game for you.
And you know what's nice?
It's not just about finding gear or finding more money.
Yeah.
Like there's so many games where
So like I'm only
there's-
advancing the story to get like spells to be able to do
yeah,
stuff.
but like so there's so many games, right? Where this is a great example. I think there's so many games where you have a huge room or something that you go into.
There's nothing in it.
You can smash every box, and what you're getting is currency to spend at a store somewhere.
Yes.
right?
So in this,
That's
like,
cool, but it's-
you
it-
open a box and you get like
That's not
you
fun.
get like a new pair of gloves. But the
That's-
other nice thing is that everything is intrinsically transmogged. So
Hmm.
the second you unlock it, you can transmog any piece of gear to be that right away. So it can have bad stats, but you like the way it looks.
When it's just-
you like, wow, I really like this pea coat. I'll put that on.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like this dragon skin cloak.
Can you explain
I'll
to
put
people
that
what
on too.
transmog means, by the way?
Can you explain to people what a peacoat is?
Oh, pea coat's what you're wearing,
This is the yeah.
kind of.
What's a transmog?
Huh? A transmog. This feels like a bad setup, but transmog is
What's the full? It stands for
Transmogrification.
sure.
So basically, if there's an item that looks
If-
the
I
way
made that up.
No, I think
I
it
think that
actually
is
is that.
actually-
It is, it is.
Okay, so like my phone case has a little dumb Pokeball on the back. It's a pop socket. Let's say I get this item, but it has worse stats than this item.
Yeah.
I could then go into my menu and choose the transmog option or menu or whatever it is, and say I want this item to look like that item,
But have the same
keep
stats.
the same stats as this
Yeah.
item. So it allows you to. It's really fashion game, right?
Yeah.
But it allows you to look the way you want.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to.
So you're not running through the cutscenes looking like a goddamn goofy goober using the highest stat stuff.
Yeah.
But your glasses are bright green with googly eyes,
Yeah.
which are in the game.
Yeah. Really?
Actually, you know what?
My character's
Actually,
wearing those.
I haven't told you the best part. You're gonna love it.
What is
Oh,
it?
I think I know that. I know what you can say.
What is it? What
Does
is
it
it?
start with a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know who
I'm
is
surprised you
a
haven't guessed it.
recurring principal character?
Oh, Peeves.
Your best baby
Yes.
Peeves. Yeah,
My
no.
biggest.
like,
I love
you-
Star Wars. I love the Harry Potter movies, but the fact that Peeves was left out will stab me
Peeve
in the
you?
heart.
Will it peeve you?
Oh, it will peeve the shit out of me, guys.
Yeah, no. Like you will literally just be walking down the hall, and you'll see Peeves just tormenting some kid.
Really?
Like in the background, just like taking his book and ripping it up and
I
throwing
love it.
statues at
I
him.
love it.
And the kid's going like, Peeves, stop, I'm going to be late for class. And then Peeves is just talking in fucking nursery rhymes, just
And I hope-
screaming at them.
I hope you can make. What I really hope is that you can make friends with Peeves, because like Fred and George do, they make friends with Peeves
Yeah.
in the fifth I think book, and then Peeves when they're
It's like a homie now.
Umbridge, right?
Yeah.
They like Peeves go like
You do something,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, yeah, I got you.
yeah.
gang, gang.
Yeah.
It fucking poofs into
Yeah.
pink smoke that smells like farts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The idea that the castle has a poltergeist is very funny to me. But
I love it.
and that none of the witches or wizards are like really annoyed enough to take care of him.
Yeah.
Like you could
I don't
just
think
get rid of
by
it.
the law, I'm not sure they can, right?
He's kind of just charming, I think.
He is charming in the
Yeah.
books.
Well, he's a poltergeist, but he's charming enough to keep around.
You know that Dumbledore.
It's a wonder that Alex really likes him a lot. Huh?
Yeah,
You,
I
you,
know.
you know that Dumbledore is sitting in his office and Peeves pops in every so often. They just have a little chat.
Like, how are you doing today? Well, you know.
Yeah, Peeves
Tore up some books, fucked
Yeah.
with some kids. You
Yeah,
know.
Peeves goes over, knocks over, and Dumbledore says,
Don't do
There's
that."
this one kid that's like kind of pissing me off, right? Just,
Yeah, you get him.
yeah, you know, he'll be going through this corridor at this time. Yeah,
He's got a class according to schedule.
Yeah.
There. Can you just like fill his cauldron with piss?
you know that. Yeah, all the teachers. You know, all the teachers were going like, Peeves, all right. This
Yeah.
kid is really pissing me off. Okay.
Take
Yeah.
him out.
Yeah.
You know, there's one teacher who just like has a vendetta against a student who never did anything to them.
Yeah.
It's just-
Snape. No.
no.
yeah.
No, Snape was right.
Yeah.
Snape was right. So, I mean, number one incel, but he was right.
Number one incel. Number one. Yeah. No. I'm super.
No,
excited.
you're gonna love this game.
Super, because I will bring it back to like the whole rewarding exploration. When there's just coins and a thing, when you're just getting currency, that changes from being fun exploration to being a necessary grind for the game.
Yeah. So okay, like
If you're not smashing every box open,
I
to
have
get the
earned
coins,
like
then
a metric buttload of
Gringotts
coins or whatever the fuck it is. Zennies,
Doubloons.
not zennies.
Da-
What's zennies
something
from?
Aliens.
Dallions,
Galleon.
galleons,
Galleons.
sickles,
Yeah.
and what's the penny version?
I don't fucking care.
Pence. I don't know.
Sickles, galleons, and
It'd be
something
funny,
else.
right? Pence.
Yeah.
But Zenny is from Dragon Ball. But I've earned like a metric fuck ton of them. I don't think I spent them more than 3 times.
Yeah.
Because you just like, yeah, sure, you can go to the store and buy leech juice.
Yeah.
Or you can go run the river and collect leech juice.
I've heard that there's like it's so dense
I mean-
for like the lore.
Oh, like
everywhere you look, there's something that
Yeah, no. There's a ton of lore. It establishes a ton of stuff that's actually really fun. But what I like most is like you're also coming into this game having an intrinsic knowledge of stuff from the books or the movies or whatever, right?
yeah.
So like I'm running through the Forbidden Forest, and it's nighttime. It's a little bit spooky. I'm on like a pretty difficult quest.
Is it actually scary?
There are parts where it's like,
Yeah.
like it definitely makes you pucker back. And
What-
the part that made me pucker back is like I'm like level 13 at this point, and I run across a group of centaurs, and right away I'm like, I gotta walk the other way.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like good, bad, or whatever, but like I straight up was like, I'm gonna die if I go that way.
I have a
That does
question.
remind me of Fable.
And like it's
Yeah.
it scratches that itch.
But by the way, real quick before
Yeah.
the question, I want to say call back to Avatar 2. I was not expecting the jump scares. There
Were
were
there
a
jump
couple,
scares?
There were a couple of jump scares in it.
You're just kind of maybe weak.
There are a couple. Jump scares don't normally get me. Horror movies and those
What jump scares?
There are just a couple of points where I wasn't expecting it, where something happens, and you're like, and I literally jumped in my seat. Like,
I think I remember laughing at you.
yeah.
when that happened.
That happened a couple of times, and just wasn't expecting it from that movie. But no,
Dude,
sorry.
it's
What was
James
what were you
Cameron.
gonna say?
So, my question is, I know you. What house?
Yeah, what house are you?
Gryffindor. You fuck off, Hufflepuff.
What's up?
The worst house.
Dude,
the
you should see-
least interesting house. You want to be
Incorrect.
Gryffindor,
We have-
Slytherin, or
we have-
Ravenclaw?
we
Have
have
some
the-
fucking gumption to them.
We have the
Hufflepuff.
best. We have the best wizard in the books.
Who?
Cedric
The only one who
Oh
dies.
yeah, the wizard with the worst fucking name, dude. Cedric.
Diggory.
Yes. So, Cedric Diggory.
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 Diggory. What?
Diggersby though.
He was Diggersby though.
I don't know.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't get
don't
that
get
one.
this
That's
reference.
a Pokemon one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean.
What are you?
Slytherin.
Of course. Green coat.
I
Of
don't-
course you're Slytherin.
I don't choose this
I have
life.
my Hufflepuff scarf in the car.
I don't doubt it.
I wore it to Sweetheart's Night the other day.
What's that? Sweetheart's
The Disney after hours thing that we went to for Valentine's Day.
And that's the podcast.
Yeah, but no, it was funny. We walk in the gate, and the girl who's like putting her wristbands on was like, "Oh, have you played the new game?" Like, it was actually kind of funny.
That's cool,
I,
that's
was-
cool.
I literally just wore it because it's the only scarf I own.
I still need to go. Next time I'm in England, I have to go to the
Disneyland.
Green
Paris.
Gots.
No, the what's it called? Don't they have? I think it's at Universal. Oh,
They have it down the street.
I want to go to the. I want to go see. You can see the actual like models that they made for. Like you can go and see the actual like full scale Hogwarts model. That
You know what's even cooler? If you go to Oxford, which is down the street from where you grew up,
yeah.
basically,
Yeah, you can eat in the
you
dining
can
hall.
eat in the dining hall that they
Yeah.
filmed in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I
My
had
friend.
breakfast there every day for a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's. I mean, Gloucestershire Cathedral. Where you can just walk in and walk around like some of the.
And
sets.
how do you spell that word?
Gloucestershire.
Exactly. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, no, with
That's my zip code is
kind of-
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
kind of off topic. You guys, neither of you guys played Fire Emblem. Three
I
Houses,
started
right?
playing it and I don't have time. That's
The-
another game
yeah.
that I stopped playing.
I tried playing a Fire Emblem game once on the DS. I
Oh,
remember
no.
I was taking a flight and I was like,
Was that
oh,
the
I'll
one where you
download
had to
it.
pet their faces?
Man, I don't fucking know. It's just playing fucking chess.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
had a
horny
good
chess.
time.
It's
'cause
chess, but you can fuck the other chess pieces.
Yeah.
you turned me onto it and I got it and I really enjoyed it and I stopped playing because I was like, oh, this is I could lose my
Dangerous.
life in that.
Yeah,
This
no,
is a dangerous game.
It's a whole.
I've had my
it's just
go
a-
with my more pegs, dude.
it-
I can.
it's
We
a good-
should set you
it's a
up
good
with
strategy
Monster
game.
Hunter.
Yeah.
no.
But in Three Houses, like you're in a school and whatever, Garreg Mach, it's just a school. It's not very Hogwartsy, but they do have houses.
That's
but
not-
the dining hall is actually like it. That
Shot
was
for
the
shot
first
remake.
Like I literally went right back to Oxford. And I'm like, oh shit, I've been there.
That's another game where when I played that and you know you do the first couple of quests and then you first get to the school. Before doing any quests, I explored the entire place. I
Yeah.
went to every room. I spoke to every single person.
Well, that's the thing. Like every character has a quest that you can do.
Yeah.
And like there's
Oh
stuff
yeah,
to do
no,
around
I'm
it.
I
just
went
like
on every level. I made sure I went
so
to
like
every area
single
of that
town.
map.
Like I pretty much got to the point where I can unlock doors,
Yep.
and I have a broomstick.
Is Fluffy in it?
No, this is like in 18 something.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I bet they have some kind of thing.
This is just after Wizards stopped shitting on the floor because they invented plumbing.
what's her face said.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She
Didn't
said
she like
that,
back herself into a corner or something?
she-
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, she said that with all before they experienced Muggle plumbing, they would relieve themselves as they pleased
Yeah.
And just
magic it away.
apparate it away.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty great to be
I
honest.
mean, like where'd they send it? Interestingly enough, into you.
yeah. That's why
Into you, dude.
That's
What
why
are you talking
statistically Muggle shit twice as much as Wizards.
Yeah.
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 Are we allowed to say that M word on this podcast?
M word?
Muggle?
Oh yeah. I think we can. I think that's
I
a slur.
thought you were talking about mutant.
Yeah, you fucking mutie.
The only thing that I haven't played it yet, but the only thing that I can think of that I don't necessarily like about the storyline, which you can speak for, but knowing how the game starts, the game starts and you're the
Fifth year.
you're a fifth year student and you're the
Transfer
first
again.
fifth year student
You're
that
not.
Hogwarts has ever taken. No, I
No.
thought that was the whole thing.
No, you're just a fifth year transfer.
Oh, I thought it was like you're the. Isn't there a voice line? You're the first fifth year that's ever
No.
like came straight in.
No, literally, there's.
So you were in a different school beforehand.
I think you were just brought in late because they found you late or some
But
shit.
that's what I mean. You're like the first person
No.
that's ever entered Hogwarts
No.
in fifth year. You're not the first.
Literally,
you're just-
part of the story is that you're not one of the first.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I watched like the first half an hour playthrough on YouTube, and then I heard one of the students say, "You're the first fifth year."
Okay, but
They're a student, I
what do
get
the
it,
student
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like,
Oh, is the room of requirements in there?
yes, it is. Actually, it's a massive.
Oh my god, how is this? You guys are such fucking nerds.
Okay, shut up.
I love Harry
Okay,
Potter, dude.
so basically,
I read those books,
like,
once
how much
every
do we
year
care
or
about
two.
spoilers on the platform?
How big of a spoiler is it?
It's just like a story quest thing.
How
that you just
how
progress.
much would it ruin the game for me?
0%.
All right, yeah. What is it?
Basically, at one point, Professor Weasley takes you to the room of requirements,
Yeah.
and she says,
Is the game canon, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So
You can link your Pottermore account.
He told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mick told me that.
Yeah, and then
And
it
that's how
also
you
links
sort
up
into
your
your house.
wand. The
Oh,
wand
really?
that you get, it'll give you, and then if you want to customize it, you can go and change its appearance. The one time when you get it,
Huh.
right? You can say like, "Oh, I actually want it to be made out of like balsa
And then
wood
that's your
with
wand
dragons,"
for-
and you can't get rid of it.
Can you
after that.
can the wand be destroyed?
No, the wand is yours.
But no, can it be? You know how you can damage your wand?
No,
That'd be a
It's
cool-
not. It's not Zelda.
it's not Zelda.
That would be a cool no, because in Harry Potter, like you never every so often though a wizard will damage their wand and they have to get a new one, and for some reason that wand has some kind of that would have been a cool mechanic. Some
Yes.
kind of intrinsic thing that makes it slightly better in one area.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing. But
Stat crunching wands.
That sounds like
anyway, it
really
basically
complicated.
Yeah, exactly. It's too
Yeah.
complicated for the game, which is already pretty fucking dense,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Anyway, you can go
But
to the room.
You go to the room requirement, and she basically says like, "What do you like? You need
Who's
to
she?
be able to Professor Weasley."
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of your liaison for the school.
Okay.
She's showing you the ropes and like,
And
okay, you
she's,
gotta go here and here. She's
an
one of the
ancestor of the
Weasley
Weasleys.
ancestors.
Yeah, yeah.
Like great uncle, aunt, whatever.
Yeah, but the long and short is she tells you what do you need because you need to be able to practice and to come up to speed with all your classmates,
Yeah.
basically. So the room requirement becomes your own personalized
Dojo.
room, dojo, whatever. Like you know how all these games like you get a house and you could like set it up however you need to for your personal taste.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the room requirement. You can change the walls and the lighting and the floors and put down rugs.
It's
you
your
can make
Animal Crossing.
That's so cool.
It's an Animal Crossing house, basically.
That's
It's
so
really
cool.
neat.
I love that. Yeah.
So you can design it to be like super baroque. Like mine has stag heads all over the wall.
Yeah, yeah. I love the idea of
Oh, do you
just
get a
being able,
Patronus?
and you
Do you
get
get
to.
to choose what it is?
I actually went to what do you call it? To Azkaban
Did you really?
for part of a quest line. Yeah.
No way. Oh, I'm so.
What's your
excited to play
Patronus?
it.
Huh?
Does that link to Pottermore as well?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's really cool.
They're actually going really heavy into this multimedia thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you can like
That's
we
like
did-
an
we did
extended
Pottermore-
RPG.
Yeah,
You
we did
can't
Pottermore like 10 years ago, right? And now they're linking it and integrating it directly with this new game in like super cohesively.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is nuts.
Destiny, take a fucking leaf out of this book, please.
Oh, I mean, Warner Brothers obviously they made a new studio. It's called Portkey Studios.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, Portkey Studios have always been.
Oh,
I'm
whatever.
pretty sure it's always been.
Might have
like,
been always their like holding name or whatever.
No, it was the studio that made the game used to do like Disney RPGs.
Oh,
Well, so
really?
one thing I mentioned to
Like-
Mick, we were talking about this on the phone a couple of days.
I don't have a phone.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah, my phone doesn't do that.
And then so I was saying when COVID started, I don't know the Game Boy Harry Potter games, all of the Harry Potter.
We talked
games.
about this today.
Was that today?
Yeah, it was
so,
today.
So all of the games I thought were great. Like I remember playing the first Harry Potter game on PS1,
Shit.
and well, it's a good time flies when you're having fun. This is a little time bubble when you're in this.
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we were.
Wanda.
I remember playing the first PS1 game, right, where you first go to
Tinker Bell.
Gringotts and then you had to like you were basically going down tubes and you had to collect coins as you're shooting down the thing, and you also
Or the
had
Blue
to
Fairy.
avoid the obstacles or something.
Oh, dude, Gringotts is dope as fuck.
Yeah, I bet. Don't you got
Like
the right
right
at the
away,
start.
yeah.
You got I saw that. That's in the playthrough I watched.
Gringotts is cool.
No, I'm.
Honestly,
But no, so-
I'm thoroughly shocked, by the way, at how effortlessly
Cheers, dude.
fun combat is.
Really?
Like you
Is
can,
it like a Fable system where you can choose your spells on one side and then you can do the?
yeah, basically you set up
Did you
your
get
spells.
a gun in the other hand?
Yeah. No, you set up your spell wheel
Yeah.
or whatever, and then you just have a basic like attack spell that you just use by like on controller, so it's just mashing right trigger. But if you hold down right trigger, then it pulls up your spell wheel.
How
which
much
is,
of it is it like do one spell, then do another spell that does something, then do another spell that does something on
You
top
can
of that?
do that.
Yeah.
But like for example, most of the time when I'm fighting, I shoot a fireball at some bitch.
Yep.
And then I pull them up off the ground and smack them with basic spells until
Yeah.
they die.
Yeah.
But you also charge up. A big part of the game is playing with ancient magic, which you have an affinity for. So you charge up your ancient magic thing, and you can use it.
Magic.
Yeah, it's like the stuff that they use to build Hogwarts, but like isn't widely
Oh,
known
cool.
by people.
Can you go into the library and go to the forbidden section and read?
That's part of the main quest.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or that's part of a quest.
Dude, this game was actually just made for you.
Yeah, no, like you have to turn yourself invisible and sneak through.
Yes.
Do
Do you get the invisibility cloak?
No, you
No.
have an invisibility spell that is like not as good as a cloak.
You got Lumos.
but it's good
Everyone
enough.
needs a flashlight.
You get
yeah.
that right away.
Yeah.
What? Why are you laughing?
No, I mean he's
He's
enamored
never
by the-
realized how much I've
Push
liked.
Yeah,
the
I-
update.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Push the
this
update.
is
I
your
want you to
reward.
play this.
All right. I'm coming over to your place. I'm gonna. Well, we need to finish. We haven't talked about going on to
It
another
Takes
game.
Two.
We haven't talked about It Takes Two.
Yeah, It Takes Two. It was
still haven't
theoretically developed for couples.
Yep.
But
Which
I
we
think
are.
but
Some my girlfriend
And my
when I'm on
girlfriend.
when I'm on the phone, she'll say, "Which of your boyfriends are you talking to?" I'm talking to Mik. I'm talking to Adrian. I'm talking to Jacob.
Yeah, but it was developed for, I think, to be played by couples. But
It's basically-
quite honestly, I think the idea of playing this with anyone playing
think
this
it
with
would
their
cause-
actual partner
it would
would
cause you to
cause
break up.
a breakup.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the only reason that we are able to play it cohesively is because we don't have to go to sleep with each other.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could get
can-
mad at him and then like he could leave.
I can tell
I
you.
can yell. If you're like, Mik, what the fuck are you doing?
and
Mik, what are you doing?
It doesn't cause a fight because it's not that important.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
are in a relationship, that statement, and everybody listening
When I'm
can
making
probably
breakfast
attest.
the other day and someone says, "Hey, can you make me a cup of tea?" I'm like, "No, I can't make you a cup of tea because you didn't crank the wheel at this certain time on this mission yesterday or something."
Yeah,
like that.
100% will turn into a massive thing, and in my opinion, it should not be played by couples. It is a
I do-
lovely
I
game.
agree with
It is,
that.
it is a lovely game.
Find
And
a-
couples beware.
Yeah.
Find a mate.
Find a bro.
Yeah, that you can play with.
Yeah.
And that will be fun, and you can do that.
Yeah.
And it, like, I mean, shit, we shotgun. Every time I think the game's over, there's more.
Oh my god!
Which is
I mean,
crazy.
there were so many times we're like, "Oh, this is the end," and we're like, "Oh no!
Oh,
no,
wow, we're
now
still
we're in
going.
therapy together. Now we're doing this." The game is. I
Like,
think
yeah, we just got into
it
couples
won.
therapy.
I believe it won Game of the Year and
It won
BAFTA and
it
stuff.
won Game of the Year when it
Came out like I want to say 2021.
I've never
Yeah, I think so.
been awarded Game of the Year. How do I get that?
You have to have game.
Yeah.
Ah,
Boo.
Explains so much.
Roasted.
They
Roasted.
explain so much. I don't have, what did the kids call it? Riz?
Riz, yeah.
What's Riz?
Your
It's
Riz.
I don't
short
give
for
a shit.
charisma. Because that's a word that people use every
hate
day
that.
anyway.
I
So
hate
let's
that.
shorten it to Riz.
The only reason they say Riz is because they literally cannot spell charisma.
I think
Wait.
you're onto something.
Well, you
Hold
know,
on, no, shut up. I think you're onto
Well,
something.
no, seriously. Because the only people using Riz are people who don't play role-playing games.
If that makes into the Oxford Dictionary, I might
It will.
have to. Oh,
It will. It will.
After the whole Roll Doll thing tonight, like,
we're not getting into that. I don't want to
It's
get into
insane.
that.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah. No, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to
Harrison
get into that.
Bergeron was right.
No, shut up. We're not getting into that.
Culver City.
What?
Culver City's honors programs got nixed because of
This is not a political podcast, okay?
Can we make one?
It is now.
We can't make a different one, but no,
I would like to be the host of a political podcast.
make one. We've
Yeah.
got the gear.
We got the gear? Yeah, it's going to be called I'm Smarter Than You. Listen to me.
No, but what the fuck are we talking
I
about?
did your thinking for you.
Oh no, but like it takes two. That is a game that like you're playing it and it's so constantly fresh. Like
Oh
every
man,
5
every
minutes,
single second
you're
of that
into-
game, both of us will go, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that mechanic is amazing. They basically made
That every game.
500 or
Games.
more
Yeah, literally
mini
every-
games that they've turned into main mechanics that you jump between and they integrate with each other in
Well,
really cool ways.
the weird thing is the only mechanic that stays
Yeah.
is the grinding mechanic on the rails.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
else is like pocketed into little modules. And at the end of the module, you never touch that mechanic again.
One of the best parts of the
What-
game is
ju-
Adrian. One of the best parts of the game is you have to get from one section to another section, and the way you do that, you basically it's a paperclip two paper clips attached to the underside of a paper airplane, and the
Oh,
paper airplane's
man.
flying. But the way the paper airplane flies is that both of you are hanging onto the paper clip, and you both have to go left or right. So if Mik goes all the way left and I go all the way right, you fly straight. And you have to navigate through quite a tough
Maze.
Man,
the boat
an
was
obst-
the worst.
Which one? It was the boat. Which
It
boat?
was the boat where you had the cannons,
Oh, and yeah, and you both.
and we had to fight the big octopus
yeah,
thing. That
yes.
thing sucked.
Yeah, and
Because
if you don't
that
have
was
good
the
com-
only one that was
yeah.
not intuitive.
If-
Like,
Can you imagine trying to play that over a voice chat rather than being sitting in the same room as each other?
can you imagine playing that with your partner?
I would not be able to.
I don't think it'd be.
I
good.
think everybody here would snap their partner's neck
Yeah.
halfway through that section, just like "fuck
and
you."
they would snap yours.
yeah,
too,
like it would be reciprocal. It would be like tit for tat.
Yeah.
Chunk.
yeah.
Jory is like the most anti-authority person I know.
Dude, I was literally trying to tell her proper form for lifting, and she started screaming at me the other
Yeah,
day.
no, it's just. It's
I was like, I
different.
care about your back. Like, I'm sorry. It's like, no, I don't want to do it that way.
Yep.
I think follow with a curt "fuck you."
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
no.
that's
No, the game is that I totally see why it won Game of the Year.
I don't.
It's It was a
too many
genuine
games.
It was a genuine joy to play. Like we were playing every 5
Every time
minutes.
we played it. No, but every time we played it, we end up going till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, we're like, whoa.
Whoa, wow. And like, I think the last time we played it, about halfway through, Andrew's like, I'm going to bed. Like, all right.
Yep.
You know what we should do?
We have to finish that to start.
Well, yes, but we should get some more like goose pate.
Ooh, we found a great cheese store. If you live in LA,
Don't
and-
blow up my spot.
yeah, you know what? Never mind.
Fuck you guys.
Never mind.
Fuck them kids.
We got the hookups though first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just want to say that nominees for 2021 Game of the Year were Resident Evil Village, which was great.
Didn't play.
It Takes
Too
Two,
scary.
Psychonauts 2, Metroid Dread,
That-
Deathloop, and
that was
Rift
good.
Apart Ratchet and Clank.
Honestly, you would also love Metroid
That's a
Dread.
good. That is
That's
a
a good
good
year.
year
That's
for.
a good
That's
year.
another
a good
game
year
that I
for
have on
games.
my buy list on my Switch.
Ratchet and Clank. What's the name of this one?
Rift Apart.
It's not horny enough.
No. It's Nick. Wait, no. It's
I know.
Rift
Like,
Apart.
I ripped a fart.
Ripped Apart.
Yeah, not horny enough.
Yeah,
though.
it's not the same as like a Crack in Time, or they had some fucking terrible puns.
Between Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter had some great games between them. Ooh, nice. I like that. Keep doing that. He's stroking the top of my foot with his big toe.
Yeah, now your feet are gonna smell too, baby.
Oh, great. Yeah. I'm going to burn these socks when I get home. That stench is never coming off.
No, it doesn't. You should smell my bed.
my favorite Ratchet and Clank name. It was they ended up calling it All for One because it was supposed to be called Foursome, and the censors did not appreciate that.
Okay, I have a new section for the podcast. You ready? So,
Everybody, make your favorite animal noise.
what
What is the best bird? Go.
Pterodactyl.
you can't just... I gotta
Scarlet McCall. Wrong.
You can't take his bit. He's dead.
I'm a huge fan of the Tit family.
You can't take his bit.
Blue Tit?
He died.
It's Go Bird Luger. It's in his honor.
No.
He would like this.
So I have... Okay, Adrian and I discussed a movie idea earlier today that we might make. You never know. We're going to pitch it to you, and you're going to tell
It's
us
not happening.
what it's going to... What you think.
Okay.
So...
You have an elevator ride.
So we bought pizza tonight from a place in LA called we were going to buy pizza from another place. We bought pizza from a different place.
Yeah,
than that.
you end up getting it from Upper Crust, right?
Well, no, we got it from Prime. Prince
It's
Street.
not even a place. I made that.
Prince
name
Street.
up.
Upper Crust is on Beverly Drive. It's really good.
Prince Street.
Damn, I thought it was clever.
Prince
Yeah.
Street's down the road from the location we will not name. But no, so the other place that we were going to go get it from is a place called Apollonia's Pizza on what is it? Westfield?
It's right next to like the tar pits.
It's down the
and
lane
Baja.
from like LACMA and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, there's no number, so you can't call ahead and order something. It's only open Wednesdays to Saturdays, and you can only actually get pizza. It's only open on the days that it's open between 12 and 2:30. Then it closes. Then it opens at 5, and then it closes at 8 p.m. And you need to put an order in at least an hour before you pick up the pizza. Right? So if you're going to drive, you have to drive there, put your order in, fuck about for an hour plus in that area, basically, because it's LA. You can't, what are you going to do in an hour? And then pick the pizza up. So we were thinking about this, and we thought, okay, would it be a funny movie if there's a bunch of mobsters that basically need a front? As soon as I told this to Adrian, by the way, Adrian's like, it's a front. So I thought, it's a funny movie. Imagine if it's a bunch of gangsters that are basically trying to make a front for the most expensive front they can make to launder money through. So the pizza place is their front. They have the most awkward hours. It's the hardest to actually order pizza through. It's in the most expensive area of town to rent.
And essentially, they end up doing a producers where the harder they make it to order the food,
The more people
the
want
more
it.
people want it.
So they have to actually make the bloody pizza.
No,
They
they
accident-
accidentally make the best pizza in town.
They accidentally make the best pizza.
and they keep trying to
yeah.
shut it down in more ways,
Yeah.
but people just keep showing
as
up in
mu-
larger
as
numbers.
much as they can. They do as much as they possibly can to make people not like it. The one thing they can't stop themselves from doing is just making a
it
great
good
bloody pizza.
because they're Italian.
Well, whatever. We were
You
thinking,
said mob.
Yeah. Well,
They have to be Italian.
Some kind of I mean,
And
I think that would work. For
And the head of the
movie.
mob is played by James Gandolfini.
Rip.
Is he?
Rest in peace.
Is he?
Yeah, dude. He
you didn't know
died
that?
like 6 years ago. He
That's
had
a huge thing.
he
Who
had
am I
like
thinking
3
of?
heart attacks.
Who am I thinking of?
Sopranos.
Sopranos.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, Gandolfini's dead, dude.
Tony croaked?
Tony.
Yeah, dude.
Are
Like
you fucking
6 or
Is
7
Tony
years
croaked
ago.
before you started watching the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sopranos was my COVID watch.
Yeah,
but-
he died
Yeah.
well.
Same, me
before
too.
that.
Me too. Great,
Yeah.
great TVCs. But no, I think that'd be really because I imagine a scene where.
You could just Tupac him.
Well, no, you imagine the scene where there's
What?
and
Yeah,
also the great thing about Apollonia's, if you look at their menu, they say we kindly we kindly decline any modifications.
Yes.
So you can't change
There's
anything.
a lot of restaurants that are doing that
They
now, which
only
I actually kind of dig.
They only serve. There's
It's like
no like
cheese, pepperoni, and like meat lovers.
Well,
right?
they have a certain number of flavors or types of pizza you can get, but
Mint chip, pistachio.
yeah. But you can. But it's funnier than that because you can only get one size. If you're ordering a pizza from them,
It's big.
You're getting a 20-inch pizza for $35, and that's it. Okay. So
What kings, man? Fucking
which I think you gotta
kings.
give them respect for that.
By the looks of it, their slices are fucking huge.
Per week, they're only open for
I would say maybe 12 hours.
Quick math.
5, 6. Let's say 6 hours a day for 4 days. They're only open in a week for 6 times 4 is
24.
Yeah, he's
16,
correct.
24. Yeah, you're correct. Wow. Yeah. No. So they're only open for 24 hours in the week. So they got 24 hours in a week to make all the money to keep that place open, right?
And apparently they do in spades.
And they do. It's a huge. Apparently, it's a huge spot for.
like
I
film.
think it's a huge celebrity spot or whatever. But still, isn't that? I mean, that'd be hilarious because that'd be funny in the movie, right? You go in and you get like all these like huge celebrities that and also you might be a mobster, but you also get LeBron James has just walked in.
You know
And he's
what?
taking
you know
40 pizzas.
taking photos of LeBron James and the head of the mob that they're sticking on the wall because that's what all his pizza places do.
You know what this would be? This is like you ever watch that movie Stretch? You watch Stretch, about the limo driver, Patrick
Yes.
Wilson.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's just him driving a limousine and encountering celebrities and
Getting his shit wrecked.
getting his shit wrecked. But like, there's a story and the celebrities all factor into it, and it's not just like, oh, here's a celebrity that you know. Like they play themselves in a funny way.
And then you have that as a setup of they have no altercations and you have like some celebrity come in and so you have the scene where the person making the pizza speaks no English. There's a translator on the till, right?
Fuck me.
The
God damn
front of house.
You saw that shit?
Yep.
What's that? Oh, you
Went right in his eye.
No, I went to rub my eye. I fucking slammed my glasses.
This will wash it out.
No.
No, and
No, I just fucking poked my glasses.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And so there's a scene where they're trying to like someone walks in and they want, hey, I love this pizza, but I want put pineapple on it. And the translator goes, hey, this guy wants to put pineapple on it in Italian or whatever language we choose. And then the guy in the back just immediately gets insanely angry because he's a mobster.
Just starts screaming in fucking Italian.
Yeah, and then the translator has to yell back in English. That guy is an entitled person that likes to get their own way. They're like, no, I'll give you $20 extra to do this. And then the other guy starts yelling back.
And then you have 2 other people in the kitchen having their own argument as well.
yeah.
And it's just noise and noise and everybody's yelling at each other.
Actually, I'm gonna change your fucking project for
right.
you. It's not a movie. It's a series of like YouTube bits, but like done in the style of Whitest Kids You Know.
Okay. I don't think we've talked about white skits on here before. Some of the best skits you can watch.
Yeah, no, but like think about it.
Oh, also shout out to that one group that you showed me where what was it called? Where
Oh, Murder Fist.
Murder fist.
yes, you know exactly what I was talking about.
Mama said there'd be days like this, there'd be days like this. My mama said. Mama said.
Damn,
So good.
those guys are
How
fucking
do you?
cracked
There's
out.
no way to describe what's the bit called.
It's called
Like
the
numbers, I think.
boardroom or something.
Boardroom
like
or numbers.
There's
Henry
no way.
Zabrowski appears like buck ass nude holding his dick in his hand.
Man,
Yeah.
like, have you heard some of his stories that he's told recently on the last podcast?
I haven't
Is he on the last
listened.
podcast on the left?
Yeah,
He's one of the
Wait,
hosts.
is this the guy from that you told me about from the Walrus from Wolf Wall Street?
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah. Oh, of course, that's the same. Oh my god, that's where I recognize him from. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen him naked.
That's
Such a good bit. Such a good bit.
that sketch is one of my favorite sketches because it is so well written throughout. Like it is gag after gag after
it's
gag
complete
with
chaos.
with no stopping.
They
time.
basically there's a start of the gag and the end of the gag, and the end of this gag goes into the
Leads
start of another
directly
gag
to the next.
that has absolutely zero correlation with the end of the first gag,
You
apart
know-
from maybe there's wordplay.
You know what it is? It's
It's like blue cheese, and then it goes on to God, I don't even know.
Cheese
like-
to meet you.
Yeah,
Like,
cheese
straight-
to meet you. Yeah. And then
it's-
that is like
it's you know what it is? It's the
Transitive property.
no, kind of no. It's those intermediary scenes, the transition scenes in Archer,
yes,
where
yes.
like one person starts a sentence and then the
other
other person
person
continues the
finishes it
sentence
wrong.
in a way that like it
Technically
it flows,
bridges.
Yeah.
but it's completely different. And
Who
the
was actually
context
my
is completely
favorite,
different, but it's only those
less-known
bits.
actor?
Was that?
Technically Bridges is my favorite less-known actor. Brother of Jeff Bridges.
And Bo Bridges.
Who?
Technically Bridges.
Technically.
It's like that.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
sure.
great bits and you pull that out.
I am not a comedian.
Yeah. If there's a handbrake on the flow of the podcast, you just yanked it up. Screech the halt.
Man, you don't even know. I could do so much
I
worse.
know you could, dude.
Tinkerbell.
No,
More like Stinkerbell.
yeah.
Not when I'm done with her.
Yep.
Fucking wash her in a bath. She won't stick no more. The fuck are you doing? Get your hands out of your mics. You look over Daffy Cuts.
Yeah,
What the fuck do you think I was going to say?
Murder Fist boardroom sketch. Definitely give it check it out. It's on YouTube. One of the funniest.
Shame
bits
to
I've-
SNL for not
Yeah.
hiring all those boys.
Yeah.
They all auditioned.
I have never really understood. If you so for me, right? I'm grew up in England.
What?
Yeah, I know. Shocker. You have all these amazing
Later.
We
English.
just did like a 45-minute thing on Harry Potter. You're telling me you're from England? Can't believe you've been holding this
Dude,
out.
ask me a Harry Potter trivia question. I bet I could.
Is it the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone?
What's
Do you want me to
Philosophers.
hit you in the fucking face, dude?
The version we got were from Scotland.
What?
The versions we got of the
so you
first
got
four books.
the actual
yeah,
correct version.
our godmother, her sister came to town and brought like a whole bunch of Scottish ones.
That's the only
for
book
us.
I've ever queued up to get at like a midnight
Oh,
release.
you got number
7, midnight release in London.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
We were there
in
when it
London
happened.
when it happened.
And you got number 7?
He got number 7 in. I was in Israel at that point.
Yeah.
But
I read it on the plane.
Yep.
yeah.
Some of my fondest memories of being a kid and reading books. I have
Well, I mean,
plenty of
it's
them.
definitely something weird. Like, as much as I love the idea of like reserving a seat for a movie theater,
Oh, I miss
some
it.
of my fondest memories of childhood were
You didn't get any.
my finger was covering the
He'll
intake.
poke his face in himself in the eye again.
No, it was
we went and
sitting
saw-
around in Century City
or the Grove.
or the Grove,
Yeah.
just waiting for a movie. Like I remember when Star
Episode
Wars
3.
episode, yeah, that we came back from a field trip to Catalina Island.
Yep.
Our mom picked us up from the dock
Yep.
at the marina, drove straight to the Grove, and we got in line for Star Wars. Oh, we died.
That's cool. Okay, so for audio listeners, you're in luck because the video just died.
Yeah, we're gonna put for video viewers right now. We're going to be starting on the count of 3. The worst thing you can possibly see, and that's gonna ride us out till the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we went straight to Star Wars Episode 3 at the Grove, and
it's gonna be like 30 minutes of the truffle shuffle.
Dude, I hope it fucking saved. I would
interesting.
hope.
Yeah, technically I wasn't awful this time, but
Technically. It's a technicality.
Yeah, but we went to the Grove and we stood in line and like it was an experience. It was great, and
Yep.
we used to do that all the time.
yeah,
like,
we did
all
it
the
for
Marvel
every
movies.
Harry Potter movie. We
Yep.
did it for all the Marvel films.
Yeah, up until I think-
Avengers.
Up until no, even after Avengers, they were still doing lines.
That's
some
the
places.
best part of fandom because you're in the queue. You with tons of
people who
that-
want
Yes.
to be there.
People
Yes.
who care.
I remember
Like
going.
if you're gonna stand in line, you want to watch.
I
the
remember
movie.
going to. So I grew up in this.
Yeah,
tiny,
there's no like, oh, you know, the new fucking the new Ant-Man's out. I don't really care about Ant-Man, but I guess I'll see it.
See, dude, I remember going to. I grew
Before
up,
they started that fucking Thursday release bullshit.
Oh
too.
my
I-
god,
I
no!
grew-
It's
I grew up-
Thursday midnight.
Yeah.
If you're doing it on Thursday at all.
So I grew up in the tiny little village called Willersey in England, and I went to a school with 52 people. It had a school, it had a church, and it had a post office, a village shop and 2 pubs, right? And then there's another town nearby.
Can't help but notice that you have 1 church and 2 pubs.
What does that say?
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
What about you?
You ever hear that old Jewish joke about like the Jewish guy who washes up on a deserted island by himself?
What is it?
A Jewish guy washes up on a deserted island by himself, and he says, "Well, I better get to work." 10 years later, a cruise ship passes by, and they see this gleaming city with 2 big things on opposite hills, and they make port, and they just meet this one dude, and the captain of the ship is like, "What's going on here?" And he goes, "Oh, this is my town. I've been here for a long time, so I decided to make something," and he gives the captain a grand tour, and he's like, "This is our market, and this is the this is the local tavern, and this is this, and this is that, and this is where I get my meat, and this is where I get my fish, and this is my synagogue," and he points to the giant structure on one of the hills.
Yeah.
And the captain goes, "Well, what about that other giant identical structure on the other hill?" He goes, "Oh, that's the other synagogue, but I don't go there." That's a good joke. Yeah, so that's the same thing with British people in pubs.
Yeah. No, it really is. I
Yeah.
mean, the pubs have in my village, the pubs have a stigma. It's-
Okay, but are they still built there, or did one of them get turned into women?
Wait. Say that again?
Stigma?
Stigma balls.
No,
But
so-
I'm the one who's getting
No,
canceled.
sorry. So my point was just to get back on track. My point was, I'm in a tiny village. There's also a tiny town next to it called Broadway with a small bookshop, and on the Harry Potter releases, people would be queuing up outside that tiny bookshop to buy those books. Mm-hmm. And I can't really remember any book like that where there was a midnight releasing that had so much hype. And say whatever you want about all the controversy with the Harry Potter with J.K. Rowling at the moment, you cannot deny the fact that she made books that people wanted to read. She made kids that would never have read a book before in their life, or ever, they would never have gotten into reading. She made them read books, which is such a great thing.
And
that's like a once in a
them, but,
generation
like, really
writer too.
love them.
Get fully committed to it.
It wasn't just
you
read Harry
bought into
Potter.
it.
You are now a reader.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you didn't stop reading after Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Harry Potter was a it was the gateway.
It's the gateway drug to loving to read.
Yes, and like that.
This is what I
that
can get
gave
out of a
rise.
book.
That gave rise to, honestly, I think a lot of the popularity for the Song of Fire and Ice or Ice and
Yeah.
Fire or whatever it is. Like,
That's grown up Harry Potter.
well, yeah, no, but I'm
Basically,
saying like that caught on with our generation
Yeah.
of growing up. Like by the time we hit high school, it was like
I can adjust to now look at you guys.
yeah, because the camera's dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean like people got into that. It was like that and Aragon, I think. Because
man, I
like
love
I don't think Aragon was the
it wasn't.
It didn't have as much
It wasn't
hype.
a lightning strike thing
Yeah.
like Harry Potter was.
I think it was riding that wave.
It was
though.
when
but
the-
it rode the
and-
wave,
and
and
it
it
enhanced it.
definitely
Yeah.
captured me, and like
Yeah,
it was even a
captured
weird
me,
thing
totally
because
captured
it was like
I loved Aragon.
Paulini took too long to put out books, and that's what really killed his
Yeah.
hype cycles. But
Well, and then the books also
like
didn't.
I
really
I
made
remember going-
but I made friends
Yeah.
in high school
Yep.
over a shared interest of Aragon.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like like we're the stereotypical nerdy kids. Like, sure, I fell into that grouping.
Yep.
But the guy that also read it that I was very close with because of that shared love of reading for those books was the jock. Like he was the jock dude. But like the thing like spanned all
And
demographics.
Potter was a gateway drug for that. I think.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah, it
For a
was
lot
one of
of
those
kids.
things where there were those kids who were like too into Harry Potter, right? Like
Oh.
obsessively like
Only ever read. They read
weirdly
it and
into
they'd read
Harry
another
Potter.
one. Yeah.
But beyond that, like they were kind of hard to talk
And
to
you-
because
and
that was the only thing they could talk about.
And you get
But
that with everything.
Every single other person, like
That
you
could never
ask
happen.
you ask somebody our age, like what house are you? They snap
right away.
They
Someone
know.
like either you've taken the quiz, which
Or
most
you
people
just
have,
identified
or
with
you
it.
just said like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
a
yeah,
Ravenclaw.
yeah.
Oh, I'm a Slytherin. Oh, I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what they mean.
Apparently, 3 for 3. By the way, every time I take the bloody quiz on Pottermore,
Same thing with me.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, you just can't get around it.
Yeah.
You are who you are. Who you are.
Yeah, and who I am is a loyal, caring friend. That is the
What are the characters?
That's really fucking hungry.
yeah, and it matches up with that whole thing where everyone thought I was a stoner and I don't touch weed.
yeah.
So
Everybody just thought I was mean.
the house
Well, yeah, but come on.
Don't
What?
steal a fist bump off of that.
I didn't still post my
He's trying- yeah,
stole this. But
no, I totally agree. I mean,
Okay,
Aragorn,
so read it.
I was that weird guy that I was one of the only. I remember I used to go to war because it was like before the internet was good for this stuff. I used to go into the Waterstones every time I was in the town that had books.
Or you probably yell at some kid.
No, I'd go.
You're
to
tasting book shit.
And I'd go up to the person behind the counter, and I'd say, that's a couple of years later. No, and I'd say, oh, is the next book out? Is the next Aragorn book out yet? And they say, no, we don't have the release date yet, because those internet's great, but it's sort of like, okay, so how about this? The difference between now a TV show releasing on Netflix with all of its episodes out at one time, or an episode every week. Because it's great to binge.
That's actually it's something that I didn't think I would like to go back to.
Yes.
I think I have a lot of thoughts on this. I think we
Depends on the
discussed
show.
them on the podcast. It
really depends on the show. So like if for something like
Game of Thrones. When it's doing
So
that.
okay, the
if
way
show
that
is
I
good-
watched Game of Thrones was
Yeah.
I shotgunned like 4 seasons and I
Yes.
dropped it. I actually haven't finished it.
You don't need to.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, like, I watched the last
watched the great
episode
ones.
on.
What a depressing thing to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you watched the good ones.
I
That
watched
was
the good
before it
ones.
fell off.
Yeah, and you know what the weird thing is? Watching it, like having seen the ending before I saw the beginning,
Yep.
which is like weird, I guess. But I watched it live with a bunch of like diehards, right? And they all hated the ending. They're like, "Oh, it's all bullshit," and like that doesn't match, and that doesn't make sense.
It's me.
And but the thing is, like, I'm watching it, I'm going, okay, I don't know how they necessarily executed some of the things they did, but like Daenerys has fallen to madness, 100% telegraphed from like,
Oh my god,
from like episode 2.
dude, that
Like
is
they telegraphed
one of
that
my
from the
biggest gripes.
beginning, where it's like the girl is
One of my
unhinged,
biggest
she's
gripes-
unstable, and like that's a part of her character.
That was such
so
an
like if you
obvious-
didn't figure out that was gonna, if you're mad that it happened, that's one thing. But okay, rather if you're mad that it happened, that's on you. If you're mad at the way that it happened, that's a different discussion.
That's fair, but that was so obvious.
But
I'm
I'm saying, like, honestly, you're watching it and I'm just like,
how do you not pick up on that?
yeah, she's nuts. She's bonkers.
And
She's
as-
doing the right thing, like
Yes,
big air quotes,
yes.
but she's doing it in an absolutely fucking unhinged way.
And also, you can see as these seasons go on,
she gets more and more fucking nutty.
She's a Targaryen. Exactly.
She becomes more draconian. Ha ha ha.
She gets it becomes
Yeah, got him.
it kind of changes from more of it's my right becomes the only reason.
Not-
it
it-
goes
it-
from like I want to
It's
be,
my right is the justification before, then it
Yes.
becomes the only reason that she's doing it. Not
Yeah,
to
'cause-
free the slaves,
Yes,
not to
exactly.
like help the people.
Those things
not
become
to-
incidental
Yeah,
to
exactly.
my right.
Yes.
Basically, it's I freed the slaves, but now technically they owe me.
She slowly
Yeah.
becomes more and more entitled, and yeah, that's the whole thing with it. Yeah.
So I really don't buy the only thing I do draw issue with is like, oh well,
I kind of like doing audio, and it's like
why
way
not
easier to-
why not Bran?
Yeah.
That was nonsense. That one
Well,
I'll agree.
Unfortunately, we're never gonna get a book.
What are you talking about? He's going to Comic-Con.
He goes to Comic-Con every fucking year, man. I mean, credit where credit's due. He is like an OG nerd.
Sorry, but audio listeners, sorry, the noises you're hearing, we're just readjusting so we can face each other rather than like awkwardly look at the camera and look at each other. At
I'm
the same
so
time.
much more comfortable.
I
right
know.
now.
I'm so much more
Like
comfortable.
physically.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Mick says this not having moved an inch.
And also
Yeah.
using the easiest mic pole.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what we're talking about?
Who cares?
Oh, week to week episodes.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
like for me, Game of Thrones has never fallen into that.
So Last of Us,
I guess
great shout.
Last of Us is great for it. Honestly, I actually like it
'Cause
for
it's
week to week
so
because
it-
it gives you a little bit of time to digest.
So
What's,
do we
what's
wanna
it called was good with that? Andor.
Do we-
Andor was
Yes.
great for
Andor-
that.
Well, should we talk
much
about
better week
should we
to
talk
week.
about the tactics behind doing this for a streaming service for actually choosing between like here's a show you can binge and here I think that now
So it really depends because like Netflix cannot keep a week to week release. Like
they have to
people,
choose the show.
Like they have to choose a show and dump the whole thing.
What
For
was-
some reason,
what
No,
was,
like
no, they have week to weeks going on now.
yeah, but do you watch any of them?
Some of them
Well, no,
no,
because most of the shows on
Are
Netflix
dog shit.
well, most of the
it's
shows
not dog
are
shit,
bad.
but maybe if like man,
I was actually talking to a somebody.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking to somebody today who's in what do you call it, PR, and like doing the whole release press junkets, whatever. Like that's her gig, right? And we were talking about Netflix, funny enough. And she was like, yeah, with the whole password sharing crackdown, like I'm probably going to get nixed because I'm on my parents' thing and they're in Canada and I'm in the US. So
talk
like
about that in a second
that's
as well.
going to kind of like screw it up. And I really don't know if I'm going to renew.
Yep.
Like that's what she said to me. And I said, honestly, like I know maybe this is a taboo to say because you're in the business.
Does she work for Netflix?
She doesn't work for Netflix.
Okay.
She works
She's
more.
probably getting it for free anyway. If
Oh, no. She's working more with Amazon.
Okay.
Right now. Like she works on a lot of their projects. She did the presser for The Northman
Oh, okay.
when that was like coming out.
Norseman?
Northman.
Is that different from the Norseman?
Or
There's no Norseman. It's the Northman
I thought that was a Norseman.
with
No, no.
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
No, that's the Northman.
okay, my bad. Yeah.
But she did the presser for
Great
that.
movie. We've talked about it
And
before.
yeah.
Still Skarsgård.
And I told her like, honestly, it might be taboo to say, but I'm gonna go back.
That's a movie I'd watch again.
Yeah, I'm with the way that streaming has just exploded into so many different avenues, and I have to pay $5 for this
Shout
service.
out for Butler.
Yeah, I know
yeah.
for being able to figure out where to watch the bloody
Yep.
stuff.
And
But-
also, very soon with our new database structure, we can actually now recommend you, we can recommend you which
The
streaming
optimal
service.
streaming service.
Oh, that's another 20 fucking tables we've got to,
Yeah.
or 200 tables we've got to add.
The-
Have
the-
fun,
the-
but well, anyway, it came
Yeah.
down to me saying like pirating media is just becoming more and more alluring because the fact is like,
Dude.
full disclosure, I used to pirate everything.
Yep.
I mean,
Netflix and Amazon came into the game, and
you're poor, what are you gonna do?
I haven't. No, but not even that. I haven't pirated any. Like honestly,
Yeah.
anything outside of unviewable media. Insofar as like it's not picked up by
Because-
anything to watch it,
because what they
because
did-
it's so much more convenient.
It's so
if
much-
I can
exactly.
pay even $50 a month to be able to access damn near everything,
Yep.
instead of having to troll online to find that one little seeded torrent.
Do you want to worry about? You need to, you have to have,
You have to have
a
VPN up. It's like a whole
you
thing.
You have to have a
But-
torrenting
so,
thing. You
like,
have to be,
yeah, it became-
also, you have to like be
Antivirus.
secure in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
I don't want to
you
get
can pay
yelled at by my ISP.
$6-7. This is TV show I want to watch. I'll pay $7
For the whole
I'll
season.
blitz it for the month, and I'll just cancel
Yeah.
my
Well,
subscription at the end of it.
And so with
What they did first was they made it so easy
So,
to be like,
but the thing is, like,
$7
now-
is nothing.
You wanna hear
Now
the
it's
most
no
annoying
longer
thing for me?
convenient because now there's MGM Plus, AMC
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
Peacock,
Peacock,
Paramount.
HBO is now
HBO,
splitting its stuff. All the stuff
Discovery.
that it took off of its slate is now going to other
Tubi.
services.
Tubi, Amazon,
Roku.
Netflix, Roku.
Yeah.
Like that's already 10, right?
We
and
have
there's more
on
than
our,
that.
on our list.
And
of
that's
like,
not even
we have, like,
counting.
20.
That's not
no,
even
on our
counting
list of
the
providers for Butler. On our
I'm
list
sure
of
it's like
providers.
50.
No, dude, it's 200 plus.
I totally believe that.
and
just the
we've gone
like,
through it. Like,
just
at one point we
to
had,
watch any like reasonably popular anime for me is like a big deal. I have to have like 4 different subscriptions.
Yep.
And most of them don't even make any sense because the rights should be on the one I already have.
Even
No. This is something that really annoyed me. That 90 show came out on Netflix.
Yeah, but
it is
you
a
can't
Netflix
watch.
production.
You can't watch that 70 show on Netflix.
Yeah,
right?
that's on Peacock for some fucking reason.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't watch the show that it's based
It
on.
was made
where
on-
all the characters from it are from.
Oh, so Netflix didn't produce it?
No,
Yeah.
it was produced. I think it was on like ABC.
What 90 show?
That 70
Oh
show.
yeah, it was
original.
ABC.
But Netflix owns the rights to the one, and then
Yeah, Netflix made the new series, like fully produced, which means they own the rights to the characters and the stories and likenesses.
So how do they not own the streaming?
How did they
rights?
not
Well,
own the streaming
another-
rights?
so-
Because they used to.
here's another interesting thing. So Lord of the Rings just came onto Netflix, right?
Yeah, which is
So,
a massive get for them.
great get. But what that used to be was it was
It is
it was,
also still on HBO.
it was everywhere. Now it's only on HBO and Netflix because
Yeah.
HBO owns. I looked this up and I'm gonna fuck this up, but I believe HBO is like a
HBO is
subsidiary
of Warner.
and Warner.
Warner made
owns,
the movie.
Made the
no,
movies.
Warner owns the rights to. It wasn't Warner. It was like Wingnut or whatever Peter Jackson's thing
Yeah.
studio was.
whatever.
Whatever.
Then long and short
Yeah.
is then the real head scratchers. The prequel,
How much are they paying for that?
whatever series is on Amazon.
How do you? So Netflix has gone. Okay, what's the cost benefit analysis for spending? They must be spending an exorbitant amount of money to
For-
license the rights to that.
Oh,
to-
so the question is, how many users on Netflix don't have access to HBO at this point?
Yes.
because HBO is the other big name. Like, I know Amazon is there, but let's be honest, no one's subscribing to Amazon Prime for the video service primarily. You're subscribing to it for the
you get
web
Amazon
service.
Prime, and you get all the good thing about Amazon Prime.
So
is
I have Amazon Prime
Amazon-
specifically because I buy a lot of shit on Amazon.
Who doesn't have Amazon Prime?
But that was what I'm saying. Like,
it's a no-brainer.
yes, no, but I mean, it comes. They
If you
build
read
in the
books-
streaming service.
Yeah, if you read books, if you watch TV, and if you buy shit online,
Amazon.
Amazon Prime makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's worth the $100 a year or whatever.
$10 a month or whatever. Oh, a year, sorry.
Yeah, so like that makes sense.
I'm
not
only
counting
yeah.
Amazon Prime as a
Yes.
streaming service
Yes.
necessarily because you're buying it for other
Yeah.
reasons. It's a tangential, like you get it as a bonus kind of thing, right?
I'm only holding on to HBO Max because of Creature Commandos.
I think you're using my account. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know. It's a joke.
Hey, password sharing. No,
Yeah, no, but like I'm like
it's HBO Max is such a
really
tragedy.
the two streaming services right now are Netflix and HBO Max.
We
And
do-
I cannot imagine who has one and not the other. So why the fuck would Netflix pay for Lord of the Rings?
Oh no, that makes sense because you might not have HBO Max.
I'm saying like realistically, how
Realistically.
many people don't have a
A lot of people don't have HBO Max.
Realistically, today I would say that more people I know have HBO Max than Netflix.
No, I don't think that's true. Netflix is probably. We should probably look this up. But I'm not going to. But
No, that's dumb.
I bet that Netflix is still the most apart from HBO and maybe Disney. I would say that between Amazon Prime and Netflix, they're like neck and neck for.
Oh, I guess there's also Disney. Wow, I didn't even mention Disney Plus
Yeah.
on our accounts. But Disney Plus is also managing right now a massive fall off
Yeah.
in subscribers.
Yeah,
They're having
yeah.
a lot of problems, mostly because.
So for audio listeners, Adrian's gonna use the restroom, but he's slowly trying to extract himself through the maze of equipment in this room.
No, I mean Disney Plus is experiencing a massive fall off because, quite honestly, their original programming sucks. Like it's not for anybody.
Yeah.
Kind of bad, and like
Well, Disney Plus was
so it's
genius in they made a couple of they acquired Marvel, they acquired
so this I could get really corporate with it.
go for it, yeah.
Where it's
You know more about this than me. So
yeah, Bob Iger was a fucking godsend. For
He's
the
still
Disney
he's a
company.
godsend.
Well,
Still.
no, I'm saying like when he came in,
Yeah.
he masterminded the
He did
merger.
some fucking crazy shit recently as well. Yeah.
He masterminded the merger with Pixar. Then straight into
He did that?
Yeah,
Back in the
that was
day?
his first thing.
No shit, I didn't know.
That was his first get.
Okay, yeah.
He did Pixar, then he did Marvel, then he did Lucas. Then he flagships Disney Plus.
Talk about in terms of just cost benefit.
Yeah,
they
he-
bought what,
he
for
made-
$4 billion. How much money have they milked out of that?
Oh, I'm sure trillions of dollars at this point, honestly. But so I'm good. But no, he's fine. Basically, he picks up all those things
Yeah.
and then he starts Disney Plus, right? And he debuts Disney Plus with a insane catalog. You have
Yep.
the original, like, I guess greats. You know, Snow White, Cinderella,
Yep.
Sleeping Beauty, whatever, right?
Disney Plus,
So you have like the original catalog.
its
which
biggest boon is the original catalog.
Yes, but the
If you're a
thing,
parent,
oh,
and you have kids under 15,
absolutely. I mean, the thing
what else
is,
are you going to get?
like, if I had kids today, Disney Plus is going to be my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
Yeah.
it has all the things that are important to show.
And
a
also,
kid,
not just
but
it's
through-
not
but
just
through-
that, but the people that the parents have an attachment to those shows that
Yes,
they want to show
I
those kids
watched
that
Winnie
show.
the Pooh when I was a kid, and I want my kid to watch Winnie the Pooh when they're
Lion
a kid.
King,
Yeah.
Jungle Book,
Jaws.
whatever.
Jaws?
Lurking
I think Jaws is universal.
Jaws is universal.
Yeah.
One day on a lark.
So anyway, the point I'm getting at is Disney Plus came to the market with the only catalog I think that could rival the HBO catalog in the sense of classics,
Yep.
contemporary films, all of which are adored.
Yep.
Then Iger says, I quit, right? Like, I'm done. I did my job. No, he said, like, I did my job, right?
Well,
And
yes.
he takes a step back and he hands it off to Chapek.
Bob too.
Bob, too.
There's a huge. I don't want to get into this now, but there's because I don't know enough about it off the top of my head. But there's a huge I don't want to say conspiracy theory because it's not really conspiracy theory. There's a whole thing basically he set him up.
He set him up to fail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
basically what happened during Chapek's tenure was that he thought like, okay, we need to pump Disney Plus as much as humanly possible, right? So let's fast track every show. Every project needs to be pushed out as fast as possible. He started shifting money away from the parks.
Yep.
In order to finance that.
But weren't the parks always a net loss?
No, the parks make Disney trillions of
I
dollars
thought
a
the
year.
parks were always...
No.
Oh.
The parks make Disney trillions of dollars a year.
There's no way the parks lose money if
they lost money. They lost money in the 90s.
The tickets cost $100+
per
and
day.
It's a merch farm.
Yeah. You're paying $100 to get access to stores.
There's merchandise that you can only get there, so people go there, buy the ticket, and then buy tons of merch.
Yeah. So no, the parks make my recent count was like literally trillions of dollars per year.
By your recent count, eh?
Huh? No, like,
he was actually in the accounting office.
I was in the accounting office. No, like by their release numbers, they make trillions of dollars a year. Their theatrical and stuff makes billions. I don't have to tell you the difference between 1 trillion and 1 billion.
Literally, tell me what is the difference?
Fucking nuts, huh?
What's the difference?
If I'm not mistaken, a trillion is like a billion billions or some nonsense.
Well, there is a
1,000, bro.
There is
three more zeros.
There is a funny analogy. It's something like
it's insane though.
If it's minutes, it's like if you watch
it's the difference between like a 30-minute movie and like a movie that's 1,000 years long. Or
something like that. Yeah.
It's insane. So the parks make insane money. Chapek was funneling money from the parks to prop up Disney Plus's like poor performance.
Yeah.
And
somehow, I mean, Disney Plus.
Well, again, it came down to
they were fucking steal.
But because they started pushing out dog shit programming because
$5.99. It was
like,
cheap.
Yeah, exactly. But what happened is
it was $5.99, and most people signed up because The Mandalorian was a good show.
Yes.
And then they stopped their subscription because every show that they released after that was not
dog
good.
Shit. So,
but you still have
what happened is that
all the Avengers, all the Marvel slate.
Exactly, but then the Marvel slate was starting to turn into crap because they were pushing it out way too fast. Like Iger literally came out 2 days ago and said, "We are focusing for now. We're going to slow everything down on Disney's side, and we're going to focus onto our core franchises, which are Marvel and Star Wars." And the day after, Kevin Feige comes out and says, "We are cutting half our slate.
Yep.
We are pushing back. Like the Marvels just got pushed back from June to November.
That movie is doomed.
Oh, the movie's doomed.
Movie is doomed.
Fine, whatever. But what I'm getting at is like right away, like basically they pushed everything back by 6 months minimum.
Yeah.
They canceled half their shows, from my understanding. They said we're cutting our shows in half, and like we're going to take our time with them, basically. And those, like, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the two statements can go hand in hand, which is we're putting more focus in our core franchises, and let's cut our slate by half.
Less movies, better movies.
Yeah, it's less TV, more like what Feige said was less TV, more movies, better thought out movies. I think also that's probably a reaction to James Gunn's statements.
I think so, yeah.
About how he's going to have script focused
writing.
So
let's talk about that
on the DC.
So if you don't know already, James Gunn is the head of CEO of DC.
Co-CEO with Peter Safran.
Safran.
Yeah,
his producing partner.
Yeah, and Safran has also produced the only, in my opinion, winner film for DC, which is his entire slate, which is Shazam.
Yeah.
Well, no, he also produced like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like his claim to fame was Shazam. That was the first in DC slate where I walked out of that movie going like, I'm thoroughly satisfied with what I watched. Like, I don't have a problem with it. It was fun as shit, and it was cute, and it was everything that it had to be.
Suicide Squad, they made them Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Well, I think, was it one of you two? We were talking yesterday about, I think it was Adrian, we were talking about how, they have, personally, I believe that the Marvel slate is gone through its heyday, and now it's starting to decline.
There's no reason for it to decline other than creative bankruptcy.
No. True, but
okay. I know what you're saying.
Let me finish. Like, it's on a surface level, all the characters that are well known have been used up.
But that's not a good argument.
I know. Because on a surface level, That is true. They've already used up all the
But
Iron Man.
no. You need to
have
remember
understand,
20 years ago.
20 years ago, if you ask someone who's your favorite Marvel superhero,
Iron Man didn't chart.
Iron Man wasn't in the top 50.
True, but like
Captain America was a joke.
Yeah. No, but for today's zeitgeist, that is true in the set in with respect to Marvel. But however, if you go to James Gunn with DC, he made Peacemaker, a TV show that was wildly popular. That
About nobody.
No one knew who he was. And now that's one of the best superhero TV shows about a nobody. He made Suicide Squad, which is the Suicide
Squad,
which is
and the
fantastic
only
about a group
holdover
of-
character was Harley Quinn and Rick Flag.
Exactly. It's a TV show about
Movie.
characters that movie that about characters that nobody really knew about before. But
Yeah.
now even Guardians of the Galaxy with Marvel,
It's the same thing. Well, the thing
bless
is,
DNA.
So
the
you have to do it
long
well,
and
and you
short-
can make heroes out of them.
The long and short is that what Adrian's saying is that there's no reason for Marvel to be falling off except for lazy writing.
Yep.
And fucking
Lazy
just
storytelling. Look,
calling it in, basically.
Yeah, that's my- that was my
as a
point.
reader of the comics, there's no
We
reason.
still have-
There's no reason a Black Panther movie should have fizzled out that fast if it was really that well written,
Yeah.
especially if it involves Namor. Those are really interesting, complex characters. There's no reason
Namor was fun as fuck.
There's no reason that we
and
should
you
be
should watch that movie.
There's no reason we should be standing like here and talking about how Captain Marvel is going to be boring because Carol's a fucking amazing character in the comics.
Yeah.
Well,
Even Miss Marvel with what's her name? Kamala. Kamala's
I thought you
great.
meant the actress.
Kamala
Honestly,
Khan's
I
fucking
love
amazing.
the actress for her too.
The
She's
show is
fun.
just fucking garbage.
The show was bad. I
there's-
watched the whole damn thing too.
There's no reason why a Moon Knight series should have been that bad. There's no reason why. I mean, the only good series they really gave was Loki.
Yeah,
Loki was
Loki
great.
and the first half of WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, WandaVision fell off real quickly when they
Episode,
forgot what it was
literally
about.
the last 3 episodes were just
Yeah.
like, I don't know what I watched.
And they wrapped it up real poorly because they don't write their third acts anymore. They just shoot a bunch of shit,
Which is what
and
James
finish
Gunn
it in
said, right?
post.
I believe.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was basically he was bitching about like when he for the way that he explained it. Or
It's a
at least the way that I
crowdsourced.
read
It's
it,
a crowdsourced
was that
third act.
the
right?
way that he's going to be moving forward with DC is not even thinking about casting until
Yeah.
the script has been finalized.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like
Thank
walk
you.
onto script with the shot list for every single
Have some
day,
intentionality
set in
to your
stone.
movie, please.
And I mean, but you can see that in his Guardian films
Yes.
because like
Number two gets
number two gets a really bad rap.
walking
for some
out of that
reason.
movie.
Yeah, a lot of
walking out of
people
that
don't
movie,
like
I
it.
was not
I
into
like
it.
that a lot.
And then the second, third time I watch it, every time it gets better, and it's way, way better than the first.
So
time.
a lot of people don't like the second one because they think that it's too jokey. But what they're zeroing in on specifically is that they made Drax a little bit more of a goof, right? Without understanding that is Drax that's Drax's character trying to fit in
Two
with the
wasn't-
other maniacs that he lives with.
I guess the main storyline wasn't that compelling.
Well, what's the main storyline?
Main storyline is Star-Lord has a dad that's
no,
fucking evil.
dude, that's not the
That's
main
not the main
storyline. That's the
storyline.
B plot. The main storyline is Rocket Raccoon learning to apologize for being an asshole. The movie is Rocket's. The movie ends with a shot of Rocket's face as he realizes that Yondu didn't alienate all his friends. It's
but
his
that's-
movie.
I feel like that's a more... Yes, you might be right, but that's a more nuanced take than the surface level.
Yeah, but even the surface level thing is okay. Pete has a dad, right?
Yeah.
Pete's ecstatic that he.
That's what
like,
the movie's
finally-
about. The
Yeah,
movie
fine.
is about that.
So the movie's about that, but like he's ecstatic that he has a dad. And
I feel like
that's
you're
so
giving
cool.
it more credit than...
I feel like you didn't watch it, but
Maybe.
he has a dad.
Yeah.
He's over the moon about it. Everyone's like getting red flags, but let's be cool because the guy wants a dad, and it turns out the dad's a right bastard.
Yep.
Right? And the plot is coming to terms with the fact that it's that old trope. It's not the family that you're born with, it's the family that you choose.
Yep.
So the movie literally ends with him killing his dad
Yep.
and then his father sacrificing himself
Yeah,
to
yeah.
save him. And him then learning like, oh, it was here with me all along, kind of that mushy gushy stuff, right? Which is very tried and true. But what happens is people again get lost in the goofy parts of the movie, and they zero in on it and they say like, oh, it's a dumb movie.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't like that whatever joke is, right? Like I didn't like the Pac-Man joke, or I didn't like the oh you're ugly joke that Drax makes, or whatever. So I think that Gunn's movies generally they have a lot more depth to them.
Yes.
Like even the
I agree with
Suicide
that.
Squad
Yep.
is you're watching it, it's just like a bunch of fucking maniacs
Killing a starfish.
killing a starfish and going nuts. But the actual story is it's Peacemaker's story.
Yeah.
It's his story of how he really and it's setting up for his show, but it's like he really is trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
He
from
thinks
his
that he's
perspective.
like he really thinks that he's doing the thing that the country needs
Mm-hmm.
because he's protecting us no matter what. And to do that, he has to kill his hero.
Yeah.
And then later on, you're playing through the show, and he just is in
He's broken,
pieces.
yeah.
He,
Well,
like, he
I
doesn't
mean-
know how to justify anything he does, and he's just
so
posting.
one thing that
He's like,
I
I'll just
want to
drink
draw
and get
attention to
high
there,
and like just be a maniac to like distract from the fact that I hate myself.
I want to draw attention to that because you're kind of putting the horse before the cart, and I think it's very important to mention that Peacemaker was written like while he was on set for Suicide Squad because he fell in love with John Cena's performance. It wasn't that the show was in mind when he was making it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the craziest thing,
You
though,
know?
right? Like he wrote it. He wrote
But
the Suicide
it's
Squad.
It's not that it's the craziest thing. It is it's the entire ethos of we're going to write movies because we think that they're the right things to write, and we think that this subject matter is interesting or this character is interesting. You know, Suicide Squad emerged because that was the project that he picked. He was allowed to do whatever the hell
Yeah,
he
he
wanted.
was told that he could
chose
pick whatever.
Suicide Squad, and then after Suicide Squad, he chose to do Peacemaker. And I think that's a much more interesting way to build a world than from the cynical way of like how much cash can we extract from this dying horse.
I mean, the crazy thing is, it also those two projects have made Warner more money than I think Justice League did. Quite honestly,
I mean, I wouldn't say made,
Well,
but
it's
lost
definitely
less.
well, I would say definitely garnered more goodwill.
Yeah,
than-
absolutely. I mean, if you look at the new slate, it's all like kind of offbeat, oddball things, and then like three
Superman
or four really
and
good
Batman.
projects. Like Creature Commandos is an
Gonna be
animated
insane.
series, and that's what they're kicking it off with.
Well, they're kicking off with Creature Commandos. Do you see how they're doing their casting for that?
Yeah, it's going to be the live action cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he specifically said, I don't want like big name actors. I need
Yeah.
people who will
Who can
voice
stick
act,
around.
but then can also stick around and be the body like on screen.
And then
characters.
Waller is going to be an extension of Peacemaker, basically. Superman Legacy. I mean, God knows what that's going to be about, but
This
it's
is making
coming
me
out
very
25.
nervous. This is making me very nervous.
You think they're going to kill him off?
I don't think they're going to come off, but I sure shit hope not.
Yeah.
But the big thing is that every time he quotes a book that he's reading, it's always
Death
and
of
Superman dies at the
Yeah,
end of the
it's
story.
like-
and it's like, I don't like
All-Star
this.
Superman.
And
like,
they're all the best stories. It's like,
okay, I will have. So this is something that I need to like get out there in the world somewhere. The best thing possible from my dream project, if like I could make one thing, like one
Flight
big
Risk.
one
Yes.
big budget like actually thing to
I have many
that
ideas.
everybody recognizes. If you could drop me in and I could just be part of it.
Yep.
It would be a HBO mini doc series adapting whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, which is what Alan Moore's Superman story.
I think also one of the quoted
Yeah,
inspirations.
which is basically a reporter going around trying to figure out where Superman went. And, he's interviewing former villains, he's interviewing former friends, Jimmy Olsen, and trying to figure out, Superman disappeared like 20 years, or I think it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
or
it doesn't
9
even
years
matter. It
ago.
could be a year ago.
Superman disappeared, and what happened there? What caused that? Where did he go? And doing like a or a mockumentary series based on that, where you have like archival footage of Superman's fights, but from like a ground perspective, that is the dream project, and something that I think could be really fucking cool.
And it would be the perfect way to send off Henry Cavill.
Honest to God, not the worst.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it would be like the perfect way to
one
send
of
him off.
Gunn's things is that he wants to do Elseworlds project, which is just like non-canon shit. So like the Batman exists there. It's not going to be canon to the rest
I
of
have
it.
no idea what this is.
Okay, so basically, there's going to be DC proper. right? That's going to be their continuity with like their Superman, their Batman, their Wonder Woman, whatever, right? Continuing
and all of
their
them
stories.
like all of them interacting. With
But
each
then
other.
he's going to have the Elseworld catalog, which is stuff that's off,
Like
off
Joker?
canon. So like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Folie à Deux with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix.
the Batman,
The Batman
Yeah.
with Robert Pattinson.
TV series that they have going on.
Yeah.
Is Patterson coming back?
Yeah, for Batman 2 and the Penguin.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
But not as the main series Batman.
Just as a sort
Just
of
he'll be like a side story
Yeah,
Batman.
okay.
So Elseworlds has always been DC's line for like, what if we did it this way? Or like, we want to tell a story where Batman dies, but for real this time. But we don't want to commit to that in the main
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
So we'll write this Elseworlds story, and you could treat it as like an actual Batman
Yeah,
death.
so in Elseworld, like whatever happened to Man of Tomorrow is like the dream.
Yeah, and again, you could that would be a great way to bring Cavill
Yeah,
back
just-
and say goodbye, because it's a
great
Superman
story.
goes away story, right? But
The-
it's
the
it's
only-
the one where he doesn't die from like super cancer.
The only
He,
problem
he just
would
decides
Is
that
that how he dies in the comics?
in a lot of them.
a lot of them, he ends up getting like crazy cancer.
yeah.
And dies. But
the only problem with doing that with Henry Cavill is that you would have to bring back Amy Adams as Lois Lane. And
recast her, who gives
I
a
love
shit?
Amy Adams, but she's just
She plays a
not,
bad Lois.
She's not Lois. Anyway, so Waller is going to be a continuation of
Is
Peacemaker.
this the slate?
Superman Legacy coming out 2025. God knows what the hell that's going to be about. Actually, Mick, I sent you that image that James Gunn put out today. Like, so IGN did a poll of like which characters
oh yeah, I
should join.
know. I'm
DCU
shocked that
next.
Jason made number 6.
Well, so it was a top 10 list of characters that people voted should be in the DC like
Slate.
movie slate. And it's Dick Grayson, Nightwing, who's also the first Robin, Martian Manhunter, Lobo, Brainiac, Deathstroke.
You're not doing it in
any
order
of
right
these.
now.
It's in order. Jason Todd, Zatanna, Court of Owls, Mr. Freeze, and John Constantine. If
Constantine will be. They're doing a second one of those, right?
it's going to be Elseworld. It's not going to be within the.
Not going to be Keanu or.
That
It
one's
is
going to be
Keanu.
Keanu, but it's also not going to be in the main stage.
Wait, when did you send that to me and where?
Earlier today in your text messages.
Oh, that's right.
So, with this, like, he has 2 candidates for Superman villains, and he said 5 of the characters on that list have made it in.
All right.
And
Oh, is that what he said? Like
yeah,
5 made it?
He said, "Will 5 out of 10 do?"
Okay,
so-
100% Dick and Jason make it.
Yeah, but do you think it's going to be Lobo or Brainiac for Man of Tomorrow, or neither?
I want it
to be Lobo.
to be Lobo because he was also there were very heavy rumors about
Momoa.
recasting Momoa as Lobo, which would have been insane.
Yeah.
You guys
Ooh,
tell me about
oh
that.
shit! Oh fuck! I just noticed.
What?
Booster Gold,
What about?
Manhunter.
Oh, that would be
If they do the
fucking
Choco arc
insane.
in a Booster Gold TV
so,
series,
Okay,
So do you guys
know
wanna,
the
by the
Martian
way, 'cause-
Manhunter?
I was going to say, do you want to explain? Because I feel like you guys love comic books, right?
I mean, I have a passing interest.
yeah, I actually don't know
But-
much about them.
Do you ever want to? Do you want to talk about the time that you guys? Because when I first,
No, I very much don't.
You don't wanna talk
I'm
about
actually
that?
going to head that off right now. I don't want to talk about that.
All
It
right.
is not worth getting
I thought that'd be
into.
really interesting.
But
Oh, well,
It's not. I'll give you a hint. The patent's in that drawer.
The what?
The patent.
Oh,
is in that
yeah,
drawer. I
no,
don't want to
let's
talk about
not
that
do
at all. But
Ever or
ever.
Okay,
We'll
cut that a little bit.
yeah,
out,
cut
then.
that a little bit out. But
I thought
yeah.
that'd be
So
fascinating.
do you know Martian Manhunter? Did you ever
No,
watch the Justice League cartoons?
The last 15 minutes, I've had no fucking clue what you guys are
Okay,
talking
basically
about.
DC suffers from
And
what
I-
I call Superman syndrome,
Yeah. Okay.
which is they have a bunch of different Supermen. You have Aquaman, who's Water Superman. You have Flash, which is Fast Superman. You have Wonder Woman, which is Girl Superman.
Isn't Superman all of those things?
You have
already?
Superman, who is Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have Martian Manhunter, who's Mars Superman. So Martian Manhunter is.
But imagine all of
This just
Superman, but he
doesn't-
also has shapeshifting.
This doesn't
Yeah.
hold my interest at all.
Oh, what I'm getting at is they announced a Booster Gold series, right? Booster Gold is a character he's from the future, and he uses common future tech. He's gone back in time to our time
to pretend
to
like
pretend
he's
to be a superhero using common tech from his time period.
And
And so he's just a piece of shit.
he's
Yeah.
a complete bastard.
Like he's a
That
bastard.
sounds like such a boring show.
He's
No, it's
lame.
really funny.
Usually he's partnered up with Ted Cord.
Sounds
who's
like
the Blue
Green
Beetle.
Lantern or something.
No,
He literally
that's the
gets
joke.
mistaken for Green Lantern on a regular basis,
Like,
which is a running gag.
everybody's like, "Hey, it's Green Lantern." He's like, "No."
No, I'm Booster Gold. Respect me. But
If they don't get Ryan Reynolds to play that character, they
no, it would have to be
Nate
Nathan
Fillion.
Fillion.
Nate Fillion has
Really?
to play him.
Yeah, he would be the perfect cast. for that.
100% that character.
Because he just does that. But anyway, he's usually paired up with Ted Cord, Blue Beetle. The classic runs are always
Another
called
person I don't know who it
Blue
is.
and Gold. Blue Beetle is their version of Ant-Man.
He's like an inventor. He's much nicer than
He's
Ant-Man.
he's a nice version of Ant.
He's like an all-shucksy kind of inventor who kind of gets strung along by his more extroverted friend to do stupid shit.
Yeah, I do
So-
want to get off this topic in a bit because
I refuse.
I know
The
you two could just.
there's
This is a rabbit hole. Do you feed off each other?
yeah,
just like,
there's a
blah,
great run at the end of the day because he's saying like 5 out of 10 characters from this list are making it in.
We should make it a separate
one
podcast
of-
called like the DC Chronicles or the Marvel Chronicles.
If
or comic book
if
Chronicles or
Martian
something.
Manhunter is one of those characters, it will be in the Booster Gold show.
TV show.
Yeah.
So Martian
there's-
Manhunter is objectively the most overpowered character in all comic books. Imagine Superman's entire power suite, plus he can shapeshift, plus his you know how Superman has kryptonite? Like kryptonite paralyzes him. Martian Manhunter's weakness is fire, like the idea of fire.
He's just
because
afraid
he
of
had a
it.
traumatic. He has PTSD,
But not actual fire.
No.
no.
like-
Like if he sees fire, he has a PTSD attack. But eventually, like he goes to therapy and overcomes that. So he has no weakness. Except these guys discover that Martians
so boring.
that Martians are like paralyzingly addicted to chocolate. So they get him addicted to Oreos, and he becomes like the nicest guy on Earth becomes a supervillain because he needs to eat fucking Oreos. And it's just
That
like
is so stupid.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
but
dumb.
guess what?
but
It's a James Gunn
it's
TV
a
show.
joke. It's a TV
Alright.
show. It's like
so
a
like he
comedy.
could sell it, right?
You could sell
Yeah.
it.
It's,
I'd be
it's
more,
basically what if we got Superman addicted to kryptonite crack and then took it away from him
For
and
more-
see what
for-
happens
for more of
as a laugh.
for more of a mainstream thing, just that we can talk about.
Yeah.
I would rather talk about
No, I'd rather talk about
what's it called? Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Yes.
How is that mainstream?
Because Swamp Thing is not mainstream, but it's what we were talking
So,
about this last night.
They
right?
made a TV show that was actually
Terrible.
pretty decent for the first couple
Well, no,
episodes.
it's James Mangold, right?
So James Gunn announced that they're ending instead of like doing an Avengers type
Slate,
mashup
meaning like a season
Yeah.
for the group of movies.
of movies. Instead of ending on an Avengers type
So
like group thing,
instead of being like
they're
an
ending
Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and then
They're
some other
ending
shit,
on-
and then Iron Man.
they're ending
3.
on possibly
whatever-
like the
Avengers, whatever it was.
they're gonna do the weirdest thing possible, which is go from Supergirl to Swamp Thing, who is
Oh man, I'm so excited for Supergirl.
yeah, me too. But Swamp Thing
You should
is
read that one.
yeah.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by
yeah.
Tom King. It just finished up. They're having him adapt it for the big screen.
Oh, is this a recent?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
it
recent
came out,
comic.
like,
It
last year.
just finished.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like
Period piece or
No, it's modern day.
modern day.
Okay.
Basically, it's the. I don't want to ruin it for you. Just read it. You can read it. No, you can read it as like a completely cold read.
Yeah.
Not knowing
It's
anything.
by itself.
I'm
It's
not
just
a huge,
fun.
I'm not a huge.
Do you hate picture books?
I don't really read.
Are you
comic
too
books.
smart?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I am, Mick. I am. Yeah.
So Swamp Thing is a weird kind of like philosophical like character.
He's
a-
extraordinarily
I
esoteric
think it's
for
more
just like a
interesting.
comic book
It's
character.
more interesting to talk about like Swamp Thing as a name is never going to be a, or you'd think it would never be a
Marvel literally
Captain
just
America.
Marvel just threw out
fucking Iron
Man
Man.
thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's
I want to get that out
yeah,
there
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
but
no,
but,
I get it.
But with Swamp Thing, like they're gonna
You're
do
vying for viewer attention.
they're gonna do a Swamp Thing
And this
movie.
movie has the
Yeah.
title is a part of the selling point.
Yes,
But-
his name is Swamp Thing.
But it's gonna be directed by
What's your problem?
by James Mangold,
Who's great?
he's done. I mean, he did Logan. He did 310 to Yuma. He
Logan, which is a perfect capstone to part of the Marvel franchise.
Did, yeah.
But it's not. It's just a capstone to Fox's bastard X-Men series.
We don't have to get into that. That's its own like talking point.
And then they kept going after it.
Yeah.
Did they? What came after that?
Dark Phoenix, and then no, there was one before Dark Phoenix. Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Dark
Let's say it caps off the.
It caps off
Logan,
Hugh Jackman.
the
yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
X-Men, Wolverine
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but Swamp Thing is going to be directed by James Mangold, who's only done good movies.
Fantastic director.
He's doing the new Indiana Jones.
Yes, he is.
Remains to be seen if he continues to be only
The
fantastic.
trailer looks good. You can't get worse than the last Indiana Jones that came out.
I like it.
Did you really?
I think that the last one just suffered from
Crystal Skulls, aliens.
It ended in a weird place, and the set pieces weren't
I
interesting.
almost walked out of Disney the other day with a full Crystal Skull replica.
You have. I need to drill into your skull and just scoop out parts of your brain.
It was between that and that, was it Sansara stones or whatever?
The chakra stones?
From the second one.
Yeah.
I
Tell you
almost
what,
walked out with one of those
Next
too.
time you decide to buy an overly priced piece of plastic, call me up and I'm like, I will give me the money. Give me half the money and I'll make something that would be...
I'll put it in an ETF.
Yeah, or just give me half the money and I'll make something better that represents the same thing to you.
Yeah, but can you hand me the stone from Indy 2?
Sure. Here's the stone from Indy 2. I just fucking sanded this other piece of shit stone, this Swarovski crystal.
Piece of shit stone, Swarovski crystal.
Oh, look at me, I'm British. I can pronounce Swarovski.
I have a question.
He says,
if I hold it,
yes,
right, and then I hold my other hand to
I'll
Brian's
shove
chest,
a fucking Arduino in it. I'll put some
and then
gyroscopes in it.
and
I'll
then
make it talk when you shake it.
Was it
Kalima.
Hanam Shiva. Like, will Brian scream?
Brian might scream.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll do it wearing like just a loincloth.
I do need to ring out this Disney adult connection with you. I have to do it. Don't blink at me, motherfucker.
What? I'm not crazy. I'm normal, dude.
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted a Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
I just want to die.
I just wanted a Diet Pepsi.
Give me
Diet
For
Pepsi.
$15 from the Disney park.
What are you talking about? I come with a backpack full of shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I thought they'd actually...
No, they don't give a shit.
They did. At some point, I'll talk about...
Going back to the Chapek thing, though.
Yeah.
Basically, the parks make them trillions. Fully around. Parks make them trillions.
We like the callbacks.
He
Butchered
that. He's made it so that most of the like cast or the crew or whatever there have no money. Mm-hmm. A lot of them live in their cars in the parking lots in Anaheim because he cut their pay so hard.
And they also...
He's the only...
It's a cult.
Well, it is a cult.
They love working there.
They love working there so much that they do it, right? And he completely capitalized on that, which is like technically like good C-suite sense, but very bad like everyday sense. I have a friend who works, or I know someone who works there.
No,
we're not
know a few
necessarily
people
friends.
that work at Disney.
We know a few people that work at Disney.
I'll say it
I
again.
know
There's a reason they call it Mauschwitz.
Yes. So I know someone that
can
works
stay in
the park, though, like currently.
Yeah.
And we were talking last time I saw her, and she was saying, like, yeah, I've never seen anything like it. At the last, like, Disney Expo thing that they do, Chapek had to sneak in the back during the big, like, meeting. Because the day before, he got up on stage, and everyone booed him.
Why?
Because
Chapek, I guess Chapek, yeah.
And this was right before they announced that Ike was, like, Bob's back, same as the old Bob.
Yeah.
Different Bob than the old Bob, but same as the old Bob.
The old Bob is dead. Long live the Bob.
Yeah.
But basically, on the second day...
CEOs, Bob's up there.
Yeah.
Bob's in the top 20 at least.
Yeah, probably all time.
Of all time ranking CEOs of any business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, like, apparently the second day he walks in through the back, and my friend was sitting near the like Japanese executives for like Tokyo Disney and all of that, and even they started to boo him when they noticed that he was walking by them.
Chapek?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he
made a lot of enemies though.
He killed goodwill in that company.
He made a lot.
And
of
I'll tell
enemies.
you honestly, after like I haven't been to Disneyland in like 3 years. Basically,
let's make another 3 years.
Yeah, that's fine, but like it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
but
sure, it should do, but
it
should do, but
yeah,
go
but
on.
it doesn't.
That's the issue.
Well, no, I'm saying like not going doesn't bug me.
Oh, okay, good.
Like I don't give a shit.
Good.
It's like it's fun to go, and like last time I went on free tickets, so who cares? But
how much did you spend?
I think $50 on food.
Okay, that's.
I didn't come home with
Disneyland
anything.
realistic.
I didn't come home with anything.
But you, that is like
impressive for me.
You're not coming home with,
honestly,
you're not coming home with something exorbitantly expensive. That's incredible on a normal day where you haven't gone anywhere.
I only
know.
got one thing. What did you buy? Something for $500.
Oh no! I said I almost walked out with a $250 crystal skull. I was like, I shouldn't do that.
Yep.
I almost walked out with like something from the Lego store. I went, I'm not going to do that.
You need to put me on a
I almost bought you a pin.
I didn't want it.
Yeah, well, I know you didn't want it. That's why I almost bought it.
I need
Well,
to give
what
you-
was it? Just so I can be angry at you.
it was Jar Jar Binks, and behind him in big bold letters said, "How rude."
How much? And you should have bought it for him.
I know. It was like it was like $5. I should.
What the fuck, dude?
You're peeking. You're peeking.
I'll peak for this. What?
It was Jar
You
Jar
want to spend
Binks.
$5 on a fucking pin,
And
and
it
you'll
said-
spend $50 on probably like
Food.
a shitty.
You were
No, the food was
you
pretty
were
good.
considering a
No, it's not.
$250 crystal skull, but $5
no, like,
for
all things-
how would like that's too much.
I thought it was hilarious, but
Yeah.
honestly, it's not even that I didn't buy it. I forgot to grab it on the way out. But
Uh,
then there was another one. I actually do regret not buying this one. It was another pin.
I got you a GCPD mug.
I got you a lightsaber. Shut the fuck up. Custom built, motherfucker. But
not even your birthday.
yeah, it was just a late holiday present.
I got you a nice holiday present.
Yes, you did.
What do you
But he got me the biggest motherfucking Lego that I have no place to display, so I can't even build it. It literally is
What is
living.
it? What is it?
Oh, I'll show you.
It lives in a box.
What is it?
It lives in its box in the back of my closet because if I see it, I'm gonna want to build it. But so I put it
It's
away.
it's
So okay, here's the deal. Right?
this thing
you
is
specific.
it's the Daily Bugle from Spider-Man,
But it comes with like.
but it comes
I
with
don't wanna
like
get into it.
30 minifig 30 like exclusive minifigs.
Whoa,
It's massive.
that's actually dope.
No, dude, it's like this tall. I have nowhere to put it. But
It comes.
So,
it's the only
Nick-
Daredevil Lego figure.
I think so. You need to have like an intervention with your friends, right? You need to give
you're my friends.
yes. So you need to give us your card details. You're not allowed to carry your card around with you anymore. You have all your money goes into one card, right? And then when you go to a place like Disney or a convention or something, you got to call us up individually and be like, "I really want to buy this dumb fucking thing." And you have to do every single one, and each one of us has to weigh it up and like,
Yeah, you're gonna get the council.
I see how this is cool. I do, but you shouldn't spend the money on this.
I see.
I see. Every single person has to do that, and then a conglomerate. There's a census on this thing, and we're like, okay, Mik
We
is
have
allowed.
sent your request to the bureau, and
And the Bureau has decided yes.
declined.
Mik is allowed to spend $500 this month or these 2 months on this dumb fucking
Nonsense thing.
that is gonna shove in the back of his closet and not touch for 6
The
months.
other pin I forgot to get.
Yeah.
It was Wicket.
Would you like
And
a
you know what it said?
Lego set that you don't make for
No, it
6
said
months?
Yub Nub.
Dude,
I'll go back and get it,
Dude,
or I'll like
I
have
mean,
Victor
I
buy it
want-
for me from
I
the
wanna
company
go, I
store.
wanna
Do you
go
want this
sir.
for this
Well,
that you
I'm
won't make
saying,
for
like,
6
do you want
months?
to go for the Star Wars night?
I want to go.
They'll let
like-
us go in Mandos. We had to
but
carry
we
the
can't go
helmets.
to the rest of the park, can we?
Yeah, the whole park. They shut the whole park
alright.
down.
Yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah,
Ew.
I haven't been in like 5 years,
Ew.
and I heard that
This is,
new.
if you don't know who's it, it's Alex saying it. Ew.
I heard the new.
Ew.
I
The
heard
new Star Wars ride is
yeah.
insane. Plus, we can get like
I heard that the new Star Wars ride, the line is part of the ride.
Yes.
and it's like
Oh, that's so much fun.
No,
I
no, no.
love
No, it's
queuing.
impressive.
it's supposed to be like a 40-minute
Bro,
long ride.
you don't.
wonderful.
No, you
Yeah,
don't
it's so much
understand.
fun.
You don't understand.
Love queuing for 40
I don't have
minutes.
to wait in lines.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I have diabetes.
It's supposed to be the Avatar 2 of roller coasters.
When we went to see Avatar 2,
No, please don't do this.
Yeah,
Don't.
I'm
No,
doing
no,
it.
no.
I'm
don't
doing
do
it. I'm doing it. I'm throwing it out there.
It was
Nick.
my bad day.
You
Okay.
fucked it up, okay? Mik
How did I fuck it up?
Mik
This diabetic motherfucker.
Mik is genetically diabetic, right? So it's no fault. He's a very healthy person, right? However, it doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter because regardless of what he does, he has diabetes. All right, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna skip ahead. I had a bag of candy and had an icy.
Fucking bag of candy and nice,
A
dude.
64-ounce icy.
We went.
I didn't drink the whole
It was you, me, and
Really, what happens is I
It
just
doesn't matter.
Shut up.
It's the
It
idea.
was you, me, and another guy that went. We're each like, you go spend 20 minutes in the toilet when we get there. We buy our stuff. We're waiting around. The other guy goes into the. Okay, what's our tickets? We have to wait around because you bought the tickets, so we don't know where we're sitting.
I told you this. Okay.
He eventually goes in. I'm like, I'll wait for Mick. I'm standing there in the line. I've got the other guy's popcorn in my hand and a bottle of water for me and I think I got like some Sour Patch Kids, which is also the goat.
Yeah. No. For movie snacks, Sour Patch Kids are too.
Sour Patch Kids, popcorn.
They make my mouth dry.
Mix them together.
They make-
So
no,
wrong. Buncher crunch, popcorn, too much butter.
milk duds, bro.
And that's why he's diabetic.
I learned that one from Jacob and his father.
Yeah. No.
No. Oh, wait. I haven't finished yet. So we get that, and then I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go in. So I go in. I sit next to the other guy. We're seeing the movie. I've not met him before. We've had dinner before. We're friends. Sit down. Mick comes in, sits between us, and he has a fucking icy. Like, it's a liter, 1.5 liters.
Oh, it's just pure sugar.
Of
100%.
pure sugar. And I look at him and I'm like, Mick, you're fucking diabetic. What are you doing? And he goes, shut up, it's my treat. Or something like that. I have a video of my phone that I haven't posted to our friendship group yet of him just
Cheekily.
I'm videoing the icing, then I look at Mick and he just starts laughing. like manically, and then just
I think I take a big fat sip.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
the truth is,
oh my god,
I didn't even finish the fucking drink, not even close. What happens is
good.
no, I'm serious.
You
like,
know how you should have done it? You should have bought it and then not sipped it at all.
yeah, what happens is
I think he's saying that you shouldn't have done that because you're diabetic.
because I'm diabetic.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're diabetic.
So what happens is like I am good almost all the time. Sometimes I want a taste, but they don't let you buy a fucking
taste?
They don't let you buy a fucking
taste?
tasting cup of icy.
Get a fucking cup of ice and pour sugar into it. It'll probably taste better. I give you like 3 gummy bears and you can stir it around with your finger or something. Oh my God.
You're being mean to me.
Yes, I'm being mean to you.
You're being mean to a diabetic. I'm Nick. I have diabetes.
You're technically violating some kind of American Disability
my
Act.
name is
Mick,
my name is Mik. I have diabetes.
I would like to classify as between us. I'd like to classify as good friends, or
For now.
good friends, or in the list of best friends, right? And I don't want you to lose a limb, okay? I feel like
we at least
friendship duty here. I feel like as a friend, I feel like you have 4 limbs now and you're pretty happy about it, right? I don't think
I'm pretty pleased.
I don't know, man. I think you could rock a peg leg.
If I didn't,
Well, here's the thing.
If I didn't say something to reduce,
If I lose a leg, I'm not going
yes.
to be much fussed because then I can 3D print a really
Right.
dope
What
one.
about 4 fingers off one hand?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
When we get to fingers, I'm starting to get upset.
Like at some point we need to finish It Makes Two, whatever the bloody hell that game is, and I feel like 4 fingers off one hand might
It's
be
gonna
a
fuck that
detriment.
up.
It might be more. It make me more angry with you for not being good at that game than it
the
is
fact
now.
that I've lost my
Yeah,
fingers,
yeah.
yes.
So when I see you walk into a movie theater with a bag of sweets and a fucking icy. Yeah, I think
right.
I'm justified as a friend. As a good friend.
I should have gone for the diet soda. You're right.
I should
But
have gone for some water.
they only had bloody Dasani, and that's salt.
I feel like a Dasani is
You're
better.
foaming at the mouth, you fucking maniac. Look at him.
In fairness to Alex, I have heard reports that you are diabetic.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but I do have a follow-up appointment in 3 weeks, and I'm going to show up as the fucking buffest diabetic in the office.
You are the most insane, like as in...
You're not gonna fit through the door.
You pick a person that says, hey, this person's diabetic. You pick that person and you go, how? for listeners that don't know, Mick is an incredibly healthy person. He doesn't, apart from how I'm misrepresenting him now.
Yes.
He doesn't
No,
really
I don't really eat
drink
sweets.
He drinks, like, if anything...
Beer is my fucking crutch, but like
You realize
even then
that's
I can only
all
have
carbs?
one. No, but I can only have like 1 or 2 cans before I'm done.
Yeah.
Like physically, I
Yeah.
can't consume that much like fuzz.
Volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I can't really pound beers like I used to. So I really like it is the
you're
aggravating thing. And I'm fucking type 2 diabetic, and they literally like I went to the doctor and they're like,
It's a
yeah,
genetic
it's
thing.
a genetic thing. Like for you, it's genetic. It's not even like you're fat. It's just
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't like you. So whoops. I mean, shit.
Meanwhile, Baja
went-
Blast with his Taco Bell order tonight for dinner.
It is a 0 sugar Baja Blast. Get off my fucking
There is
ass.
no such thing.
Well, I ordered it, and it tastes like shit.
It's a 0 sugar Baja Blast, but that burger or taco that you ordered there's a reason why it doesn't taste like cardboard, because you're eating cardboard, but it has flavors added to it.
Excuse me, it has
It's
Dorito
89%
flavor.
beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 11% sand. But
Wood shavings.
Yeah.
You know that stuff that you throw out when you sand your helmets?
yeah, no, I mean, what are you talking about throwing? I fucking inhale that shit.
Yeah, that's a sugar intake.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
my
day.
sugar
yeah.
intake for the month, dude. But my goal is to walk into that thing in like the grossest muscle tank straight from the gym. Like I'm talking wearing my 3-inch inseam shorts,
Yeah.
like massive leg pump, massive arm pump, like my neck has disappeared for the next 6 hours kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I want
We'll have
them
to
to
put
tell
up a
me.
picture at some point of your gross traps.
I mean, it's ridiculous because I don't even work them. Like, I actively do exercises at the gym that will put my traps to sleep, so they won't be good neighbors with my shoulders and take the load on.
Picking
they're
up,
so
picking
massive.
up an icy, bringing it to your lips, giving it a sip, putting it back down.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
do 20 reps of icy.
Yeah.
Your 5-pound icy.
No, I mean I'm really happy that
2 pounds of ice, 3 pounds of sugar.
when I got I think a flu shot or some shit.
Yeah.
I remember the nurse was like, "Okay, you need to stop flexing your shoulder." And I was like, "I'm not flexing my
This
shoulder."
man right here. Oh my god.
And she was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck for you tomorrow then."
Yep.
And guess
Yeah.
what? It fucking sucked.
I remember in primary school, there was a girl in my primary school. You remember when the flu shot was brutal? And it wasn't a shot. It was like a.
No, we're actually in America, and contrary to popular belief, we have generally better healthcare. It just happens to be
That's not true.
insanely expensive.
No. So back in the day, the flu shot used to be not like a needle. It used to be like.
You're talking about the 5-prong thing?
Yeah, it used to be like a
Yeah,
5
you
or
got
6
a
prongs.
polio vaccine, you fucking idiot.
I remember this. I'm remembering from primary school, but this
I'm
guy.
right.
I actually don't remember any of this because I have
aphasia. Yeah.
I have a
gonna say,
good
I was
metabolism
gonna
and
say
a good immune system.
Yeah.
Actually,
So I don't.
No,
I don't relate to anything that's going on here.
This poor girl.
I
I'm
knew
not
in
gonna,
5 years.
I remember her name. I'm not going to name her. She had the
Jillian.
like 7 or 8 prong fucking like stab in the shoulder.
That's a
And
polio
she
shot.
turned
She's
green.
English. She's got Emily, Elizabeth, or Victoria. Those are the only names you guys
Jillian.
have.
You also have Jillian.
Dude,
Jillian too.
She turned green.
Like her whole thing?
This is like
or her arm turned
This
green?
is like a 10-year-old turned legit green.
Like Veruca Salt. type,
Veruca
like
Salt
full-
green.
Well, she turned blue.
No, but I mean like the full body experience.
Who was she envious of? Was her best friend like dating
envious
you
of
at
her
the time?
former self before she got the shot, I think. In 2003, she got the shot, and she. Oh man,
That's
I
the
felt
same
bad
year
for her.
Ang Lee's Hulk came out. Is there a coincidence here?
Oh, you know what? We should say your mum went to see. Out,
That could have gone in so many directions.
No, well, let me rectify that. Your mum went to see out in cinemas.
Don't
I think
rectify
for
anything about my mum.
maybe for today or the next day. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in 4K is in cinemas.
Yeah, she said it was fucking packed.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because it's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Awesome movie because I was going back through this. You have Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You have House of Flying Daggers.
Yeah.
You have Hero. You see Hero?
I haven't seen Hero.
Oh, Hero's the best of the bunch that no one's seen. That's the
Save
movie.
the cheerleader. Save the world.
What?
Bro,
Heroes
you worked in
Reborn,
television.
Henry Zabrowski, full circle.
Maybe we don't need video. I feel like without video, this podcast's a lot more fun.
I prefer
It's
it.
a lot more forgiving.
I prefer it. Nobody can see me like staring
Slowly
directly
put
into
on
the camera.
300 pounds a week as you're slipping
gonna
into
say-
a diabetic coma.
I was gonna say.
We'll come to you next podcast. How about that? Yeah.
Okay. Funny, but
Five
ow.
more of these, and he's gonna be like the mom from Gilbert Grape. We're gonna have to airlift him out of the house.
Yeah.
No. Like I
I like Avatar
Without-
because I'm also blue now.
yes. Inshallah. But no, I like it without video because then I don't awkwardly stare at the camera and like enter my like, ooh, what if I flex this phase?
See, my
Because I did that like 5 or 6 times tonight. I would just stare at the camera and go,
You gotta phase it out. What I do is I sit here.
No, I
and
can't.
I have a
I'm
terrible pain in the
fucking
left side of my neck.
down barrel.
Well, that's because you're the guest.
Yeah,
You're in the guest seat.
You're in the
dude.
hot seat, boy.
Yeah.
I'm in the hot seat. Yeah, no. So I'm sitting here just like, I'm turning into
I have okay. So
what's the word I'm looking for?
diabetic.
Dumb.
Sure.
This is my brother, by the way. If you guys don't know.
It's all in good fun. Fuck off.
What is it when you're like super obsessed with yourself?
Diabetic.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Stupid.
Narcissistic.
Yeah,
Ugly.
I'm 100% entering my narcissistic phase of working out now.
Entering.
Yeah, where it's like anytime I see a mirror, I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
because like I could do this again.
Yeah.
So staring down camera, I'm just like I'm looking at the screen going,
You know what I
That-
realized?
that is a-
I
that
was
is a
telling
huge
Alex
thing.
earlier. You know what I realized I could do again after working out for the last couple months?
what?
I can flex my pecs individually again.
Adrian has rediscovered his pecs.
I've rediscovered
Oh,
my
like
pecs.
I'm getting some nice volume in my chest now. I'm actually
No,
really
no,
happy.
no. I can do the whole like.
Let me see it.
dancing
Let me
thing.
see it. Let me see it.
No.
Come
We're
on.
not doing this.
Why not? I can do it. You just can't.
Yeah, I can't see it. Check it. Like,
What am I looking at? Oh no. Okay, so go like
like
this.
my little ball?
Go like this. Right.
Make us curling his
Now
bicep.
now like pinch your bicep here. Okay, now shoot your arm out. Didn't work. I got the wrong. You can do this, and if you pinch the right spot at the top, and I can't do it. I watched that on a TikTok, and then. But if you do this, you shoot
How
it
old
out.
are you?
You get a bunch of like vascularity down.
oh,
your
I don't
arm.
have any vascularity, like at all. He somehow got all the Adam's apples and all the veins in this entire Jeep.
Do you not have? You have an Adam's apple?
It's like fucking non-existent. Look at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I got a big one.
He got a big old Adam's apple. He lifts like 5 pounds. His arms explode into veins. I'm
the
lifting
same.
like 40s, and it's just nothing.
I'm the same as Adrian. We have the
I
similar.
have super deep veins.
No, my
Yours are shallow
It's
as hell.
actually really gross. I don't like it.
It's kind of funny.
I'll do like 2 curls. I'll do 2 curls, and my entire body. I'll look like you've just shot like.
Yeah.
Adrenaline straight into
Yeah,
your system.
it's-
I'm the
it's
same.
awful.
My right shoulder's kind of fucked up from like previous injuries. So whenever I like properly work out and have like the correct posture and I'm vascular, it's normal on my left side. My right side I have a big ass fucking pulsing vein that just goes all the way down my arm. And
You know, people work for that.
you know,
Yeah.
you know when you work
People
out,
really work for that.
You know when you work out and you've really.
I saw a
you-
thing on Instagram, some like chick who's very fit, and she was like, when the bicep vein comes in, and it was like someone put a fucking another arm on top of her arm.
Yep. There's genuinely like when I used to properly work when I was doing a bunch of kickboxing and shit.
What's that to do with fingers and hands?
I
You
don't
say
like.
your legs get vascular, I'm gonna say okay.
Oh no! I mean, I got chicken legs, dude. I'm a
You're
chicken,
an English boy.
chicken,
Dude,
chicken leg for life.
There's
nothing I can do about
I've been doing
that.
a lot of like leg exercise. I've been doing leg day once a week, out of like 3 days a week that I go for
Yeah.
like weightlifting, and since I started doing that, I've ripped holes in 2 pairs of jeans.
Welcome to my hell.
Yeah, the other day I didn't.
This is my
even-
last pair of jeans, by the way.
Really?
I'm completely out. I've
Yeah.
torn the last.
Should we bulk order some like
jeans.
Levi's or something? I need more jeans.
No, I'm
I've
actually
blown
gonna
holes
start.
in both of my Levi's.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
need
actually
to buy
gonna-
at least.
I'm
like,
gonna go
5
buy-
jeans.
Mine's not from working out. Mine's
No,
from
I-
sitting at a computer.
Yeah, no.
for
I need
3
to buy.
years.
What was it like? I'm hoping motorcycle jeans will have reinforced crotches.
They don't.
I would hope.
They don't.
That's probably the one.
The
place
best
that's
one
not
you can
reinforced.
actually genuinely the best. I don't know whether they still make it, but you have got to look for
Levi's
so-
510s.
those are good, but no.
I don't like 510s because they're mostly just 100% denim.
No,
and they do not move.
No. So what you got to do is you got to get for martial arts jeans. So Chuck Norris has a great brand of jeans, or at least he used to. I don't know if they still exist.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
there's
looked.
no way that they're cut nicely. They're
No,
gonna
no,
be
no,
straight,
they
like,
are. They're
tennis.
actually quite nice.
They're
Really?
cut really nicely and they're really elastic, so you can do the splits in them and they don't break.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the problem is from.
I say
There's not-
we say
A,
cross.
I have
There's not
insanely I get crazy chub rub
Yeah.
from my thighs.
Chub rub.
No.
What's the
That's,
chub rub?
That's the technical term.
that's what I was gonna say. Like I did.
My
five-
thighs are like literally too big, and my thighs rub together.
I
and
did
they
5 minutes on
fucking-
the elliptical.
Yeah.
I did 5 minutes on the elliptical, and just like walking to the the weightlifting section, like my thighs would not separate.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
And it's very upsetting. But yeah, I'm ripping my pants 50% from that, 50% because I sit on the ground all the time with my legs crossed. So I'm
you both
always
have-
stretching out my
so
legs.
If you
And
don't
the
know,
crotch.
already, you two are brothers. You both have insane natural flex. I thought I had a great natural flexibility from my mum being a dancer. You two have insane natural flexibility just from genetics. Pure
Probably.
genetics, because you can both. You have the Asian like the way if you do an Asian squat, the way that
That's not offensive. Our mother is Asian.
Yeah.
and
But
technically,
you have,
maybe
like,
some of our father.
Yeah,
But-
who knows?
But you have like you can both squat down and your knee is easily over the end of your toes on both hands. On both hands, both feet.
legs, yeah.
Both leg hands.
Both leg hands, yeah. Whereas
You have to struggle for that.
like my right leg's fine. My
So
left leg is
okay,
tight
so
as
you know
shit.
that stupid challenge where it's like, oh, girls can pick up a chair from like this specific position on the wall where like their head's touching the wall, they're bent over at the waist.
No, I don't.
And they
Speaking
stand
of
up.
Mike-
They stand up and pick up the chair, right? And men can't do that. So I remember we had some friends over, and we were like, no, let's give it a shot, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll go first. And I stood up.
Yeah.
It was no problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is dumb, right? This is
Yeah.
obviously bullshit. Cut to, like our buddy tries to do it, and he's just stuck. He's like, no, I literally can't move.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming it has something to do with the way that his hamstrings interact with his calves,
It's the length. No, it's
or the length of his quads, or some shit.
It's the
I don't
length
know.
of your bones in your upper leg.
No, it's a muscular thing because he says he was feeling like the tension. He just couldn't get it to
Is it
click.
specifically what is it? Because like when it
Okay,
comes
so
to like
you're bent at a
being able-
90-degree angle?
being able to do a deep
and then
squat.
come up.
When it comes to being able to do a deep squat, I'm pretty sure it's literally a huge factor is the length of your upper leg bone to your lower leg bone. What bones? Whatever.
It's not my fault that I'm perfectly proportioned.
Yeah, I'm averagely average in every average way. I have an average foot size. I wear like a medium everything. If it's sized, I wear 32.
Yeah.
You know the only thing you're not average in?
At being an American, I am actually pretty average.
Sugar metabolization.
As an American, pretty average.
Yeah, pretty average. I think.
Yeah,
I'd say that's like
I think
middle of the road.
I'm like
50%.
middle
Yeah,
of the road
50%.
on everything.
Yeah.
Like my head size for hats and helmets and shit, like 24-inch.
Oh my god, head size
diameter.
is a bitch. I'm a preemie baby, dude. I have a bean-shaped head, and
It's not your fault. You're English.
if I put a hat on, it
Your mom
pinches it-
wasn't drinking when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
It's just the water's filled with alcohol.
Yeah, basically. It's if I put a hat on, it's pinching at the back and the front, and then it wobbles from side to side. Hey, who has that? Who like Jess? Your cousin Jessica has the cowboy hat. I gave her the cowboy hat, right? The really
Probably.
nice Stetson cowboy hat.
Probably.
That like I'd force it down onto my head, and,
then it would be
basically
very uncomfortable.
pivot between the front and the back, and it would just wobble from side to side. Yeah.
You are a cartoon character, my friend.
Oh
Yeah.
man. If only I don't think it's appropriate to talk about what you were talking about earlier with the
Tinkerbell and the Blue Fairy and Wanda.
No, I was gonna say the
I have so many things I could
Adagio
say.
for strings conversation we're having.
The what?
The music conversation we're having before we did a podcast. We're sitting in the other room.
Oh, yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
yeah.
like trance and
My gym playlist.
Euro trash,
Yeah, my gym playlist.
which is amazing. And when Butler comes out, Mik will publish it.
Yes.
On that,
So
yeah.
my gym playlist, whenever I start getting back into actively being at the gym 5 to 6 days a week now, it's 50% Eurotrash, 50% anime theme songs, and like there's a random smattering of psychopath music, which is like
a random smattering would be 90% of your playlist. I feel like.
no, but like most of it is like
gym playlist.
Gym playlist.
playlist.
I'm saying gym playlist is like mostly it's 50-50 between Eurotrash trance and like anime theme songs, right? But then there's a random smattering of what I call psychopath music, which is like Mozart and Bach.
That's the best music. What are you talking about? Psychopath music.
For working
working
out.
out.
Yeah, I mean,
I
the
love
other day
working out to
when I
music.
was at the gym with you, like Shuffle was being very unkind and just giving me only Leonard Cohen music.
Yeah, it's the same kind of
That's
thing.
not good music to
Yeah,
work
no,
out.
I'm saying, like,
Sometimes
if-
it works.
but if-
Some-
Which song? Which song?
Avalanche hits. Diamonds in the Mind hits.
What's it called? Death of a Ladies' Man.
Nah.
I feel like gym music.
And
Okay,
I
so
woke
okay,
up,
so what,
walked up.
how about
the
this?
tallest.
No,
How about
that's
this?
not Death of the Ladies.
What's that?
What
That's,
is your
Memories?
Memories. Memories hits.
If you were going to choose the characteristics for a song for a workout playlist, what is it? Because for me, it needs to be surprising every song.
Okay, so what I need is
I need the loudest, angriest thing to do legs to.
okay.
but
For me, it's
The loudest, angriest thing has to like convert to a surprising other loudest, angry. It can't be the same.
For me,
BPM,
it's
the same.
generally it has to be a fast beat,
Yep.
right? Like it's specifically like Euro beats.
Yep.
That kind of like dun, dun,
Love
dun,
it.
dun, dun, like driving beat. Or it has to be something that nostalgically gets me hyped up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like a good example is like any fucking random Naruto theme song.
Yep.
will like
That's fair.
lights a fire under my ass, right? Or a Dragon Ball theme song. You know, things that specifically that are tied to
I know what scene that
leveling
happened
shows.
to.
Yeah. Or like I remember the arc from this, but specifically like it's a show where I can identify like, oh, the whole plot is the dude just flexes and gets bigger.
Yeah.
So like that works for me. Or it's something like music from
so if you're
Initial
gonna-
D.
What is the characteristics though? It's fast BPM.
Fast BPM, usually there's someone yelling.
Yeah.
There's sick guitar riffs.
Okay,
Like
how
I don't
about
know.
this?
Fuck,
Okay,
fucking
My
Power
favorite
Rangers.
thing to do legs to right now on that topic is what's it called? Gamaguri and Nono Jokazura's theme from Kill la Kill. Because one of them is just like a woman wailing over just angry bagpipes.
Yeah.
And that just like it goes, and then the next thing is like a full on like loud
Brass band.
drumline brass band.
How about okay? So I got a new one for you. You're making a playlist of songs to listen to while you're driving. The first artist.
Where am I driving to?
How fast am I allowed to drive?
What am I
It's-
driving on?
Okay.
Like
I'll
is it
set-
a road,
I'll
a
set-
freeway?
I'll set the scene. I'll set the scene. You're on a freeway, or it doesn't really matter, but maybe on the freeway, right? You could get stuck on the freeway listening to this. It's raining and it's nighttime.
The Cowboy Bebop soundtrack.
Raining in nighttime, I need to listen
Kavinsky.
to something. I need to
No.
listen to something.
Yes.
I fall asleep.
Kavinsky?
Yeah.
Kavinsky will put me to sleep.
No
If
way.
I'm driving, it'll put me to sleep.
Kavinsky Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawl. It'll put me to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
love that
I
song.
need to.
I can't listen to trance music when I drive.
It's not-
Yeah.
That's not trance music.
Or I can't listen to like that kind of electronic,
I love that shit.
What
like
I need
where's the
to do.
repeating
That's my
sound
that's my
over and
driving
over.
music.
I need something like loud, fast pace, and like kind of heavy
Oh,
on
like for me, it's jazz.
heavy on guitar, heavy on drums, heavy on vocals. Because otherwise, I'm gonna fall asleep. I mean, I've done long. I used to do 6-hour drives like twice every 2 months.
You think that picked up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Okay.
I heard it.
I had it too.
I used to do those.
Mick just farted.
Shorted. Oh no, you're just gonna smell it in a second.
My nose has been stuffed all night.
Not for long.
Yeah, I used to do
Clear
6-hour
out the
drives
senses,
like
dude.
every two
Ever hear of
every 2
smelling
months.
salts?
And if I was getting drowsy, the only thing that I could do is listen to like the loudest, angriest music possible. Otherwise, like I would fall asleep. If it's raining, there's no way I'm listening to my usual stuff. If it's sunny outside, I'm listening to mellow ass crap.
Yeah.
But mellow or depressing.
Mellow is like fun, upbeat, happy music. Nighttime driving in the rain is like
Space Lion by the Seatbelts.
No, I'll fall right asleep or cry.
Cowboy Bebop music is for rainy days.
yeah. That's fair enough. Okay, so if you're gonna choose, how long have we got? We're going for a while, right?
This is hour 4.
No, it's not.
Now it's 3.
Three.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll wrap it up soon. Well, aside from this topic, aside from music, is there anything particular you want to chat about that's coming into your brain that I haven't touched?
I've been spending way too much time with goblins.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? You should check out my Spotify playlist.
You should check out my Substack.
Because I've been spending too much time with goblins.
What song is that?
It's called I'm Spending Too Much. It's called Goblins, actually.
Really?
It's
By?
Goblinomicon?
That's the name of the
band.
artist?
Yeah. They have another
Oh,
song
no,
called...
no, it's Necrogoblicon.
Yeah, Necrogoblicon.
Yeah.
And their other hit single is Dressed Like Goblins.
Dressed
where
like goblins, dressed like goblins,
Yeah,
dressed like
that's the whole
goblins.
song.
That's the entire song.
It's just
love
them
it.
screaming it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you would love it.
I probably would, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good music. Yeah,
I should finish my Goblin Slayer suit.
I should finish my op-ed.
I should finish my Goblin Slayer costume because then we could make a fucking TikTok for the kids set to dress as goblins, dress as goblins, dress as goblins.
What? How
gross.
close are you done with Hummingbird?
Huh? Almost. I got.
Explain.
Huh?
Explain.
Oh, Hummingbird. So Hummingbird is a
It's a
new
bird.
Project.
It's a type
that
of bird. It's very,
what,
they're very
what
small.
I'm calling a.
You
yeah.
did a Mick just there, you know?
Yeah,
You did,
yeah. You did my dumb joke, but and it's not funny when I do it, and it's less funny when you do it.
I thought it was great.
But Project Hummingbird is what I've been referring to my new Mando build. So I found a hummingbird on Pinterest that I thought was really cute, And I said to myself, like, hey, what if we just make a new Mando and we paint it up like a hummingbird? And it was an idea in my head. And a friend posted up a custom helmet that he had made. He was making casts of it for a Patreon reward. Not Patreon, for a Kickstarter reward for a fan film that he made.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's called Legend of the I think it's Legend or Legacy of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube. Honestly, punch both in. You'll eventually find it.
Yeah.
Lovely guy, but he was making these helmets as rewards for the Kickstarter for a certain tier, and this one, like, he cast it too thick. It was the fourth cast. It was the first one he did by himself without another friend's help, who was kind of guiding him in the process. So he poured a little bit too much resin. It's a little bit heavier than it should be. And then when they were cutting out the visor, the Dremel bit exploded and fucking chewed up the shit out of the like front of the helmet. Yeah. So I posted it up and said, like, hey, who wants it? Like $20, pick it up. So I told
is this something that you could just literally just remove the visor?
So no, the visor had to be trimmed anyway. So he was trimming out the visor, but the Dremel bit exploded and chewed up the whole front of the helmet.
So it kind of looks like it's been shot or something.
Exactly, but he couldn't give it as a reward.
Yeah,
because that people wanted it as like a
fresh,
perfect, fresh, like look. So.
And how many hours goes into that print? Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, this wasn't a print. This is a slush cast.
Meaning?
So like you print it out.
Yeah.
Right. You finish it to be like glass smooth.
Yeah.
Then you pour silicone all over it and make a jacket, a 2-part jacket. Then you make a 2-part fiberglass mold on top of that jacket with key registration holes to keep it in place.
Okay.
And you demold it, take it all apart. And
then you can pour
liquid resin.
So you can make infinite number. You can make it,
not infinite, it's but like 100 to 200.
100 to 200 per mold.
And there's some kind of like detriment,
eventually it degrades.
Eventually it degrades. Like it just starts to lose detail and stuff like that. But this was the fourth one pulled. It's just unfortunately the Dremel bit exploded and chewed out the face.
So is that because when you pull it out, the mold kind of like slowly
it starts to stick to it. You use release agents and you can extend the life and you can do minor repairs, but eventually over time it goes away. But the long and short is that I came into this helmet that I didn't expect to. And I said, fuck it, let's go, right? Let's just make this project happen. So it was like minor clean, mostly because I didn't have to like sand down print lines and shit. I didn't even really correct the damage. I just like patched up some of the ugly scuffs, like the ones that didn't look as if they were something that happened. It just looked like, oh, that was your tool got away from you kind of scuff. So I patched those up, and then I went through and added some more, deepened some of the gashes and stuff to make it look like it was chewed
This is already a 3D print, right?
This is the resin cast.
Okay. And you got from this guy.
Yeah, the master was a 3D print. So then it was super easy since it was already finished to be smooth.
Yep.
I could hit it with like a gloss black. Yep. Let that sit for a day. Hit it with chrome topper. Let that sit for like 4 days. Then
what happens if you don't let it sit?
You run the risk of the paints not being cured.
At some point, we've got to do a proper podcast about this whole process.
Well, I mean, we should do that thing where we just document a full build.
Shop talk.
Yeah, dude.
We should do shop talk.
We gotta set that shit up.
But the garage is like actually in almost perfect shape right now. We
have to set that up.
I got 2 mannequins, 2 new ones. I got a full body one, another one to like properly display stuff.
We should just make a video where
I got a waist up one that's on a little stand, so I can put it on the desk, and I could turn around the armor while I'm working on it.
Oh, that's cool.
On the body. So I could say like, okay, I need to drop that part by that much. I need to pull this up by this much. I need to cinch in the vest by that much, etc. So anyway, long and short.
Another thing after this, I want to talk about how you strap your armor.
Dumbly, but
Adrian said it was really
very
good.
Intelligently. And okay, you say intelligently, I say lazily, because I don't want to ever have to ask someone to help me put on my armor.
Yeah.
Because it's a pain in the ass and it leads to fights. Whether it's with...
The first thing first, and then...
Yeah. So anyway, painted it chrome. Then I added like a really beautiful emerald green.
It's stunning looking.
Yeah.
And added a little bit of white. Right? Probably. It's been sitting on my floor for a couple days now, for a couple months now. But basically the thing's done, right? It has like this really cool... Well, with the green, like while it was still wet and drying, I just rubbed up against it with my hand to pull the paint away and expose some of that silver for where all that damage was from the Dremel bit exploding. That way, it looks like, oh, the paint got scuffed away. It's a little bit like tacky and fucked up. So it came out really well. I'm actually surprised at how well it came out, all things considered. And like all my friends who are into this, like are over the moon. They're like, "Oh my god, it's so fucking cool."
Yeah.
But anyway, so after that, it was okay. I guess I'll just run with the project, right? So I had a whole bunch of extra parts that I printed out when I was doing the 3 Mandos for Celebration.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll take these parts from here and that part from there. I printed out a new chest plate, some supplemental parts from some Patreon files that I like, and I've just been slowly finishing it. I just got a jetpack.
Adrian is once again extracting himself.
Why do you do
we
this
have
every
to.
It's
time?
hilarious
They
to
have
watch
to
you.
know. But watch
Clink,
out for the saber.
clonk. Yeah, that's why. Because otherwise, there's just weird noises in the background.
Yeah, but and so I've been like painting it up, and my girlfriend,
Ange,
her handle is Skellybee.
Yep.
She's been helping me.
SKELLEBEE.
Yeah, she's on
At SKELLEBEE.
Yeah, and she's on Instagram and Twitch.
Yep.
She mostly specializes in painting miniatures.
Yep. Warhammer or whatever.
Specifically Warhammer, but she's
Miniatures of any kind.
Yeah, like D&D is where she started. She's fallen into the Warhammer hole, and she's been helping me with the weathering. She has a really cool method, actually. She's got an
Let's
old.
talk about it in a minute.
Yeah, she's got an old makeup palette.
We'll talk about that in
for
a second.
doing doing
Because I
cosplay
do
style
want
stuff.
in a second I do
But-
actually want to. I mean, I keep adding shit to talk
Yeah,
about,
I know.
but we're having a good time.
The long and short is with the hummingbird project. It's like I'm almost done. I finished the legs,
Yep.
finished the chest. I got to finish one more shoulder piece because I've been lazy. And then, I lied. I completely forgot. I did buy something at Disneyland when I was there. We were walking.
What is it?
We were walking through Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
And Andrew was like, "Do you
Is
just
it
want to?"
Greeblies? If it's Greeblies,
No, it wasn't. Andrew was like, "Do you just want to look in like the costuming booth, whatever, right? See if they have anything that we can use." And they have these Boba Fett jetpacks.
No, Andrew, I don't want to go in there.
The Boba Fett jetpack was like $50 all in. It's a little bit smaller than Canon size, but it was the size of the jetpack that I was printing out for myself anyway.
Okay.
It is.
So there was a 3D model with like 1 to
Instead of
5 or
1
something?
1, it was like
1 to 3.
it wasn't. It's not even that. Like if it's supposed to be about this big,
Yeah.
right? It's about that big.
So like 1 to 2 or 3.
Yeah, something like that.
2.5.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's a little bit smaller, but it's to the size that I was going to print it out anyway, right?
Yeah.
And it's preset with lights and everything. That's all gesture controlled, which is pretty neat.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take I want to lop off the thrusters.
Yep.
I'm going to install some thrusters that I already printed out.
Adrian's making.
I was actually
his
thinking
way back.
maybe you or my buddy Seb, who does the lightsabers, could help me wire in the existing lights
We got you, dude.
to the thrusters, to the new
I
ones I'm going
gotta
to be
do something
attaching.
with my electrical engineering degree.
Exactly. But the whole thing has lights and sounds, so like anytime you bend over or like sit up,
Yep.
it'll like set off the thruster sounds, the lights flash and whatever. But it came down to like, okay, I could spend $200 of like time, material, and energy, or
Or you
like
can just-
$50 and really just repaint it.
Yeah.
So like that was my one take home thing, and I'm going to argue that it was worth it.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Like that was something where I'm using it. It's really the last piece of the puzzle too. So
It
I was
looks
like,
good. I mean,
Did you see the jetpack?
I saw the piece. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that was my one take home from Disney. So it's like, okay, fine, but
decent.
like
So,
technically it's something I'm using.
I want to do.
It's not a shelf. It's not a shelf sitter.
So, well, the
I
rea-
want to wait. First of all, I want to do a shout out to Ange. Right.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in, if you like Warhammer, if you like miniature painting,
Miniature painting.
miniature painting. If you like that kind of thing, look up Skellebee, SKELLEBEE on Twitch, Instagram, or Reddit, or soon to be Reddit.
Soon to be Reddit.
Hopefully,
it's
fucking
like
hell.
But really-
40% ease.
It is, but she's on mostly Twitch. She's not been on Instagram much lately.
She does
but
very like
she
detailed.
streams on some Fridays, mostly Saturday, Sunday.
The most the most interesting part, because I did a ton of miniature painting when I was a kid and when I was.
You have to see what she's been doing with the corn dogs. Ha ha ha.
Corn.
But it's spelled Khorn. It's one of the factions.
Okay.
Demon. Like, yeah, I know. I do that every time. It drives her
It's called.
insane. But they're these little demon dogs.
Yep.
And
40K or?
Yeah, 40K. And the way that she's painting them is like we base them in black,
Yeah.
and then she just goes in and like dry brushes all the red onto them.
Well, no. So to start off, I personally have never heard of this method because I've done a bunch of miniature painting when I was a kid, right? So the method that I believe that you
for the
and
yellow?
then her that explained is she basically paints them as
Okay,
if
so-
they're being shot in black and white. So you're doing
Yes.
the
So-
shade first.
Yeah.
So you're doing like.
Oh, okay, so let me
Shade
explain.
or, is
I
it
can-
hue or?
She's
I can't
basically
explain
like
it.
a good cinematographer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean she's actually some of my favorite
So
photos of my cosplay
so
were taken by her.
Imagine if you take a photo, you're trying to replicate this thing that's had a photo taken of it in black and white. You're not replicating the colors. You're
replicating the
chroma value.
shadow
Or
and
the
yeah,
chroma
values.
value. Yeah. There
Yeah.
we
So
go.
what she does is
That's the word I was looking for.
depending on the color, like the final color.
Which is insane to me, by the way.
It takes forever. But depending on the final color that she's settling on, like for her Tau army, she's
Yeah.
decided like I'm gonna do yellow, which is
Well, you
insane.
pick an army, whatever it is.
Yeah, so
and then
she-
how do you paint it?
So yeah, exactly. So what she does is for the Tau, she bases it in white, right? She starts with white, and then she goes through with pink to do the low tones.
Which is basically it's a lighter shade of a darker shade of white.
Yeah,
So you're basically-
it's pink though.
Shadows.
but she's doing all the shadows. She's
But-
doing in pink.
Layer by layer, you're
Yeah.
doing like
And she's
more
building
pink or
it
less
up.
pink.
Exactly, and I think the process is technically called glazing.
Yep.
In this hobby, I know it as pre-shading,
Yep.
but it's not exactly pre-shading because it's a little bit more
It seems like
complicated.
just,
I think glazing
if
is
I
the
wanted
correct
to
term.
like take
But-
this and stab myself in the eye, having to do it myself. That
Yeah,
would be
it's
it.
insane.
Yeah.
Because so she pre-shades all these little like nooks and crannies of the figure, and then she goes through.
So if you took a photo of that figure then in black and white, it would be if you were filming a black and white movie.
it would look perfect.
It would be correct. It
Yeah.
would be like the red parts are darker than the white parts. The
Exactly.
black parts are darker than the red parts. That
so
kind of thing.
and she actually doesn't use any black
Yeah.
on the like colored armor bits
No,
that
yeah.
she's painting. So
Super impressive.
then after that, she goes through and lightly, like I'm talking tens of layers, goes through and does this
A glaze,
clear
basically,
yellow
right?
glaze that then turns the armor to that final color yellow.
Or-
But this way, she doesn't have to go
whatever color, right?
Yeah.
So if it's
this
green-
way, it's not like she's basing it in yellow and then she has to build up with oranges and browns.
You're
like, to
basically
deepen
putting
it.
on a base.
You're doing all the shadow up front. It's the same thing
Yeah.
as like painting in black and
I'm not
white.
sure
on
what
It's the same idea of painting in black and white on Photoshop, and then doing another layer on top of like 50% opacity of whatever actual color you want. That way you don't have to deal with all the different like, oh, I have to figure out how to do the shading on the red and then the blue and the green. It's just like, oh yeah, like this will read.
The shading is already.
The shading is already baked
Super
in.
interesting.
It's crazy and it takes forever. I mean, I don't know that it takes any longer, honestly, than doing it the traditional way. But the
I
results.
feel like it does.
I feel like this is the traditional way. It's just
No, the
better.
result. No,
no.
it's not. The traditional way is like you start with your pigment and then you
Normally you would like
fuss with it in
you
any
give it a
direction.
matte
It just sounds
base
like the wrong
of
way to
black
do
or
it.
white, and then
You
would-
put on like your blue, your solid blue, and then
Whatever
you
it
go
is.
in with like your slightly less like fully solid
You give it,
dark
like, all right,
blue and a little bit
yeah.
of greens
Then
and
you
whatever.
might give it an ink wash. An ink wash, basically, you throw some ink on it, like black ink. It fills in all the crevices. Then you wipe it off with like a paper towel or
or a
something.
Q-tip or not some
Whatever,
nonsense.
and then that like fills in like the nooks and crannies that you wouldn't normally get to. This is like a very sort of anal retentive but great way of doing it.
Oh, I mean the results are insane.
They speak for themselves.
Yeah, like you see them and you go like, "Wow, what?" So I mean,
Long story
It's
short,
crazy.
like if you like that kind of thing, check out Angie's stream on Twitch, Instagram, and what else
just
is on?
Twitch really.
Twitch?
The streaming's on Twitch.
Yeah. She does post on she posts on his
She has posts on
Twitter,
Instagram, but
Reddit,
not very much.
Instagram. We gotta
Force her to
beef
get
it
on
up,
Reddit.
make it. Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
So-
I'm about to force her to make a LinkedIn for this thing.
please,
Yeah,
please.
No,
and
I
she
mean-
just got affiliated, right?
Yeah, she just got affiliated
It's
with
dope.
Proacral Monument Hobbies.
Yeah.
Who make these
great
like
paint.
some really great paints,
paint.
honestly.
Her favorite paint, right?
Yeah, it's her go-to. And what's nice is that part of the reason she got affiliated is that they want her to use it on cosplay stuff,
Good.
Oh, nice.
which is great because now we have the
Good,
air
because you're
gun
gonna use
set
a
up.
shitload of.
No, we
become
have
teeny
the
tiny
the
little-
air gun set up, so that teeny tiny goes a really long bloody way
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
because you're atomizing it.
Well, so
Yeah.
the reason I brought up Hummingbird is because I really want to get fast-tracked on Lookbook.
Well, yeah, I want to work on the lookbook.
Explain.
So Project Lookbook is something that Mik thought of, and I was like, yeah, we could do
Yeah,
that.
we could do that.
Is
The
this
long
an app I can make? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
No,
no.
it's
Lookbook
a,
is basically if you look at any art book,
Yeah.
Reference books.
reference books.
Yeah. We're listening.
What's
Keep
up?
talking. I just wanna
Oh,
see
you're gonna
you-
clean my glasses?
No,
They're
yes.
messy
Where,
as hell.
with
But,
reference books, you have images of a costume or a piece of
Character.
clothing or a character or something, and then you have text next to it on a white background where the text just describes what you're seeing. So Boba Fett is on the page, and it'll say, like, this shoulder detail, this decal is referential to such and such and such, and this ding happened in the Battle of so-and-so.
Yeah. So the idea would be to recreate that
Sorry,
with
explain-
our costumes.
Explain that more. Explain
Okay.
that more.
Basically, it's
I don't
gonna
understand.
be a white page,
Right.
right? Or like monotone page.
What's the okay? So
And the idea would
what's
be
the
that
in that page? Is it a
What's
link
on that
to,
page is-
like you have the Mandalorian costume from the TV show season 1.
Oh, so
episode
what's
10.
going to be is it's going to be a picture of the suit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Full body, head to toe. And then it's going to be like maybe a 3/4 shot. It'll be a close up of a helmet,
How the
maybe
well,
a gauntlet.
fuck do you see through these, dude?
Barely. I had to get new ones.
Imagine those old
No, you
reference.
don't. Just let me clean them. How about that?
Imagine those old Star Wars reference books, but
But
in
with
Harry
cosplay
Potter
stuff.
motion.
Yeah, and that's like the hook is
Yeah.
that we're going to have that like, oh, it's like, sure you have like the full body photo, but then the 3/4 thing will turn and look at you.
Yeah.
And what's cool is that we can format it to fit like the Instagram square
Or TikTok.
or TikTok page size.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like the full
Yeah.
it'll be the full costume, right? Broken down like it's out of the art book, but there's going to be the motion aspect to it.
Yeah.
And that motion aspect is like something that I'm not seeing.
So
I'm not even
it's
seeing
already
people
got-
do the normal.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing. So that
Well-
is because you have to. That means you have to integrate bones, which is complicated.
What are you talking about, bones?
Bones. If you want to make a movement aspect to it, you have to integrate what's called bones, right? Which is like, how does this then move?
No.
No.
We're working on.
I'm talking about the costume.
Remember we did that test shoot
We
with
did the
the
test
Red Hood
shooting?
armor on the
Yeah,
green screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, so we remove the background and we replace it with a white void, and then we put text behind him or around. him.
So the base photo is not moving.
No, the base photo is.
Basically, you have a couple of base photos, but then you have one aspect that's just video.
Yeah.
And you superimpose that video onto because of the green screen.
Okay.
So it could be like the waist up shot of like, look, so you're looking at me in a profile, right? And then the profile will turn and look at you.
Yeah.
These are so dirty.
So the basic idea for Lookbook is that
It would be a new way to showcase any.
you make it- is it-
costume
Well,
So
going
it
forward.
would be also part of the way that you design costumes that I really like is that they're all purpose built and they all have like character to them.
Yeah. So I try to approach anything I'm doing with
What would you call it? What would you call it?
intention.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like what's the intention for the character? Like for the first Mando, the idea started as like, oh, I'm gonna build him with a fisherman in mind, right?
Yep.
Like old English dockman with the knitted sweater,
Green.
greens, and like because you have the green coveralls and stuff and
Christ,
the
yeah,
gum boots. But I mean, over time, he's evolved, or the character has evolved into like, oh, this guy's like heavy weapons platform scout character. But still, the color scheme, the
is gross,
general
I'm sorry,
armor.
but I'm gonna have to do this.
Do whatever you got to do. The color scheme, the color distributions, and everything are still very heavily inspired, especially now that I have the poncho.
Yeah.
By that old fisherman idea.
Well, and then you breathe life into the armor and you
Exactly.
make it look
You
like
can
this is an
add-
actual person in a world.
Exactly. It's not something you have to actively do because once you have that idea in your
So
head, if I
maybe-
want to do it that way,
Am I misinterpreting? Is this like a platform like Pinterest that you'd want to be?
no, like literally,
It's content.
it's content. That's
Yeah.
it. It's just the content. You could put it on Pinterest or Instagram or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
But the cool idea is that you have now 2 suits that are fitted to you.
One suit to you.
One suit fitted to me. 2 to Ange. You have friends who are doing this, doing similar.
I mean,
suits.
I'm building a handful of suits for friends as well.
Yeah, you're building one for Spicy.
Yeah, for Deej.
Yeah.
And that one's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
So the idea behind
You'll like this one.
You'll like this one.
Yeah.
The idea behind the suit I want to make for Deej is that it is. So Coca-Cola has never allowed a rebranding, right? Mm-hmm. It's always going to be like it got to look like Coke, except for when Disney did the Galaxy's Edge project, the Star Wars land. So what they did is they allowed it to be done up in like the Star Wars script, and they redid their branding for the first time in history.
Yeah.
To like be in Star Wars lettering and like fit that aesthetic.
Which makes that drink Star Wars canon.
Yes. So the idea is to make a corporately sponsored Mandalorian in the same way that you would have an F1 driver.
Uh-huh.
Like an F1 driver that would have like Coca-Cola on his chest and have to wear like the red jumper,
He'd
right?
have Coca-Cola on his chest. He'd have Shell
Like
on his shoulder.
Exxon on his knee, whatever,
Yeah.
right? So the idea is to build out this suit of like super flashy armor because it's corporately sponsored, right? You can get away-
Candy-coated red.
Not even candy coated red. I was recently turned on to something called Candy Flake base coat
Yeah.
or Metal Flake base coat, where it's like it looks like random like pepperings and flakings of like metal, right?
Alex is taking off his shirt.
And I'm tickling his tummy, but yeah, it has like this really crazy chip effect to it, and then you could top it with a candy topper, and it's gonna make it look insane. But you add that to like matte white,
Yeah.
so you got the super glossy red with matte white on the chest, where it's gonna say like Coca-Cola, on the shoulder it's gonna say like Blast Tech or whatever like Star Wars brands, right? And you build it out to be like super fancy, and I think that'll look insane with the lookbook idea.
Yeah.
Well, so you have, say, 5 or 6, maybe 10 Mandalorians.
Oh, and then the other idea was that we could take it out to the desert, right? That one specifically, shoot it, and then train an AI on it to do it as like old 1950s.
Yeah,
like,
like promotional
adverts.
art. So the idea for lookbook also, like it doesn't end with the whole Mandalorian thing. I think it goes for your entire suite of costumes.
I could do it for. We could do it for Red Hood. We should. Do
Well,
it
I was gonna
because
say,
we
like,
have that footage anyway.
Because you also have
having, like the version control on that is
yeah.
really interesting.
Well, because you
So-
also have tons of you have tons of different like Bat Family costumes in
Yeah.
mind. It would be cool to have an entire suite of those things, and if you
Well,
know,
I'm saying like I want to get in the LinkedIn game
Yeah,
as well. Imagine
recording-
throwing that into
Yeah.
like a LinkedIn profile.
This is
Yeah.
so gross. When we get out of here, I'll clean it properly for you.
They're
really-
fine now.
record it.
No.
I mean, releasing that as batch content, 2 per week is even, or 1 per day is incredible for you.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
The fact is that Instagram's dead as shit, and it's
Yeah.
damn it near impossible to grow a platform there anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
especially
but
if
the place
you're not,
to do that would be like throw it on TikTok.
I mean, throw it on TikTok, throw it on YouTube. Even on Instagram, they promote their Instagram Reels.
Real super
Well,
heavy,
if
and
you think
because
about
it's a
like
video.
just this podcast, like no one's listening to this, but even if they are, right, the 3-hour mark when we're talking about this stuff, you need a category that shoves that into this category. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, even that comes down to a similar categorization, sort of.
You're struggling for words.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the
Category?
right way. No, because it's
You can't keep saying the same one.
you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been recording for
Like 4 hours.
a little bit of time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is officially 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh fucking yeah!
All right,
Yeah.
I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't
Me
know about
too.
you fools.
All right.
Me
So
seven.
this has been the Chicken Coop Podcast.
I've been Jacob Zaidzu.
Yeah.
And I'm
I've been
signing off.
Adrian Noah.
I've been Tom with 2 M's.
Tom with 2 M's. Is that how he introduced himself?
That's how I introduced him.
That's
And
hilarious.
now we
I
cut
think-
it off in 3, 2, 1. So yes.